But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Why is the rage so low?
Funny and funny. What?
You know how low that is?
Yeah.
E-Rock, turn that shit up, man.
Oh. Yeah.
Morning.
Friday morning. Very important day to the working Joe.
Wait. Yeah. Wait, turn that down. Did you say Friday?
I did. Yeah. It's Friday.
Did you say Friday? Turn that off for a second. Oh. You missed it. You missed it the first time. I can't sit here and make believe you didn't miss it the first time.
Yeah.
Well, when have we played that song? So
Every
Friday?
At some point.
Mr. I took a sick day.
It should be geared up in there, ready to roll.
First bit of the morning fails miserably. Epic fail.
Yet an E-Rock failure is the first bit of the morning.
Yes.
So it kind of worked itself out there.
That's all right.
Yeah,
what are you going to do, man?
It is. Fridays are very, very important. People wake up with a different attitude on a Friday.
They do?
Yeah, because,
Why's
tonight's
that?
like, woo, drinking and partying, woo.
What about the people that start that on a Thursday?
Woo. That's good. That's called the other Friday. Thursday is the other Friday because you're thinking, all I got to do is get through Friday tomorrow. So I could pretty much tear it up a little on Thursday and, phone it in, as they say. Phone it in.
You could skate through.
Skate.
People like to say, I'm going to just skate through this
Fake
day.
Fake it is a good one. Yeah. And the Workin' Joe has figured out many ways of doing that on a Friday.
I was going to say, remember when you had a real job?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There were always little tricks to get through the day. Oh, my God.
I used to actually grab a 10-foot ladder.
Yeah.
I'd climb up, and if I was doing a commercial job, hanging ductwork.
Yeah.
And I would climb up on the ladder, lean my arms on top of the ducts, and put my head down in my arms and nap, go to sleep, literally standing with my feet on the top of the ladder.
Wow.
But my body weight is on the ductwork, so
right.
I'm not really resting it on my feet, so I'm not going to fall.
Right.
And I would just take these little cat naps on top of the ductwork.
That's crazy.
And then if I heard I'd be like, bum, 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 knock the duct and be like, wait, almost 2 seconds, like I was doing something up there.
Would you find make-believe work?
No, I would just do
did you
no
even
work.
have to go up there in the ladder?
Probably, yeah. I probably had something to do. I'm putting in a fire damper.
Yeah.
Putting in a fire damper or something. Or motorized volume damper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
I remember make-believe work.
Or I'd do something halfway. And
Right.
then sit there. Like I'd connect a duct with a drive, they're called, and I'd smash the drive down like halfway.
Yeah.
And leave the other half, so I'd sit there. And then the second someone came by, I'd grab my hammer, bam, bam, bam,
I'm
knock
working
the rest
hard
of
here.
it down.
Right.
And, I'd be like, all sleepy face. A seam from the duct is embedded in your face, the side of your face. Like drooling. What? Yeah, no, I'm working hard. You got morning voice?
Right.
No, it's fine. Everything's cool. What?
But those were the days when even the bosses were doing that shit.
Exactly.
Everyone knew. Everyone was just kind of, trying to get through Friday.
Everyone was napping.
Now you got these do-gooders with their cameras everywhere.
There's cameras everywhere.
And glass offices, so you can't even close the door behind you.
No. Who thought of the glass-walled office?
Oh, fucking nerd.
What an asshole. You used to be able to go into your office and squeeze your sexy secretary's ass.
That's right. Pinch her ass a little bit.
She'd be on your knee taking your dictation. Get in here. I got a letter you have to take.
How many times have you seen that in old school TV shows and movies?
She's got her legs crossed. She's sitting on the guy's lap in his big office chair.
And it was completely normal.
Yeah. He's got his hand on her back. Well, let me take this letter down.
Or she would.
Oh, Mr. Johnson.
Or she would bend over where her knees don't even bend.
Yeah. She'd do that bend, and he'd give her a playful little tap, and she'd get up real quick and go, Mr. Johnson.
Yeah. Now
Make me a drink.
Now bosses aren't even allowed to hire hot secretaries. They all have to be frumps.
Frumps.
You have to hire a frump. You go to the frump factory.
Frumps. They had that roll-away bar in their office.
Right.
And it was like fucking 9 in the morning and they're drinking.
Yeah.
You watch that show, Mad Men?
You know what? No,
I watched
stupid.
it.
Is that a available box set?
I think it's on Netflix.
I gotta get into this shit.
It's a cool show because it's a piece that's supposed to be in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And in the business atmosphere, not like, the hippie atmosphere.
Right.
And I think it's pretty early 60s, maybe even late 50s. And every fucking scene, they're smoking like crazy in anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter where they are. They could be visiting someone in the hospital and they got a cigarette in their mouth. And they're drinking constantly. And that's exactly what the fuck those old days were. And they're fucking their secretaries.
Right.
And they're in trouble with their wives because they're fucking their secretaries.
Right.
It's a great time.
Well,
I miss those days. I wish I was in those days.
If you had a side piece, you hire her as a secretary.
Right. Sexy secretary.
Now you gotta hire a frump.
A frump.
A frump.
Typewriters and phones with dials on them.
Sure.
It's a cool, they're all smoking. It's great.
You know what? I did see another musical on Broadway.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. And it has a lot to do with what you're talking about here. Our pal Rob Bartlett, who works for IMUS.
Right. How to succeed in business without really trying.
I guess it's a Broadway show that's been around forever.
Yeah,
recast obviously
staples.
a million fucking times, but I think it was originally came out in the 50s or the early 60s.
They revive it every so often. I think it's in that revival category.
I gotta tell you, man, I fucking liked it a lot.
Yeah?
Because of Rob Bartlett. He's like, yeah, you gotta see me on Broadway. So I finally went, and I really, really liked it. And it's everything you're saying. It's like old school bosses and old school secretaries that are really hot, and the secretaries talk like all they care about is trying to, get with one of the guys that is powerful in the company.
Right. That's their whole gig,
And then you got the floozy secretary that's banging the big boss.
Everyone knows, too, but doesn't say a fucking word.
No, because it's part of the culture.
Chatty Cathys back then. You could be fucking your secretary, and everyone in the office knew it, but they just kind of, maybe they did an eye roll to each other when the secretary walked by.
Sure.
To let everybody know they knew, but no one ratted anyone out.
No. But now we got these glass offices.
Cameras and lawyers and fucking all kinds of paperwork and...
Cameras and lawyers, oh my. Cameras and lawyers, oh my.
HR. When HR came in, all that shit went down the shitter.
Mad Men didn't have HR.
Fuck that.
They would have laughed at HR.
Oh, HR, my ass. I'm going to tweak that secretary's nips when she comes in.
Right.
I'm giving her purple nurples before she gets on that typewriter.
With these glass offices, it's like being in prison. And I'm sure someone came up with it because they're like, oh, it just looks nicer. It just looks sleek and nice. And then you get the boss that does rounds like a prison guard.
A warden or a guard, yeah.
So now they walk up and down because it's a whole line of offices, and they just peek in every office.
Well, Bob seems to have put a poster up on his glass wall. You can see here, we can't see in what he's doing. He's working. We're going to send a CERT team in. They have these giant canisters of tear gas. We shove that in first, let it loose, and it makes them pretty compliant when we go in and cuff them.
I hope that's how
they... Am I at work?
I hope that's how they take out Bladder one day.
With a CERT team?
Yeah, with
they
a CERT team.
They just go in and fucking shove that big nozzle in and just tear gas him. You see snot and tears and saliva's coming out of his mouth. His hair's all messed up. Now, Steve Bladder had to be brought out with a little bit of force. We take a video team with us to show that we didn't really abuse the employee.
Yeah. I hope they take out Greenstein like that, too, for not cleaning the toilets properly every morning.
Oh, boy. Bathroom duty.
Well, they were fucking shitty again today, Sam, and I don't know what to do.
With piss or shit on the wall?
No, I haven't seen the shit flakes in a while, but it's that thick urine.
Oh God!
When you get a drop of urine on a toilet seat and you let it dry, it raises up pretty damn high.
It's pretty good though. That means people are taking vitamins. It gets
Is that what that's about?
Dark yellowish, and it's almost a crystalline thing when it dries. Yeah.
Well, Sam, please, when he gets here, tell him, I don't know what's going on with the toilet seats, but they really need to be cleaned properly. Thank you.
I'm not going to.
Why?
That's facilities' job, and he's the boss. I wouldn't.
He's what boss?
He's like all of our bosses.
No. That's just silly.
My boss that I mean, he's like 4 bosses above me. And
no, that's just silly.
He's your boss.
He's not my boss.
No?
No one's the boss of me. No one.
You ain't the boss of me.
No one.
I think he's your guy's boss.
No, he really isn't.
Oh.
He really isn't.
Oh.
So it's Friday. We got the glass offices.
Yeah.
We got the HR. We got the frumpy secretaries. What else we got?
Man, some guy just reminded me of something, though, on Pal Talk. The when I was a working Joe, there was one building that was, it probably had 20% population. The rest of it was still being built, and the floors are being done. And it was the Omni building there in by the, what school is there? In Uniondale. Yeah, by Hofstra. And I used to have to do work in there, and me and a couple of the other guys had the paint guns because we used to, play paintball a lot. And it wasn't the ones you have now, the machine gun ones. It was the little Nell Spot pistols with the little thing, and you could really kind of hide them in your toolbox and stuff. And we used to literally just play Nakatomi Plaza in the building.
No.
Die Hard. Yeah. We'd pick teams and play paintball inside when we were supposed to be working.
That's awesome.
That was a Friday thing.
So you would break for a little paintball action.
Break for some fucking Die Hard paintball.
Didn't they notice the splatters on the walls?
Oh, yeah, but they didn't know who did
walls
it.
Or whatever?
Yeah, but it was unfinished, so it didn't matter. It wasn't like it was going up on the sheetrock. It was pretty much just the studs were up and
But once again,
cement.
back then, you didn't have people that tattled on you to the bosses.
No tattling, no cameras.
And half the time, the bosses were in on the action.
Yeah.
They wanted a little break.
Nothing was more fun than when your CO2 canister would go, which meant you couldn't fire your gun. And anybody that did that, the next thing you heard was, "Oh, God, please don't kill me. Oh, don't shoot me. You're one of them." Yeah, you're playing fucking Die Hard. You gotta throw in some lines.
Why don't we go to the phones? Because now people can relate to this. See what we did there, Sam? You should be taking notes.
Oh, Sam.
We didn't even know we were going to talk about this.
Hey, Sam's #1 in radio, though, so he's better than we are.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
For the Shorty
on
Awards,
that.
yeah.
Oh, no, the Shorty Awards again.
Well, he's #1.
Let's not talk about the Shorty Awards, please.
I'm #1 in web show, thank you, people.
Yeah,
keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
And Opie wants to be a YouTube star.
Right, YouTube star. He's working his way up the ladder there.
I really don't.
No, you should be.
Yeah, yes, you do.
We're all going to the fucking big gala event award show. We're all going to sit at a big table.
We're going to rent tuxedos with tails.
Tuxedos. I want tails.
No.
Tuxedos. And any of the girls that go with us, gowns.
Gowns.
And I want Eastside Dave in a gown, too,
And
though.
walking sticks.
Yeah.
Walking sticks?
Yes.
Well, at that big table, you're going to be sitting with a couple strangers.
Why?
Because I'm not going to win the YouTube Star Award.
Oh, you
Why?
got
Yeah, you should.
No, you got to win that one.
Really,
You're a big star.
no.
I guarantee you'll be nominated.
No, please.
As long as you're in the upper 6, you're nominated, so then you show up to see if you're chosen.
Please,
right.
this is too much attention. Please.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Stop. Please,
Come
now.
on, look at those awards.
Matt in D.C. Matty.
Morning, boys.
Good morning.
I just want to say how far off the office world is now from the show Mad Men.
Yeah.
There was a woman that I work with. She went through a pretty rough time. Husband cheated on her, so she's come to work all messed up, constantly crying. And when she finally started turning her shit around, she showed up to work one day, kind of cleaned up, and I just, complimented her on, hey, you look nice today. Just, kind of try to pick her up. I'm in HR 5 minutes late now. It was about 15 minutes later. I had to go through a week of videos and retraining and tests on what is and what is not acceptable to the female employer.
You know what? I got a solution to all that. Let's move the broads out.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move them out.
Done with the broads?
Why do they need so much protection?
Yeah. What's that about?
She gets all upset when you look at, just say, hey, you look decent today. And I can only imagine if you work at a real place, it'd be fucking cool where you can look at porn on your phone and hey, look at this shit.
We've come a long way, man.
All for the days of that.
Yeah, they ripped all the cool stuff out of our cubicles, right, in our offices.
That's it.
And some companies, and I maybe Sam could help me on this one for real. I think there's a policy here. You're not allowed to date a fellow employee.
I think you
Mars. Sorry. I know you asked me.
I think you have to declare it if you're dating.
Declare what?
You have to declare. What if you?
And then they go through to find out whether or not it's appropriate or not.
So everyone has to. So everyone has to know your business.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, that's the
What if you
number
just-
one thing here.
What if you're walking down the halls and you fall in love with someone?
Then you have to let the bosses know, and then they have to
That's
figure out
insane.
Does
whether
that
or not
happen?
that's appropriate.
Walking down the halls and you fall in love,
Dude, well, you know
I
what?
love you. I love you.
Well, you know what? It happens.
Yeah.
So in this place, if that happens,
You
have to report it to everybody.
Gotta report it.
That's what happened between me and Who Kid.
Yeah.
Walking down
Mutual
the halls,
love.
and one day we realized
Mutual ass kissing, maybe.
Do you think he's been on the after show a little too much, though?
it was a few days in a row.
I'm getting a
was
nod
bit
from Mars.
much.
And I like the
Mars,
kid.
Mars gets jealous because he wants to be on the after show every day.
Well, that's not happening.
No.
But could you imagine it?
Yeah.
You decide you're kind of like you got those butterfly feelings. You see someone at your job, and now
you're smitten.
Yeah, you're smitten, and now you're scared you might lose your job. So now you got to tell everyone how smitten you are with the broad.
Can I submit a smitten form? A smitten report? I need. You got to get your smitten report in, or else this relationship is null and void, or you're going to be terminated.
Because they have to find out whether or not it's a conflict of interest.
With what?
In case it's
none of their business.
Supervisor, or it's
How about it's none of their business?
What base have you gotten to?
Right.
Second base.
Yeah, where I work at, if you're dating someone,
thanks.
you have to recruit. You have to go to HR.
I didn't even know he was still here.
I know.
Well,
how are you still here, man?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh,
where I'm at, I know that you have to go, you and whoever you're with, you have to report to HR, you fill out paperwork, then they bring in your department head to make sure that everything is smooth and that there's not going to be a problem, and then how you properly handle a breakup and work.
And it's like the old system in Scotland. Actually, the boss has to have sex first with the girl, like in Braveheart.
Right.
See, he has to go in and actually have sex first with her, and then you're able to have an inter-office relationship.
Right, but the only way to avoid that is if the girl doesn't hold like a handkerchief.
Yes, first night.
Then they won't actually know.
Sure.
Yes.
Well,
or they slit her throat.
I must say, we've become completely insane in this country.
Yeah, it really is ridiculous.
We have overthought
Everything.
Everything.
It should be easy.
Like you can't. So maybe you don't want the whole world to know that you just got smitten with someone. And I'm not talking about cheating shit. I'm talking about just regular fucking you fall for somebody. Now you're scared you might lose your job. So now you got to go to HR. Mm-hmm. Now they're completely in your fucking business.
How do they find out? What happens in an inter-office relationship where people then do find out? Is it somebody, a close friend that rats or says something? Is it you being the little overzealous in the fucking snack room and grabbing a little ass and somebody sees it?
Right.
How do people actually find out when you're trying to keep it on the QT?
You can't take it on the QT because you're scared you're going to lose your gig.
Yeah.
So I think most people just come forward immediately like, oh, my God, I got to tell people.
I think people lose it. They just can't fucking contain themselves.
Yeah.
In copy room, how many copy room fucking blowjobs have gone down?
Ah, shit, man.
I know, and here, I've had to brush my teeth many a time after oh, wait a minute.
Many a time.
Yes.
Wow, really? I didn't know that was going on.
Most policies in companies these days are just set up to avoid lawsuits.
Yes.
Like, that's the number one goal of any company.
It has nothing to do with anyone's best interest except for the company. Is it good for the company?
Right.
Is it good for the company?
Right.
Hang the banner up.
I feel bad for people that have just regular jobs. Because it used to be all right. It used to be kind of a social thing.
Yeah.
You would get some work done, but you socialize. If you're single, you're working all the girls in the office, seeing who's, down TTF. Down to DTF,
there
right?
You go.
Yeah, DTF, yo.
I want to talk like the kids today.
Yeah, you
Jersey
gotta.
Shore, yo.
That's right, Jersey Shore, indeed.
I don't think I've ever had an inter-workplace relationship. But the places I've worked, there's probably been like two girls there.
Yeah.
One working in the office, and the other one, you didn't find out she was a girl until probably 2 months in on the job.
I was... Oh, God, I'm calling out someone today. I was banging the business manager at a radio station I was working at.
Oh.
I was just a young little kid.
Little young buck.
And I think she was already well into her 30s.
Oh,
she had to be
Mrs. Robinson, are you trying to seduce me?
She had to be 10 years older than me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I was full time, but not really. I was making like $12,000 a year, and she was like really important at this radio station.
How did the hookup happen?
Just at an event, all drunk and shit.
A drunken event. Radio of old.
But then,
Drunken
like,
event.
this woman. Did
you get her pregnant? Did she have to have an abortion?
Oh, God, we'll get into that.
Whoopsie.
We'll get into that. We got more info on Greg Kelly.
Oh, boy.
I'm staying strong for Greg Kelly.
I am, too.
I'm staying strong for this guy.
I believe him.
There's some suspicious shit going on here.
Yes, there is.
And now he's saying that he's got text messages to prove that it was all on the up and up.
Text messages? No one saves those. Oh.
Well, Greg Kelly, he's the host of what? Fox?
Good Day New York.
Good Day New York. I can't get those two
New York
right.
Fox affiliate.
And meets a girl on the street. They have drinks. She invites him back to the office because I don't think he would invite himself back to her office, right? Because you can't do that.
You can't just tag along like that.
And then they end up having sex in her office. And then 3 months later, she walks into a precinct. This Greg Kelly is the son of Ray Kelly, the police commissioner here in New York, and says Greg Kelly raped her.
Whoa.
And now it's coming out that she was pregnant.
That she got pregnant and then she had one of those abortions, right?
Well, because the
How many
boyfriend...
times this week am I going to do that Damone impression?
I like it, though.
A lot of abortions this week.
But her boyfriend basically knew it wasn't his because he had a vasectomy.
Yeah.
So it seems like some shit hit the fan back at the homestead, and now she had to claim all sorts of shit.
It has all the
That's what
benchmarks of the boyfriend finding out, getting pissed, and her scrambling for an excuse. And boy, that rape, that is quite the excuse.
Right.
Yeah, and of course we sound like the caveman guy saying, she's full of shit. And in this case, what information we've heard, it kind of adds up like maybe she's not being quite forthright.
Here's the problem. She's pushing out stuff every day to the media and
push something out of her vagina, an abortion. Whoa.
And this Greg Kelly has to sit there and shut his fucking mouth.
Yep.
So no one's really speaking up for him because I don't think it's really popular to take the stance we're taking.
No.
And we could be completely wrong, and then at that point we'll be absolutely crucified by people.
Of course.
But we got to at least play the other side here a little bit. Something is suspicious here.
Even his buddies, co-stars on Good Day New York, their comments have been like, well, we love him, and that's really all I could say right now.
Right.
Like, hey, we like the guy. That's as far as I'm going, as far as protecting him or giving a comment. Yeah.
Let me see. Greg Kelly claims, this is the latest right here.
Greg?
We'll get back to the business matter.
Oh, yeah, don't worry about
that. It was really quick. She was
go back and forth.
She would be an animal on Friday and Saturday nights, and then on Monday I had to go back to my lame ass. I'm just starting out in radio.
Would she boss you
around? No, because she was in the business department.
Oh, okay.
And she was like this, well-to-do, fucking high-powered person.
Well, she needed some dick. She wanted your dick.
No, I didn't report that shit to HR, Sam. I wasn't reporting that shit.
No
fucking way.
Dick.
It was no one's business. The paralegal who says TV host and top cop's son Greg Kelly raped her while she was drunk told cops she got pregnant and had an abortion as a result. Why'd you do that, she says. She angrily demanded in a call to the Fox Newsman after the late-night encounter in her downtown Manhattan law office. God, a lot of info in one fucking sentence there. Kelly, the popular co-host of Good Day New York and son of Police Commissioner Raymond Kelly, claims flirtatious text messages from the woman show their rendezvous was consensual and for a sexual purpose, sources said.
Wow.
This could be the big key, one investigator told the Daily News on Tuesday. Unless she taped the phone call, whether this guy gets charged could be determined by the text messages.
Yeah, that's a pretty big charge. The accusation's bad enough. If they charge him, wow, that's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just see this as, there's too many other things going on in this case that kind of seem like,
Another source says they exchanged texts about doing it again.
Unless he wrote, "Can I rape you again?"
Yeah.
Maybe, if it's that text, then
that could be a problem.
He's in some hot water. Yeah.
I'm gonna.
What's the matter?
I'm gonna say that. I don't think there's gonna be any charges in the.
I don't think they're gonna charge him either.
But this is such a unpopular thing to say. There's women out there right now yelling at the fucking radio. I don't blame you.
Yeah, what if they do that
I
every
don't blame
morning?
you, but I don't know. Something.
A nutty woman yells at our radio. We can't hear you.
I know, but
you dolt. You dumb woman.
Stupid.
You stupid woman.
Oh.
But there's something fishy about this, right?
Yeah, there is. It just doesn't add up, and there's too many things that do add up. The boyfriend being mad, the boyfriend confronting Ray Kelly at an appearance once,
right,
and saying, "Your son ruined my girlfriend's life."
Right.
Yeah, that sounds a little like she might have embellished the story of their rendezvous.
Right. Mm-hmm. And we've said, I mean, if after you're having drinks with someone and then you invite them back to your office, I think there's an understanding there to begin with.
I think,
that there might be some sexual feelings going on.
Something's going on.
There's some sex in the air, and you're like, wow, boy, and this lady's going, oh shit, my boyfriend's at home.
They're not collating. in the office, right?
No.
They're not filing.
No. So I don't know.
When you invite someone back to your office after some beverages, there's going to be some fucking going on. I do recall in the old NEW whorehouse, that whorehouse, there was a lot of fucking that went on in our office and the Ron and Fez office.
Whoa,
Oh, yeah.
the Ron and Fez office.
The Ron and Fez office. There were some peripheral players that were doing some office fucking.
Really?
After some nights out, the night on the town. You know what I mean?
Stinky.
Yeah, there were things going on.
I didn't do shit.
Oh,
Hey.
I did some of that office fucking.
You did?
It was great. What's better than office fucking? Wow. You got it. It's all awkward because the fucking chair rolls, and then you try the desk blotter slides on the desk, and you're like, I don't know how to do this office fucking. But then you get through it.
Did you ever do it in someone else's chair, and then the next day when they sat down in the chair, that's right.
No, I did the old sit in the chair and have the girl, do the kind of on top thing.
Oh, and the office chairs bouncy bounce.
Yeah, they bounce. So it's kind of cool. But then right there where it would be between your legs on the chair, that never goes away cum stain from the dribble. Am I being a little too open here?
Everything just dripping out.
Yeah.
My best memory of the office was when that one-armed bitch came back to the office once.
The slot machine, we used to call her.
And she was all like,
Hey, where's slot machine?
she was all drunk and shit.
Yes, she was.
And then someone noticed that her tampon string was sticking out.
Yeah, we took a picture of it.
And started taking pictures of it.
Under the desk.
Were they upskirts? What were we doing, upskirts?
We were doing upskirts. She was sitting at your desk.
Are you sure we were doing upskirts?
And from my desk,
yeah.
I could tilt my camera underneath the desk and take upskirts.
Oh, you got the picture?
Yeah. I took some upskirts of her.
With a tampon string.
And her tampon string was coming out.
And
her lips were weird. It looked like her lips were sideways doing a Bill Murray from Caddyshack. Wow. One lip was kind of
It was probably...
And then the string was hanging out.
It was probably, how she was sitting.
Yeah.
God, and then
vagina like Carl Spagler.
And we would,
with a tampon string.
And then we'd pass the picture around just laughing like idiots, like we're still 12 years old.
Yes.
We were grown men at the time.
We were. But, some office fucking went on in that when we got that office, too. Yeah, I was talking about the small office first. And then we got that big office.
Well, I don't remember any of this.
Remember the big office that we got?
Yeah, I remember the big office.
Once Gary Wall got the boot, we stepped right into his palatial palace. It was like when they got Saddam.
Right.
We just went into there. We rolled in.
We did roll in.
And fucked in it?
Oh, everyone was fucking in that office. Man. It was crazy. WNE fuckle you. All right. Might not work.
Jeez.
Perfect.
I know there was a party going on in the office almost every night.
Yes. A lot of booze, a lot of parties.
3 refrigerators filled with beer.
Yeah.
And now we got the glass offices. See, we bring it right back around, Sam. We didn't have glass offices back then, man. We could shut that door. I remember bosses banging on the door and we're like, no, we're not coming out today.
Just a minute! What the fuck? And all you're hearing is clang, 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 clang bottles. They're like prohibition.
Yeah. Like that scene in Animal House when Dean...
Dean Wormer comes in.
And everyone is just sheepishly hiding all their booze.
No alcoholic beverages when you're on probation.
Right.
You've been on double secret probation.
But remember the days like we'd be in some world of hurt with the company, maybe because we talked about Howard too much or some dumb thing.
Yeah, back in the day.
That always used to drive Howard nuts, and then our bosses had to get involved. And we would just be in our offices, lock the door, and they would be pounding on the office. We got to talk about this.
Yeah, we're prepping for the show.
Show prep.
Prepping for the show. Beer. Plenty of it.
Yep.
Ronnie was talking about that yesterday.
Was he?
Yeah, he was talking about how, the morning drive thing here now, because he did the show last Friday, and it's a lot different. Mm-hmm. There's no crossover. On a Friday, a typical Friday was doing the show from 3 to 7, drinking the whole time, going back to the office, having a few beverages, and then just wheeling into Ron and Fez's show.
Roll in.
And drinking there. There's hijinks and shenanigans going on there. and then occasionally hanging out for Eddie Trunk's show after that.
Didn't you want to go home?
Still drinking. Why would I want to go home to that nightmare? No.
If you made it to Eddie Trunk, that means you were tying on a good one.
Oh,
by the
yeah.
way.
Oh, yeah. That was a good one.
And I think we officially had the first man cave.
That was
as much as we make fun of man caves.
Yeah.
But see, our man caves involved women.
Oh,
right.
Like a man cave would be a place where you could do manly stuff such as fucking girls.
Fucking
there you
girls.
go.
Some fucking was going on.
Why put together such a nice place and not have women there?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
How dumb.
We had a foosball table. We had pinball machines. Well, for a little while.
I remember during fucking commercial breaks, having quick games of foosball during commercial breaks, smoking in the building.
Right.
Fucking cigarettes on the edge of the foosball table. Come on, motherfucker. Psh, wow, drink beer. It was like you were at a bar for 8 minutes, 3 times every hour. It was amazing. Yeah. You were at a bar.
And then the bosses weren't even allowed to come down the hall. We wouldn't let them after a while.
When they were in the building, that was the thing too, because the company had cut back so much. They had the bosses for our station were also the bosses of stations all over the country.
Well, in
so
our
they'd
case,
have to fly around the country to see what the other stations were doing. So we were just one of many. They might pop in.
In our case, our 2 main bosses also ran Washington and Philly.
Yeah.
I guess one of the bosses works here. I don't know. He makes believe we never worked together. But he kind of nods at me like, "Oh, are you a new employee?" I'm like, "No, we work together, you idiot." And the only reason you have a job here is because of your time with Opie and Anthony. How about you start acknowledging that?
Yeah.
He just nods like, "Wait, did we? Yeah, we did."
Yes.
Ah, God.
We did.
What's wrong with that guy?
So when you would hang out after the show, it wouldn't be like bosses coming in and saying, "Well, if you're going to hang around, we'll schedule some meetings."
Oh, God.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because we were talking. You guys were talking about how we just don't have that. There's an hour buffer between the Ron and Fez show and our show. I don't know what happens during that hour, but it's people said it sucks. And then so there's no crossover time.
Award.
There's no like Ronnie coming in, sitting down, us like goofing on our respective interns and things.
No, I think we should start the show at 7 so we could do that crossover magic again.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that's what we should do.
Wasn't that a thought before, too?
Yeah.
The problem is it doesn't help me one iota.
Yeah,
I would leave earlier.
You would sleep a little
later, but I couldn't because I would be in traffic. The traffic between that change in traffic from 6 to 7
you would sleep
is
better.
Huge.
You would sleep better.
I'd have to get up at pretty much the same time. I wouldn't be saving time.
You would sleep a little longer. Just a little longer.
Not an hour longer. You would think it's like if we are on an hour later, I could push everything back an hour. Nuh-uh. Wouldn't work.
How about if you push it a half hour?
It's not worth it. Half hour for an hour more, I don't like it.
An hour more what?
Well, an hour.
Don't say an hour more radio.
No, it just doesn't. It's not enough sleep for
How about
having to stay later.
How about we split the difference? 6:30 start. Now we're talking.
That could work.
Now we're talking.
As long as we could still leave at 10.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, we could do that.
I like that. 3.5 hour show.
All right, let's do that.
Yeah. And then we'd do a half hour respectively when we all get home in our various outlets.
Who's going to tell us no? No. Who's going to tell us no?
Yeah.
6:30 start, so how much later is that?
Well, we start at...
Smart ass.
We start at 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
We're scheduled from 6 to 10.
Okay, I won't argue that.
Yeah, we start our show at 6 and get out of here. You know, and sometimes we go after 10, so we're giving them more radio some days.
It's true. Sometimes before 10.
Well, no, not really. Maybe today, but there's an exception.
Oh.
I got things to do today.
Oh,
I am not giving them.
Huh?
I am not giving them an iota of extra time today. It is Friday, motherfucker.
What if Donald Jr. wants to chat longer?
Did you
know
say
what? Time is money.
Wait, did you say Friday?
Oh, wow. We do gotta get down on Friday. Weekend, Friday. Yeah. Weekend, partying, yeah. Partying, yeah. Partying, fun, party, Friday.
This Newt Gingrich, I don't know why, but I'm all in, man. I've been watching every single one of these debates.
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying the political process this time around. And Newt wants to be a moon man.
I like it.
Ground control to me.
Oh no!
Yes,
not Bobo.
Where's my fucking Moon Man song? Newt Gingrich wants to fucking build a colony on the moon.
A problem?
Hey, he's trying to do a JFK thing to rally the troops.
Let me tell you something. It's only the weak-minded, short-sighted shitheads that say, a moon base? What is it? Fucking in Star Trek? What is it? It's like you could have the end game, which is a base on the moon. That's fine. But everything that leads up to that gives this country industry, innovation that we've never seen before. The space program of this country has given us more inventions and more of the things we use on a daily basis that are miracles to our modern society than any other program. It's amazing what the space program has given us.
Tang,
for fuck's sake. Tang. Powdered orange juice. Stop it.
Right.
Velcro.
It's amazing.
We would have never had that.
Velcro
is a fucking NASA thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes. So when you say...
What are some of those other things?
Well, how about computers?
Smaller computers?
Smaller computers?
Yeah.
How about heat sensitive rapid Mylar?
Really?
How about...
Sorry, maybe you will change your opinion on NASA. It says they did not invent Tang.
No, they did.
Oh, no.
Okay. Everyone knows they did.
They just took it with them.
The astronauts needed a little tasty drink.
The space program is something that does make jobs, especially not just NASA-related jobs. It's industry. It's people thinking and inventing things and producing them and then getting them into the civilian market. It's what made this country amazingly great in that post-war era. It did so much for this country, yet people just go, oh, space base. What do you think? You just fucking send a ship up with some fucking housing and that's it? No. You got to think these things out. That's the shit everybody's been talking about. This country doesn't make anything anymore. We fucking look for other countries to build things for us. We just have virtual products these days. Well, that's something that would spark a new renaissance in technology and building here in this country. What's so wrong about that? I ask you.
Well, Mitt Romney doesn't like it, and I thought Mitt was your guy.
Fuck Mitt Romney, too. I don't know who my guy is in this mess. I kind of like Newt.
Don't you want...
I like his honesty and openness, and he doesn't take bullshit. He's not perfect. I don't want a perfect fucking president. Jesus Christ, God knows we don't have one now.
Do you want a do-over?
Do-over.
I think some of you Republicans would love a do-over, where they just wipe the stage clean and
get
bring out
4
new guys.
Like when you don't get good letters in Scrabble,
yeah,
you can just reach back into the bag.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have enough vowels.
Let's do a do-over.
Yeah.
I don't think it's crazy that Newt's saying that. It's really deeply depressing that we're middle-aged men because we understand the space program. We grew up with this shit.
It was a huge part of the
country. They don't do any of it. And they're just letting it die. It's so depressing.
It was invention. It was pride in this country. It was the space program. It was something to aspire to as a kid. It just was something so amazing in so many ways. They got a lot of these feel-good projects that are supposed to give us pride in the country, yet they don't produce anything, and they're phony. Right there's this little crust of pride with nothing inside. The space program gave the country pride, and it was full of so many good things, jobs, and like I said, technology, easier living for people, things that we never would have dreamed of that came to fruition and were directly brought out to the public to use and to make our lives easier and better. Just amazing things.
And the government fucked up the space program, making everything just ridiculously expensive. They couldn't manage their own funds, and unfortunately, they had to cut that.
It got fucked up, but it was cut for the wrong reasons. It wasn't looked into enough where things could be cut so we can continue. And now, in order to get to a space station that we pretty much built, the International Space Station, we have to hitch rides with a Soviet fucking Soyuz craft, an ancient piece of shit.
That's just embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. We have no means of getting an American in space in an American spacecraft. It's embarrassing.
Unbelievable. Well, people would say, yeah, but there's bigger problems with America than worrying about going to the moon.
But those problems, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them, they don't understand this also, can be solved, or at least a buffer put in place by the space program. The jobs. It gets jobs. It gets contracts with the government. It gets new inventions and innovations that then open up new businesses. It just... There are a lot of things that happen with the space program, and it's proven over the years that this does work.
Would you be able to live on the moon?
I don't know. Let me think. As a kid, I was a lot more fascinated with it and would have given you an instant yes.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, can I shoot? Can I drive a Mustang? And where are the chicks?
Would the shade bother you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's one thing that the moon doesn't have right now that I kind of like.
I got
well,
you
know what I'm talking about. The other side of the craters. You know that place.
Yeah. Does the moon have, like, real sunny days, or is it all just shadowy all the time?
Well, there's only one dark side and one light side. It never changes. Like here, we have night and day.
I know that
The moon
much.
is bright on one side and dark on the other side all the time. So if you could live on that cusp area between lightness and darkness, between things and ideas, you've now crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Is it possible to take one step and be in pitch dark darkness where you don't see shit?
No,
or is it subtle?
I don't think one step. I don't think it's like a carpenter snapped a line there on the moon. There's a fuzzy area, a dusk area.
Okay.
Yeah. And that, you would probably have to make your bases on there. And then some of your resources for heating could be done on the brighter side.
Right.
And then for cooling could be done closer to the darker side.
Right.
And you could even it out where the temperature wouldn't be that bad on
But what kind of sun they
on
get?
the dusk. They get direct sunlight.
So
Direct
it's nice
sunlight.
and bright there?
Very bright on the bright side, very dark on the dark side.
Oh, boy.
So you have to set up your base. But because the moon doesn't change, the light and dark side doesn't change, that dusk area could be settled. You could settle in that dusk area and not have to worry about the extremes in temperature.
Well, Mitt Romney doesn't want the moon base.
Mitt is an idiot if he doesn't want a moon base.
And Newt thinks it would be a nice thing. Space inventions.
Space inventions!
Because of the space program, we got memory foam. Mm-hmm. We got cell phone cameras.
Cell phone cams.
We got UV protected sunglasses.
Sunglasses. We got that. We wouldn't have ever seen that Blue Blockers commercial.
We got CAT scans and MRIs. Excuse me. We got the microchip.
What's that? What's that?
Cordless tools because of the space program.
Get it? Yeah. Yes, cordless tools.
The joystick. Joystick.
Be playing those fucking Commodore 64 games back in the day.
The ear thermometer. Thank God, because, getting it in the ass like that.
Right.
Not fun.
You'd have been laying on your belly getting a thermometer in your ass if it wasn't for the space program.
That's right.
It's also the mouth. I mean,
yes.
Well, my mom, I guess, didn't know that.
Yeah.
Satellite TV.
Yes.
Scratch-resistant lenses.
See?
Scratch-off tickets.
What?
Lottery tickets.
What? Isn't there?
Oh. And smoke detectors.
Smoke detectors. There's a bunch of them.
most of the parts of the iPhone were invented by NASA.
By NASA.
Is that true?
Well,
Yes.
I mean, scratch-resistant lenses, camera phones, microchips. These are all.
What's that? I like microchip.
You want to hear the exchange that happened last night with Romney and Newt?
Yeah.
They were both ornery last night. Although Newt had a bad night.
Did he?
Newt seemed to be in another place. Yeah, he's usually a lot more aggressive, and he allowed too much shit to go down last night.
Pat from Menaki saying another thing we got, I Dream of Jeannie. We never would have had I Dream of Jeannie without
Jeannie.
NASA.
Let's continue
Major
that
Nelson
list.
was...
Sam, we haven't made a list in a while. Let's do this.
Okay.
Make sure you have the scratch-off lottery tickets and the I Dream of
I
Jeannie.
don't know about that.
Huh?
I don't know about the scratch-off tickets, but it's I Dream of Jeannie.
I'm going with scratch-off tickets.
That's a mic,
Yeah.
right?
Huh?
It's a mic in front of your face?
Yeah.
I'll put it down.
Thank you. Anybody else want to add to the list? Just do it.
Oh, what about the food, the freeze-dried food you can get at the museum?
Freeze-dried ice cream.
Freeze-dried, Napolitano or whatever.
Baby food in general. When we were growing up, man, our parents had to cook that shit on a stove. Now you just have these, like, you don't know this stuff, man.
What's that?
These little baby food pouches. And they mix up all sorts of shit in there, and they just squeeze it in their mouth, just like an astronaut would.
Yep.
Baby fucking food. Can you write fucking?
I was just about to.
All right, thank you. So Mitt and Newt went at it last night, sort of.
Yeah.
Newt, I think, had a bad night.
Did he?
I think Romney looked really good last night. And I don't really care who gets the nomination.
At this point.
I just feel, and I don't know shit about politics, I just feel like there had to be better guys than the ones you're watching every night.
Yeah.
There had to be.
There's gotta be.
That's my dumb fucking 2 cents.
But we are...
Santorum looked pretty good, by the way.
Did he?
For the first time, yeah.
Came across as a little more of a...
yeah, instead of trying to
force to be reckoned with.
Instead of trying to convince everyone, that he could be the president of the United States, he finally just said shit.
Yeah.
Because half the time, it seems like he's just trying to convince people.
Right.
So here's the exchange that happened about Romney's money.
Tax returns. Let me bring this to Speaker Gingrich.
By the way, someone has to say it. Wolf Blitzer is a cunt. Thank you. He's trying to fucking make situations.
I'm sorry. Could we go back to Matt in Jacksonville? I want to know what he says. Anna's wrong. The moon has night and day. Line 4.
I don't think it has night and day.
Let's see what's going on here.
Sure.
Hi, Matt from Jacksonville.
Sure.
You're on the air. Please enlighten me, sir.
All right. So the reason people think there's a light and dark side because it rotates at the same speed that it orbits the Earth. So there's always one side facing the Earth, but it still has night and day like the Earth. Just because we don't see the backside doesn't mean it's not getting light.
So when, you know what? I am an idiot because the quarter moon, when you get a half moon, see, the same side faces us all the time. But it does, you are correct, sir. God damn it!
Really?
I totally had and I know this, but I totally had a fucking brain fart.
Wait, what is he saying?
I was thinking more of the planet Mercury, which is completely, does the same thing, but since the moon goes around the Earth, I was thinking how Mercury goes around the sun the same way, and it has one side that's constantly lit and one side that's constantly dark. The moon does not. I am a dickbag, and I know it. Yes, I don't even care if you take that soundbite. I am a dickbag, and I know it. I'm sorry, sir. You're right.
Apology.
You're right. Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. He's wrong. Anthony.
Yeah. Here comes Big Dumb Anthony.
Here comes Big Dumb. All right, relax.
Here comes Dickbag Anthony.
Oh, wait a minute.
You said it.
I know.
Just checked my Twitter, SpyGuy925. Please, we got to add butt plugs to the list.
Butt plugs?
NASA,
Bug box?
NASA invented
the butt plug?
Butt plugs.
I don't
Spark plug?
about that.
They absolutely did.
Bug blocks? What are you looking for, sir? What are you looking for, sir?
Could E-Rock play that to break? We haven't played that in years.
Butt plug.
We used to be the kings of prank calls.
Spark plug, right, I get it. No, butt plug. Bug box? I love that bug box. It's like, what's a bug box anyway? Jeez, that guy was dumb.
I downloaded that bit.
So what's our list so far? What's our NASA list? That's why we have to go to the moon.
Okay, we're going memory foam, cell phone cameras, UV protected sunglasses, CAT scans and MRIs, microchips, cordless tools, the joystick, ear thermometer, satellite TV, scratch-resistant lenses, smoke detectors, I Dream of Jeannie, scratch-off lotto tickets, freeze-dried ice cream from the museum, baby fucking food, and butt plugs.
Damn, that list is strong from top to bottom,
strong.
man.
This show
very
would not
strong.
exist on this fucking platform.
That's right.
Satellite radio.
Invented Opie and Anthony.
Yes. Yes.
Part deux.
We are part of
This is part deux.
the wonderfulness.
Should we play Bobo Man?
Oh,
It's a confirmed
God.
hit.
Yeah, but we got butt
How
plugs
is it?
now, too.
Butt plug.
We could play both. That way, it'll take up more time.
Oh, fuck. God damn. Now you're thinking like we are.
Hey, Friday. That's all we want to do.
You're finally on the same level as us.
We want to party and party.
What should we play first?
I would say Bobo Man first.
All right. In honor of us going to the moon, if Newt has it his way,
yes.
we got our own space song.
It's a confirmed hit.
That's what I'm hearing.
I got a message on Facebook from Bobo.
You got one too.
I got one, because apparently he was talking with somebody who may have been a problem, and Bobo wanted to let me know that there's no connection. He didn't know anything. He's not affiliated with this person. Anything, nothing like that. And I just didn't answer him.
No.
Why would I answer Bobo?
Well, he wrote Travis and me as well. The lyrics to his
Helter Skelter.
to his Giants song.
Oh, he's got a Giants song?
Which I know is getting very popular these days.
Oh, I saw one last night on the video. I hope we should play the audio to that one.
Yeah.
Maybe after the break.
The little guy called Eastside Dave decided to make a Giants Patriots song.
He's a big Giants fan.
Well, yes, he is.
He hosts a sports show on this channel.
Yes, he does. And I got to tell you.
Really? When?
Saturday nights.
Oh, I didn't know this.
At 7.
Oh, that's cool.
Aside from the Super Bowl Shuffle, I got to say, this is probably one of the best Super Bowl songs I've ever heard in my life. It's honest, it's open, and it's Davy Mack. Does he yell and fall down in this video?
Yes, and he curses.
That's a Dave video.
Yeah.
I like when you can identify it. It's like seeing a Spielberg movie and knowing he directed it just by how it looks.
There are both sucks and fucks.
Right.
Nice. We'll do that after the break?
Yes.
Dave rules.
Because every radio show that matters, they have a Super Bowl song.
So we have to figure out whether Dave's song or Bobo's song.
We got to embrace something.
Oh, yeah, we gotta latch onto something.
We only got, 9 days left before that big game.
The big game, as they say.
The big game.
When you can't say Super Bowl.
Here's Bobo Man, in honor of Newt Gingrich wanting to go to the moon.
Bobo Man to O&A. Bobo Man to O&A. Let me on the show, just let me right back on. 10. Bobo Man to O&A. 7. 6. 5, 2, 4, 1, 3. This is Bobo Man to O&A. I swear that I'm not dead. Won't you let me just do something on the air? My dog's named Mr. Maloonigans, I swear. This is O&A to Bobo Man. We think you're really great, even though your dick is small and you seem gay. You fucked your brother once, but that's okay. But they won't let me come back on their damn show. I'm not blind, sorry about that. Bobo Man's not dead, no matter what the haters said. IQ's in the double digits. I'm smart enough to know it's okay to do things when it's for the show. Mr. Maloonigans, I love you very much. I blow him. Bobo Manto and your show needs help. There's something wrong. Why am I banned? Why are you mean? Can you hear me? O&A. Can you hear me? O&A. Can you hear me? O&A. What? Can he hear me or not? All right.
I am a dickbag, and I know it.
Sirius XM, the Opie and Anthony Show. Get in topical. Hold up, wait a minute. With the Sex Man.
Good morning, sexy.
Good morning.
Oh, God.
Ant's not happy.
Because yesterday, Travis...
Yeah, Travis is a fucking genius, I know.
With like no notice, no nothing.
He had to jump in your spot yesterday.
What could be the greatest example of what is supposed to be done during this segment ever.
Uh-huh.
And now we're right back to this. We're right back to this.
Yesterday, in honor of Demi Moore doing Whippets,
right?
Travis played Whip It.
And
he decided not to go with the Devo version, just to mix it up a little bit.
Had nothing to do with the song.
We knew the song.
It was topical because it was in the news, and it didn't have a direct link. You had to think about it a little bit.
Right.
Really? Oh.
What, you mad?
Really?
No.
So
for Vietnam.
So today you're playing something for Vietnam, obviously. Again, with the Vietnam. Again with the Vietnam.
Enough about the Nam.
Right.
I'm trying to forget it.
We just did Vietnam.
We just did Vietnam 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, it ain't going away.
Oh,
no,
man.
it did go away.
It's gone. It's
Right,
over.
Sergeant Barnes.
Vietnam peace accords were signed in Paris 39 years ago. But this song is about how,
Iraq sergeant should have lived in a barn.
Yeah. Isn't that so?
That's what put the big house.
Isn't that song about fucking, if you're not a senator's son, you had to fight.
Right.
Getting topical is becoming a Vietnam segment.
Right.
It really is.
A Vietnam
Really?
thing for getting
Vietnam.
topical already.
Jesus.
Go work for Deep Tracks.
Amazing.
And peace.
Wait,
when you
that's
go
a deep track?
No, I'm just saying, I guess you're right. You know what? I was going to try to spin my way out of that, but you're right. One for Iraq. Good for you. 582 for me.
Segment just doesn't work.
But why wouldn't you go with a peace song?
Why would you tackle the Vietnam story again?
Why
to
would you go
start
with Vietnam again, right?
We did Vietnam.
And then why wouldn't you go with some fucking freedom or peace or fucking something like that?
Peace songs suck.
And what about Juan Epstein dying? Why didn't you go with that?
Yeah,
getting
Welcome
topical.
Back Carter would really
you'd think
fly well.
There's a Mace song that P. Diddy sampled to Welcome Back Kotter. So you play that, and then O&A can make fun of Diddy.
Yeah, we lost good old Juan Epstein overnight.
That's a twofer bit.
At the age of 60 from Welcome Back Kotter. Because he had a heart attack.
Yeah. See, you could play this. Nah, this would have been stupid.
See?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
That's a brand new flavor in
This is
here.
what reception plays at the fucking jail. Get it? Yes, we get it, Anthony.
Yeah. All you have to do is talk over other people's music and you get a hit, I guess.
This is a big hit.
Huh?
This was a big hit.
This was not a big hit.
It was. His follow-up hit wasn't as big, but this was a big hit.
I've never heard this song before in my life.
It's like, it was the song of the summer one summer.
Yeah.
How about, let's see.
Yeah, this was Mace's comeback. So the welcome back was like, Mace is back! And then that was it for Mace. He was finished.
He wasn't back for too long.
You can't send a telegram anymore?
Why?
Well, Western Union delivered its last telegram 6 years ago.
Yeah.
See, that would have been something you could have...
you could have worked off that.
Yeah.
He decided he needed to talk about Vietnam some
Vietnam.
more.
He
Through
loves
music.
the Nam. He just can't get that Nam out of his mind. It's over. The war's over for everybody.
Look,
is it over for you?
And didn't we do the whole Vietnam War is over? And then 2 days later, officially it was over because they signed the peace agreement?
Right.
Same thing.
Iraq's got PTS.
Basically the same thing. I want to say good morning to Jay Mohr.
Jay Mohr.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah, holla, son, for real. What's up in your area code, son?
Yeah, what up?
Yeah, this is my jam right here. This is the big comeback, John Sebastian.
Yeah.
I like the energy, Jay.
Yeah,
John
I sound
Sebastian.
so bad the other day on the phone, I thought I was lost.
I explained to Jay it was horrible timing. We probably shouldn't have taken the phone call. We were wrapping up.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
We were in a Twitter war with Tom Green and Tom Green Live. There was all sorts of shit going on, and then we took your call, and it was just a weird spot.
Yeah.
Just a weird spot.
It was a lot of weird things, but it's over now.
Hey, I'm over here now.
That's right.
Andrew Dice Clay in Platoon. Bond's been shot 7 times. Nothing kills Bonds but Bonds.
Hey, Lieutenant, some Kentucky windage.
Hey, you boys are probably trying to rape me. Ow!
Hey, what are you saving up to be? Jewish. Oh!
I can't top that. That was a comedy pyramid, and Anthony.
Oh, no.
Triangle on top. That was great.
Oh, no. There's plenty.
I'm just calling to let you guys know I did a lot of whippets tonight with Demi Moore.
Oh, nice.
How's that going, man?
Yeah, we said it yesterday. Whippets and ass play is for the young. What is she doing?
Yeah.
Apparently she's a gay man. She has the voice of one. How you doing, pal?
Yeah, she's got that Lucille Ball when she was on the show with the bank there. Yeah. Mr. Mooney.
Yeah, that's been a drop off.
Mr. Mooney.
But you do whippets until you have a seizure? What's that about? What's that about?
When they go to the hospital for exhaustion, like,
yeah.
Really? At 911, could you get to the house? My boss is tired. She's falling asleep. Get up here, quick. I don't know about you guys. It's me, Norm. I don't know about you guys, but I've never been on a construction site and said, oh, my God, I'm so tired. I wish after work was done, I don't want to go out and get beers or drink, booze. I wish I could go to the hospital. That's how tired I am. I don't know about you, but there's only really one place I want to go when I'm exhausted. Home.
That's such a great
really tired there, and you lay down in your home there.
Exhaustion.
I guess no one's buying the exhaustion thing.
And what the fuck is with the whippets? Who does that?
I don't know.
That's like a cheap. That's the cheapest buzz. She got some cash on her. She could have gotten like some real nitrous. Mm-hmm. You know?
As David Tell once said, yes. I'm going to be at Foxwoods February 4th.
Oh, nice.
Wait, that's next weekend.
You bet your balls.
Fuck. Should we take a road trip?
Oh, man, more gambling.
Oh, swim walk up in this bitch.
Swim walk.
If you think I'm staying on the phone a minute longer to bomb, you're out of your mind. Good night, sir.
All right, Jay Mohr. He's back. I told you.
Jay's at Foxwoods February 4th. Go see the incomparable Jay Mohr.
Yeah, he called and texted me, and I'm like, it was just a bad spot. No worries. But, yeah, you bombed horribly. Everyone's talking about it, but don't you worry.
Everyone's done it.
And then he comes back strong.
Everyone's done it. What are you going to do?
Wow,
what are you going to do?
Do we go to Foxwoods?
That is nice. I like going there. And
maybe Jay,
blackjack.
Maybe Jay rolls through, does a little radio, and then maybe we do a little road trip to Foxwoods. I fucking nice. I like Foxwoods. Oh
yeah.
I like how they have their shits set up there.
I like that. I like their hot waitresses all just like squaws.
Squaws.
Hey, you squaw.
And more to do when you're not gambling.
Yeah.
It's one thing I don't like about the Regatta. If you're not gambling, it's...
I never noticed that.
I know. Well,
I'm constantly
I either
gambling.
gotta, up my gambling.
Yeah.
I like Borgata because now they're gonna be like, oh,
love
man,
it.
why are you talking? I do like the Borgata. Yeah. But I also like places where you have other things to do when you're in between rounds of gambling.
I gamble, then I drink, then I go back to the room and crap out, wake up, drink a little more in the room to prep up to go gamble some more.
By the way, we got Donald Trump Jr. coming in today.
Donald Trump Jr.
He's officially taken over Jim Norton's spot for the day.
That's pretty cool.
And there's excitement in the air.
Excitement in the air.
And how he was tweeting last night, I wanted to like call him and go, "What are you doing? You're Donald Trump's son. You got a show on NBC." So
Yeah.
I guess I got to bring my best tranny material.
Yeah,
I'm like,
did he say that?
And I love that he's tweeting that, but I'm thinking about him and
Yeah.
how that could affect his fine career.
Well, I've read many of his tweets, and he's I like the honesty there. He doesn't care. He'll write shit that might not be politically correct, for a joke.
But
He'll do it.
But in all fairness, if you had the type of money he did, would you care?
No. What are they going to do to him? He's got a lot of that disposable income, they call it.
The FU money.
Disposable income.
You gotta
just throw that away. That's why it's called disposable income.
You got a good tweet from Donald Trump Jr.?
Well, I just I would think, like you said, he was watching what he's saying and making sure he doesn't piss anybody off. But he just wrote, Pat Sajak admits to having been drunk once on Wheel of Fortune. Really? I'd have to be drunk every time to do that job and not kill myself.
Well, truth is the truth.
We do that. You know what? All right. Good segue. We got the clip. Pat Sajak, of course he was drinking. That's got to be the most boring job in the entertainment business.
He didn't say he was drinking all the time, every show. It's, between shows.
Well, in his words, let's play this clip and then we could discuss for a couple seconds. This is Pat Sajak yesterday.
Have you ever done Wheel of Fortune a little bit drunk?
Yes. When I first started and was much younger and could tolerate those things, we had a different show then. You didn't win money. You won fake money with which you could buy cheesy prizes.
Cheesy.
A turntable would go around, and housewives from Teaneck would say, for $100, I'll have the lamp. No, I'll have the... It was the most boring 2 minutes in television. But because we had all those prizes...
Wow, he's admitting that. That's awesome.
It did. That was the worst. When Wheel of Fortune went to cash... that was the biggest turning point for Wheel of Fortune.
I just realized that I haven't watched Wheel of Fortune in a really long time because I didn't even know they went to cash.
Oh, that was
how many years
ago?
Whoa. Really?
Fucking mega years ago.
Remember the famous clip where the lady said, "I'll take
in the butt"?
No, that's the other show. And did it actually happen?
I think it did, but it never made the air, of course.
Where a lady said, "I'll take the brick wall." And they just had that as like,
it's like
a set.
The background, yeah.
And
the brick wall.
She actually said she'll take the brick wall for whatever the price was because they had the price on the brick wall for maybe
something else,
for
like
the
wood
skis
burning
or whatever
stove.
the fuck it was, right?
Yeah.
Do you have that clip? It's a classic Wheel of Fortune clip.
What a dummy!
Where she goes, "I'll take the brick wall." Anyway, back to Sajak. So you thought that was boring too when they just went around?
Oh, it was terrible. They and then I'll take the rest in a gift certificate. Ugh. And they'd have to take a gift certificate to Spiegel catalog or something that no one ever used. Yeah. The prizes were so overinflated too. Like the lamp would be $2,000, and a bedroom set for like $10,000, and it was a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. And then there was always that stupid Dalmatian. Everybody knew the ceramic Dalmatian that they'd sell for ridiculous amounts of money.
They just kind of threw that in there, right?
Yes, the Spiegel catalog. Yeah. Greaseman used to mention the Spiegel.
Is he still doing radio?
I don't know.
Think so.
Yeah. I've got a podcast or something. I can say what I want.
Chicago 60609.
Waddity doodle. Spiegel catalog. Chicago 60609. Waddity doodle. Bone dry. Bone dry.
Back to Sajak.
And television. But because we had all those prizes, we had endless time between shows. Our dinner breaks would be 2.5 hours long while they drove in new cars and boats and gazebos and stuff. So we had in NBC in Burbank, we had a place called Los Arcos across the street, which is Spanish, as you know, for the Arcos. And we go, and they serve great margaritas. So we would go, Van and I would go across and have 2 or 3 or 6, and then come and do the last shows and have trouble recognizing the alphabet. They're really good tapes to get hold of.
It sounds like you did more than one. It sounds like you did a few. You did a handful loaded up on margaritas.
We did. I think the number, the average number was cuatro.
That's pretty good right there. 4 margaritas. Pat Sajak, was the show better or worse?
I had a great time. I have no idea if the shows were any good, but no one said anything, so I guess I did okay.
Yeah, no surprise there.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? It's literally the most boring show to host. Nothing can go wrong ever. They spin a wheel, and it lands on something.
Lands on something.
And then you got the dumb puzzle.
Bing, bing, bing.
And you got to hope Vanna White knows where the letters are when they light up.
Yes.
And now what? She doesn't even turn letters, I hear. She just like makes believe she makes believe she pushes.
It's all electronical now. Forget about it.
Holy fuck.
You just literally have to spin them around.
How the fuck you get that gig?
Yeah.
And then
That's a great gig.
You get to drink margaritas because you don't have to really do anything?
And it's like, oh, how long will this gig last? Oh, forever.
How many years?
Yeah, forever.
How many years has he been at it?
1980 what? 80 what?
You want to go 81?
80.
Let's go 81.
I'm saying 83.
80.
I'm going to go with 83.
It
might be sooner.
I'm saying they went over the 30-year mark.
Whew, really?
Yep.
In 1977.
81.
Merv
81.
Griffin.
I fucking said 81.
If he would be interested in taking over.
Well, that's Sajak.
I said the 81.
Very good.
So 31 years. Wow. And he doesn't look that much older.
No, he held up all right.
Just got baggy eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's something. Show's been on forever. Fuck, he's just spinning a wheel every night. Who's watching that every night?
For 31 years.
Fuck, 31 years of spinning that wheel. Wow. All right, grab on and give it a spin.
Why?
Fucking kill me.
Why is
there it is.
Why is our listeners so fickle? We have 5 minutes of bad radio. They're like, they're done. I got to find something else to listen to. And this guy's held an audience for 31 years doing nothing.
Studio full of valuable prizes. Who do we have here? It's, Veronica. She's from Iowa. Well, I work for a major corn company. All right, spin the wheel. I hope your ring gets caught in it and tears your hand off. Just a little drunk humor. That's what's been happening. A game has remained virtually unchanged, aside from that prize to money thing, since 1981. And people still tune in?
Unbelievable.
My God, man. My God.
Well, good for them, I guess.
Jesus.
We got to get back to Newt Gingrich. So they were talking about their monies yesterday. A lot of people are bothered that Mitt Romney makes a lot of money.
People are bothered when anyone makes a lot of money. They get very upset by that.
A lot of money.
Yes.
$56,000 to $57,000 a day.
Yeah.
That's 2 years for Sam Roberts. You'd have to work 2 years for 1 day of Mitt Romney money.
Well, I don't want to give any numbers out, but
pretty accurate. Close enough.
Yeah.
Close enough.
He makes a lot of money.
Here's a little exchange that happened last night. Newt off his game. I'm saying it.
Yeah. Tax returns. Let me bring this to Speaker Gingrich. Earlier this week, you said Governor Romney, after he released his taxes, you said that you were satisfied with the level of transparency of his personal finances when it comes to this. And I just want to reiterate and ask you, are you satisfied right now with the level of transparency as far as his personal finances?
Well, you and I have a great relationship. It goes back a long way. I'm with him. This is a nonsense question. Look, how about if the four of us agree for the rest of the evening, we'll actually talk about issues that relate to governing America.
Mr. Speaker, you made an issue of this week when you said that he lives in a world of Swiss bank and Cayman Island bank accounts. I didn't say that, you did.
I did, and I'm perfectly happy to say that on an interview on some TV show, but this is a national debate where you have a chance to get the four of us to talk about a whole range of issues.
But if you make a serious accusation against Governor Romney like that, you need to explain that.
You want to try again? I mean,
wouldn't it be nice if people didn't make accusations somewhere else that they weren't willing to defend here?
Okay. All right. Okay. Given that standard, Mitt,
you're going at each other.
I did say I thought it was unusual, and I don't know of any American president who's had a Swiss bank account. I'd be glad for you to explain that sort of thing.
Okay. I will. I'll say it again. I have a trustee that manages my investments in a blind trust. That was so that I would avoid any conflicts of interest. That trustee indicated last week when he was asked about this, he said that he wanted to diversify the investments that I had. And for a while, he had money in a Swiss account reported in the U.S., full taxes paid on it, U.S. taxes. There's nothing wrong with that. And I know that there may be some who try and make a deal of that, as you have out publicly. But look, I think it's important for people to make sure that we don't castigate individuals who've been successful and try and, by innuendo, suggest there's something wrong with being successful and having investments and having a return on those investments.
Exactly. That's the thing, though. A lot of people in this country don't have investments. You know, they might have a 401k through their company, but they don't even have a knowledge of what investing is really. And they're easy pickings for these politicians that would like to tell them that investing and getting returns on your investment is this somehow evil thing. The rich, evil people. Because if you get returns on your investment, it obviously means you're fucking someone over in order to get that. And no, you're investing in the country. You're investing in companies. But I don't know when it became evil to have investments and make money off your investments. It's fucked.
What do you think of the tabloid shit that's going on with these debates?
Oh, well, that's all the picky little bullshit that I think it doesn't even have a part in the.
Do you think eventually
election.
some of these high-powered candidates will go, look, I'm not doing your debate because I'm not dealing with the tabloid shit?
Well, unfortunately,
like open marriages and all this other stuff.
But the debates are the things that are really driving these percentages that these guys make when they take these polls.
But it seems this time around, I don't remember it being this crazy, where it just seems more like dirty, these debates, and more tabloidish.
Seems like there's more of them. It seems like they are like going at each other for things. I guess because the economy's bad, the country's, unemployment and shit like that. There's a lot more shit to pick on, and to make the other candidate seem like a hypocrite or seem like he was one that was contributing to the reason that unemployment is down and housing market took a shit and the economy sucks. It's easy to turn around and bash these people to make it seem like they were somehow responsible.
Right.
When, like Mitt was saying, yeah, you invest, especially when you have things like mutual funds and a blind trust for your investments.
What's a blind trust?
You take a bunch of money.
Is that like our Barry guy?
Well, no, Barry lets us know, and we have a say in what goes on.
Barely,
with that. But you give...
We set the parameters, and then we go, all right, make us some money, hopefully.
Yeah.
Is that blind trust?
No.
No. So what's the difference?
I know what I'm invested in.
He literally what? Just writes a check and goes, whatever?
Yeah, I know what we're invested in.
Yeah, but that's sort of what we did. We set parameters that we would, in my case, I don't want to get too crazy and risky.
See, he doesn't know what he's invested in.
You sure?
Yeah, because the blind for conflict of interest, like he could go and work for a certain company, not even knowing that he's invested in that company, or work for a company and be invested in a competing company, and then you would think, oh well, he's gonna. Pull shenanigans to make his investment go up.
So blind trust is to save his ass.
Yeah.
So who does blind trust usually? Politicians? Who else?
I would guess people where investing is some kind of conflict of interest.
So that's a workaround the conflict of interest thing?
Yeah.
So he literally doesn't know what he's invested in.
That's the message I get.
So when he gets a statement, how does that work?
It just, it's written in invisible ink. Wow. And it disappears before he ever gets it.
Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. They put big, thick welding goggles on him and show it to him.
Invisible ink. NASA invented that, too.
Yes. Yeah.
And my father-in-law checking in saying duct tape.
Duct tape.
And that means that the father-in-law heard all that other stuff we were talking about.
Oh boy. You know, the show?
Well, the sex in the offices and stuff, he probably heard all that, too.
It's embarrassing.
Which will make the next Philly visit very awkward.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I've been there.
See, unlike your mom and stepfather.
Right.
My in-law's still listening. I just realized that. Shit. Shit. Add duct tape to the list. Wow, all right, so that's what a blind trust is. I learned something today.
Yeah.
Because when he was saying that last time, I'm like, how do you not know what you're invested in? Come on.
Yeah, I know. You kind of would think you would want to know what you're invested in.
So you really got to trust the guy.
Yeah, that's it. You got to find a pretty trustworthy
But he absolutely sets parameters like we did, but he just doesn't know what it's in.
Yeah. It's like I want growth, or I want a tax shelter. I want this. I want that.
Well, in our case, it was asked, do you want to get aggressive with your investments? And I go, nah, keep it pretty, pretty safe.
I decided, because I was like, at first, I couldn't tell them to make it safe enough. I was like, just to fucking make it safe. But then I was like, when the bank interest started really going down to nothing,
you upped it a little
told
bit.
them, I said, all right, look.
Let's go to level 3 here.
We could start looking into some of these I don't know.
Mid-level risks?
Foreign growth companies.
Oh, yeah.
And, play around with the euro a little bit. Take advantage of some of that shit.
Thanks to Steven Singer sending me diamonds.
Small cap. Yeah, some small cap companies.
Well, thanks to Steven Singer sending me diamonds in the mail.
Yeah, you're set.
I got a fucking good business going,
set?
man. I'm taking those diamonds and I'm turning them around.
Why? You gave them to you a good deal?
Huh?
You gave them to you at a good deal?
He gives them to me for free.
I wish you would stop mentioning that.
And then I turn around and sell them at a cheaper price.
This all seems illegal, and then you plug it on the radio.
Making some profit.
You're giving him extra plugs now because this isn't even a live read.
Hey, it's better than fucking having your money in the bank.
Is it?
I'm dealing diamonds illegally right now, thanks to I Hate Steven Singer.
Oh, and then
You're
now
a mogul.
Plugolas.
What are you hanging out there on like fucking 47th?
Oh.
47th and 6th.
Oh,
You got your payas and your big hat and you got the beard now. Wait a minute.
I got the beard, man. Why do you think I've been growing the beard? I'm in the diamond trade.
Dye that beard black and wear a yarmulke and walk down fucking walk down 47th by 6th.
I was walking home, I forgot to tell you this, 3-4 days ago, and 2 women were passing me, and I heard, that man is scary.
Did you turn to try to look for the scary man?
That's what I want. That's why I'm bringing this up. To this moment right now, I don't know if they were talking about me or not.
Probably were.
And I'm like, either I look really scary to these 2 women or there was a really scary person around me.
Yeah.
I don't know, though.
You're in a position now where hypothetically you could be the scary person.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, and I felt very self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
Well, you feel self-conscious. You don't like people putting that kind of attention on you.
Just telling that story, I too much attention.
You don't like that?
No.
You're a behind-the-scenes guy.
No, yes, of course I am.
It's a different look, but it's not a scary look. It's just like people say you look like a ship's captain or
no, they're starting to say it makes your face look long.
Well,
that's the problem with beards. It just makes everything look long.
Well, because it's long down here at the point of the chin.
I posted the Henry Winkler photo, and I think I'm finally done.
No,
I'm done.
Look, this happened with my hair, too.
I'm done. Because
you got to let it get to the next level. You got to get through this hard part to get to the next level.
Just to get inside my brain for a second, Chaz Bono was here, a month and a half ago?
Yeah.
And I had a beard in that photo, and I remember thinking, wow, the beard's getting pretty fucking long. You compare that photo with the Henry Winkler one from yesterday?
Yeah, it was nothing.
I look like a fucking lunatic. I got to shave this shit down.
That's great, man. So what's that?
What?
Snake Outside. What is that? Yeah. Says he looks like Yukon Cornelius from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer claymation.
Dude.
Another guy with the fucking pick. That would be like, I had nothing.
Someone, and I got lazy last night, so if you want to send it again.
Young Saint Nick.
There was a guy that tweeted a picture saying, here's an exclusive photo of Opie and E-Rock leaving the building, and it was me as that character, and E-Rock as the
abominable snowman.
And I laughed my fucking balls off.
Fucking funny.
I laughed at that too.
Oh, you saw it? Where is it?
That's fucking
because I didn't
funny,
retweet it. I'm like, fuck, why didn't I retweet that? That's hilarious. So.
I'm telling you, get past the uncomfortable level, and you'll get to a new
I'm done.
plateau.
I'm keeping it, but I gotta trim this shit down.
Any more, and I think you start rolling into that Ted Kaczynski category.
That would be a cool look.
That is a good look, and you could write a manifesto.
I don't know. I take my son swimming like once a week, and only guys with longer beards understand this. I feel this weight under my chin when I swim. It goes whoa.
Like tentacles are hanging down from your chin.
Fucking creepy.
Tentacles.
Dude, I learned about tentacles yesterday too.
Really?
Remember the Japanese thing where they're all weird with the tentacles? Did you see that too?
Yes, I did.
And I should have retweeted that as well. I'm getting fucking lazy.
Little information for you.
The guy explained to me yesterday, and obviously Anthony, because he read it too, that the reason they put a lot of tentacles in Japanese porn, they're not allowed to show dicks going into vaginas.
That's crazy.
So they get around it. They get around it by doing this tentacle porn.
Yeah, they take
That's
tentacles.
why they invented that.
Shove them up there.
Because we're thinking they're really fucked up and weird, but it turns out that they're trying to get around some pretty strict rules.
Why do they have rules like that?
Huh?
Why do they have rules like that? It's
I don't know.
a dumb rule. Porno's porno.
Right, so that's why they do they get some, octopuses and all sorts of other weird shit.
Yeah.
Because that's to replace the penis.
The penis.
You think that's true?
Sounds good enough for me. They're wacky over there.
Yeah.
They don't show pubic hair.
Yeah.
They got to pixelate out like the pussies, and it's very weird.
Did Troy Kwan like his photobomb yesterday? I fucked him up.
Oh, you photobombed him?
I fucked him up.
Yeah, it's on your Twitter, too.
No, it's, is it? Yeah.
You posted it.
Stop reading my Twitter. I don't like the attention, Sam.
It's a public thing.
Look at this. Look at this.
Yeah, that's good.
Henry Winkler's Ghost Buddy book is front and center, and you could make out Troy's eyes and nothing of Henry Winkler. Perfect photobomb. Fuck you, Troy Kwan. We should take a break because we got a well-dressed gentleman outside the studio.
Whoa.
Look at this guy.
Yes.
After the break, we're going to break, and then it's your turn. Good? He's just staring at us. And look at Roland. All right, Donald Trump Jr. joining the show next. Stay there.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
God, E-Rock, this is so hack.
Wow.
This is so hack.
Really is.
You know, and I thought I was coming in here to get away from this stuff.
I know.
I was like, this is kind of cool. I'm not necessarily being interviewed. I'm not promoting anything. I can just hang out.
We're talk and hang out with the show for a while.
Of course, it's Donald Trump Jr., so we have to play this, right, E-Rock?
Yeah, why not?
Well,
Why not?
He's even saying he doesn't want to hear this.
So hacky.
It's Donald J. Trump Jr. on Twitter. You don't have to spell out Jr. And he's filling in for little Jimmy Norton. And I saw you tweeting last night. I don't know if you were listening earlier. I'm like, I wanted to call you and go, you know how much you got to lose? You can't be tweeting about trannies.
There's no upside for me in this, but, that's kind of, zero upside. But you know what, honestly, for me, that's what, like, Twitter is kind of the escape from the stiff suit crap that I have to do all day. So,
yeah, but other people don't understand that, and they're going to use your Twitter to try to, F you over.
Yeah, I don't get. I don't see any political aspirations in the near future. So it's like I don't really have to cater to anyone,
Right. And the other thing, you tweeted that you're going to be filling in for Jimmy, and then so I kind of watched your Twitter a little bit and your fans, whatever, and they're all like, "Why would you do that?
How could you possibly?" Some of the O&A fans, they seem to like it. They're okay.
Definitely.
But, I feel honored sitting in his seat, although I wanted to wipe it off a little bit.
Yeah, you should hose that thing down.
I don't know. It's kind of a nice suit, but like
Jimmy's seat.
We're trying to merge the two audiences for a day, and wow, I don't know if they're going to get along because your people are like, oh. God, those guys.
Although I think my Twitter demo is sort of, I've kind of broken them in a little bit. Initially, like I definitely lose about half as many people as I gain when I kind of throw out some of the stuff that I put out there. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe you'd say that. You have such a following, and just like unfollow, like find block.
Yeah.
How great is it when you tweet something and you watch your numbers drop drastically and you go, well, I guess that wasn't a good
apparently
idea.
that was a failed experiment.
Right.
That happened to me a lot, where it's like it actually goes down, and I was like, that was like my best thought of the day. So apparently I'm not necessarily in sync with the rest of the country.
They're going to love this.
This is awesome.
You think, all right, you're following me, I'm going to give you something today, and whoa, it goes the other way?
It's a mess. But
drastically, too. What were we just talking about? Because I liked it. Oh, we were talking about fly fishing and guns and
outdoorsman-y stuff. Yeah. Getting out in the wild.
Yeah.
You two are fishermen.
But you saw the picture you just showed me.
I know. It's a great picture of a big fish. I'm just not kind of the fish guy.
Because I thought fly fishing was for lame-os.
Really?
I grew up on Long Island, so we would just, do the casting off the beach and you go for bluefish and stuff like that, snappers and flounder. And
they went on a big charter boats, did some of that deep sea fishing.
That's more like drinking.
That.
Yeah.
That's basically drinking.
That's drinking with a hook in the water.
It's like, sure.
Right.
Yeah, never did that. I would go on the North Shore of Long Island in the harbors and just kind of, watch the Blues do their running and try to catch a few of those.
Yeah.
I used to love that. But then Bobby turns me on to this fly fishing, which I'm like, fly fishing? That's for like old guys.
No, it's pretty cool. I do it in the salt water as well, and you can do it in the salt. And, caught marlin, caught tuna all on a fly rod, sailfish.
It's absolutely cool. It absolutely is cool. We had Henry Winkler in here yesterday, so now I'm thinking me, you, and the Fonz fly fishing.
I'm in, man.
What do you say?
I got the drift boat up in the Catskills. I'll row.
You'll row?
I'll row. See, you guys get in the boat and
see the rowing guy doesn't get to fish.
Oh, really?
That was a nice move on his part.
That's
out of those three, I think
nice.
I should be the rower. I'm thinking.
Yeah, but the difference is you haven't rowed a drift boat. There's some of the rapids that could get kind of ugly. You hit those rocks sideways and you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, it's not just like, oh, we're rowing. You really got to kind of.
No, there's places. Listen, not so much up in the Catskills, but if you go out west, there's areas where you got to know what you're doing in the boat. Otherwise, because you got to get through some of the areas where it just drops in altitude.
And you really don't want to fall in the river, because if you do, you're going to die, because they've invented the waders.
Yes.
That fill up with water, so you sink like a fucking rock, and somehow you have to get out of the waders to save your own life.
It's basically a drown bag.
It's basically a drown bag. You guys couldn't come up with something better?
Well, in theory, if you wear a belt, it doesn't fill up as fast, so you can kind of stay buoyant. But you don't want to.
Man, because Rich, I loved Rich. He still thinks I hate him because we didn't really catch anything. But
he sent
I'll go
me
with
like
him
so
again.
many because I follow him because he knows I can get the conditions and stuff up there, and he's like, you think those guys are ever going to talk to me again? I was like, man, it's fishing. Like,
He was great.
Yeah.
We went at a bad time. The water level was too high, and I could explain the science of that, but I'll bore the shit out of everybody.
Exactly.
But I did learn some things. But he stops the boat, and now I'm on these crazy slippery rocks. It's all just rocks the river is flowing, the water was high, like I just said. And I'm thinking to myself, if I slip, I'm fucked, because like you said, you drown in a bag.
Yeah, no, you don't want to go down. It's worse in the winter kind of fishing when it's really cold, because then you're dealing with
now it's cold water.
But usually you fall in a river, you can figure it out, but not when your waders are filling up with water, making your... In my case, I'm about 175. All of a sudden, I'm going to weigh about 300 pounds instantly.
Yeah, 240, and you can't really move your legs.
Right.
Wow, that's not good.
It's scary. Is the point I'm trying to make. Really fucking scary when you're walking around those slippery rocks.
Really making this easy for me.
Yeah.
It sounds like
it's kind of like going shooting with someone who has, a fully automatic gun and no experience. It's just not a good.
Yeah, and you're dressed in a deer suit hunting. I don't know.
Speaking of shooting, Brian in Michigan, I don't have time to go to his call, but he's saying that you're an excellent marksman.
Yeah, I do. I compete in high power and stuff like that.
Did you say that last time?
Yeah, I did. So I do a lot of that. I've two of my teammates are former national champions, so I have a lot of fun with it. I like go all over the country shooting. It's great.
That is fucking cool, man.
Why aren't you in those competitions?
We got to get you out there, man.
I don't know. Yeah.
Why not?
I would love to.
The way to get him out there is to actually throw out some sort of challenge.
Yeah, usually.
If I make it a competition, he can't say no, especially not in front of the audience.
Damn, I gotta go.
Yeah. Ant loves guns and he loves competing, so
I love shooting.
Shooting's like a no-brainer. Maybe this is like a low-level competition you could start at.
Yeah, listen, that's the thing. It's all based in categories and stuff like that, so you can compete at a high level, but you could, there's times that when I even first started, I was shooting next to the person who just won Camp Perry, like the national champion sitting next to me, and there's times where you can actually win on certain legs and be like, wow, it's kind of good for the ego. So it's not really squatted that way. You can shoot with the best of the world and you learn a lot from them.
Is there prize money?
It's not a big prize money sport. You can win some stuff, but nothing worth.
Look, he's saying it's not how much though. It might be big money for us.
It's only
$200,
$6 million.
Yeah, that's
25, 30 mil. I think
it's a dumb $1 million prize.
Me a bag of shells.
Pocket
usually it's like free ammo, which is like gold.
That's good. Yeah, believe me.
I got a building question.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about this. Me and my buddy have been thinking about this for years in a dumb way, and I think you might know the answer. New York City is constantly building, right?
Yes.
Constantly putting up buildings. Is there an actual number of floors that are built on a daily basis? Like the city grows by a certain amount of floors every day.
I mean, they usually do it in units, because a floor could have.
That's what I mean.
If you have a large apartment versus a small apartment, so.
Well, actually, floors would be easier to wrap my mind around.
I don't know if the exact. I mean, obviously it depends on the market. So, a year like today, there's a lot more construction than there was 2 years ago, where there was basically nothing, and they're getting rid of a lot of the excess inventory that had been built, during the prior boom. So
we've been trying to figure this out for years because the city itself is like a living organism, and it's continuing to move upwards.
Typically, if I remember the stats correctly, and I don't look at it because we kind of focus on the high end, so I don't know about what's being built necessarily, on the lower end. But I think New York and the outer boroughs, it was something like 40,000 units every 24 months. So like basically 20,000 new apartments a year, sort of thing.
20,000 new apartments a year, but I mean, an apartment could be the whole floor or one
Correct.
bedroom.
That's how they broke it down. They did. I don't know what it would be on a square footage basis, but figure if a typical apartment is 1,000 square feet.
20,000 new apartments a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Think about it. For 12 million people, though, it's not really that big a number.
Will we ever connect buildings in the sky?
Well, they do it in certain places. I mean, there's sky
every
bridges
once in a while
and
you
stuff like
see
that.
one.
Kuala Lumpur, you'll see.
There's a couple in the city, but I mean, when we all of a sudden decide, fuck, let's start.
Yeah, we're just going to merge the two buildings.
Let's start
and just
merging
fill
them
up the middle
way
space.
up high, man.
Floor to floor, other buildings.
Why not? What
things
else
like
is
that.
going on with that space when you're
man.
20 stories above the city?
They probably
Put
have
something in between.
Problem connecting them with the sway of the building.
Yeah.
Well, no, you can do it. I mean, we had a building design that we were going to do in Dubai before the world, before they hit a wall going about 1,000.
Yeah, wow.
And it was literally two buildings that were, separated almost by 50, 60 yards, and they actually met at the top. And so they connected at the top. It was a sweet design. I mean, it was really cool. It's something I would have wanted to build, but obviously it didn't make sense going forward once sort of the world ended in 2007.
They ran out of money over there, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, but
Are they in trouble over there?
Listen, I think they're going to come back. Obviously,
But a lot of their
it's basically
projects-
a haven for the rest of the Middle East. So all the oil money countries are going there. They didn't have their own oil, so they kind of created an economy out of nothing. So it was sort of impressive. But they got to the point where I have an interesting story about it. I was going over there and they paid me pretty big money to go speak at the Cityscape Conference, which is a huge real estate conference over there. So I'm going there. I'm going to be the keynote speaker at this conference, like 50,000 people in attendance. So it's kind of a big deal. So the guy before the conference is like, I want to take you around and show you around. And they had displays for buildings and developments that were going up. And I mean, figure a 10,000 square foot display. So the size of this, this office corner here as a display for one building. I'm saying, man, it just doesn't make sense. It's just a conference. It's 3 days. There's no salvage value to any of this. They spent millions of dollars. And I'm just like, wow, man, they just really believe this is going to go on forever. And when I knew it was over we come around the corner and I was like, holy crap. I jump back because I look up and there are 3 life-size Tyrannosaurus Rex robots. And no bullshit. Right? And they're going, roar! Claws everywhere. And they looked real. I mean, perfect paint jobs, everything. And the guy goes, isn't that amazing? I go, yeah, it's great, but I don't get it. He goes, those dinosaurs were $2 million each.
Oh, shit.
So I go, well, is it part of, that project? Is it part of the brand? Is it part of the marketing? No. He's like, they're dinosaurs. They're just cool. I go, so you spent $6 million on something that has no salvage value, that has nothing to do with the project or anything. And he looks at me and he goes, I'm an idiot, right? I'm like, listen, you're the moron paying me. I was 28 at the time. I'm like, you're paying me 6 figures to talk for 45 minutes. So I assume that you assume that I know something about real estate. And I don't get it. And he looks at me like I'm a child. And he says, well, obviously, children love dinosaurs. And I look at him, and I'm just at this point, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna get this speech over with, and I'm out of here because I'm short in this world. And I go, the natural response to me, this is a real estate convention of 50,000 people in attendance. I have yet to see a child.
Right.
And my response to him was, well, do children buy real estate? And he looks at me, he's just like, he's like, you're an idiot. You don't get it. I'm like, no.
They like dinosaurs, though. You're missing the point.
So, that's when I kind of knew it was over. They got to a point where, as good as some of the moves they made initially were, they just got to the point, we can do everything right. We wanted to launch a building, and they wanted to hold off selling for 18 months because they wanted to do a launch party with Christina Aguilera. And I was like, really? No one's gonna no one cares. If you can sell it now in a good market, get to fucking market because otherwise you're just wasting your time. And so they got to a point where they just didn't believe that they could do anything wrong. And I mean, I guess it's a mistake you can learn from.
Slap in the face. They have so much money though. Those people.
Yeah, well, listen, with oil where it's at.
Is it true they, for a status symbol in some of these Middle Eastern countries, they buy the license plate number? Someone was telling me.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, there's some.
A lower number means you got a lot of fucking money.
Everything is about prestige.
And supposedly,
and most of the emerging world, by the way, not just there.
But the license plate, supposedly, man, they're fucking auctioning those things off and going for a lot of money just so you could drive around to show everyone how rich you really are. Yeah,
when you got one in one of those Middle Eastern countries, you're a high roller.
I read that somewhere. I don't know if it's true or whatever, or I might have dreamt it. Who knows?
Yeah. Either way, it sounds good.
Yeah.
If you say it with enough confidence, people will believe it.
Well, we got the microphone, so we're experts. That's what we learned. When does Celebrity Apprentice start?
It's a week later than it was. It's February 19th. I guess because
Super Bowl
or Grammys or something like that. So
okay.
There's no reason to go up. Start
maybe
off
the
against
Oscars.
That.
Is that around the corner?
I thought it was
now?
I think that's around the corner, but that may be a little bit later.
Yeah.
It's awards
season. So I think it was no reason to go up against Super Bowl, Grammys, and that. So
yeah.
It's like,
push it a little further up.
We're good, but you don't need to be stupid.
Yeah, you don't have to go up against that.
You guys got a lot of celebrities. A lot of good ones, man.
No, it's a...
Was Penn Jillette easy to work with?
He's an interesting guy. He's pretty cerebral. He's funny. He's very different. He does. But that's great. Like that, that's what you need on a show like that. So, no, he was fun to work with.
Yeah. I'm trying to read you right now.
Yeah, I know you are. Yeah. I'm okay with uncomfortable moments of silence, so I'm good with it. It's your radio show. I don't give a shit.
I'm trying to read you. That's all. Who else was fun to work with there?
See, Lisa, I'm sure she's probably been on the show.
No, she does Howard, so for some reason she can't do our show.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Is there like a...
Not with us. It gets weird with some of these people.
Yeah, we're fine, but...
we don't give a fuck what radio show you do, but some of these people get really paranoid. Because we've asked her on the show many times. She knows a lot of the same people we do. But no, she's never done our show.
So she was, she's fun.
Yeah.
There's some, Arsenio, Clay Aiken, Paul Sr., he was fun, going up to the shop up there to watch him put together some bikes was, pretty cool. So, I have fun with it because I just get to spend some time with these guys off camera and, it's, sort of unique perspectives, very different.
Right.
Watching them and, when you get to watch Clay Aiken try to do a project with Paul Sr., it's kind of like, nothing could possibly go right. It's sort of perfect. It's just great to watch.
What I like about the show, they really get into it.
Listen,
it's a lot of these celebrity shows.
No one wants to get their ass kicked on TV, in front of millions of people. Like, so, you have... Whatever you say about them, I mean, they're all pretty accomplished in their old field, so they're all sort of alpha types. And, you put them in a room for a while and, you forget the cameras are on. Because, I mean, what people don't see on the show is they are really going basically 20 hours a day.
Wow.
Like, it's an intense experience. Like, no one comes off the show being like, wow, that was easier than I thought it would be. Everyone's like, holy crap.
Yeah, that was a lot tougher than it was, yeah.
How long is the taping? How many months?
We basically go for like 6 weeks straight.
6 weeks straight.
So it's like, Monday is the first delivery, Tuesday's a boardroom, Wednesday's a delivery, Thursday's a boardroom. And so it's
quick. Because we were talking the other day, reality shows when they first hit, it was like you had to tape for 6 months to get stuff.
Yeah, no, I think that, you try to cut it down. And I think, frankly, you could do it over 6 months, but you get better material in a compact time because, there's only so much content you can actually use.
Yeah.
And so, if you make it short and intense,
right.
If you're 6 months, people just give up because you don't want to deal with it after a while. But when you say 6 weeks, you're like, it's not that bad. Like, it can't be the end of the world. And so they try a little bit harder, which makes them more fatigue, which leads to more disaster.
Yeah, they're gonna start slowing down after a while if you give them too much time.
Yeah, exactly.
They lose that energy.
Yeah, well, and a lot of these people, I mean, they do have other jobs, and so they're promoting themselves a little bit, but it's hard to step away from them. It's not like some kid out of college who's saying, I got nothing, so I'll go do a show for 6 months.
I'm fine with it. You're right. Yeah, these
celebrity
guys
had to change a little bit. There was more time when we did regular.
I bet some celebrities probably more than others need time.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a little difficult sometimes because when we film in the fall, it's obviously the baseball season, so some of the the ball players and some of the athletes that want to be on the show, it's like they're either going into like the early season,
right,
or they're kind of in the playoffs, and it's hard to get those guys. So there's never, an ideal time to actually do it.
Celebrity Apprentice, February 12th at 9 p.m.
19th. It's the week later.
Oh, I thought that meant the week later. Okay, so February 19th.
That's the original one, I think.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
So February 19th at 9 p.m. on NBC. I'll be watching. Looks like a good lineup of celebrities. You got the Giants in the Super Bowl?
How do you not listen?
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to put too much money on the guy. I put money on the last game, but it's hard to bet against Tom Brady. It's just one of those. It's like, I don't know. I like Eli. I like the Giants. I'm a Giants fan, but I also know Tom and I know Bob Kraft, who owns the Patriots. So, they're family friends. So it's
family friends.
That's what makes it a little tougher.
Yeah, it's a little harder, but it's just hard. Listen, let's not kid ourselves. The last Super Bowl, we did win, but there may have been some luck at play in that one. I don't know that we were the better team throughout the season, obviously.
No, what, last time?
Yeah,
obviously
the Patriots came in undefeated. So
of course. And you had that amazing catch. Are you a Giants fan or a Jets fan?
I'm a Giants fan.
Giants?
Yeah.
See, I'm a Jets fan, and people are killing me because I'm going with the Patriots.
Well, listen,
because... And they're like, Patriot fans will be way worse than Giants fans.
Well, the friend of your enemy is your friend, right? So the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Whatever.
We did time up in Boston.
You know what I meant.
I know what you meant.
It's early. I haven't woken up yet.
I'm one of these sports guys in New York because we're lucky enough to have two teams that I stick with my team and I don't jump to the ottle team when my team's
that's the thing.
out.
I've always been a Giants fan.
Like if the Jets were in the Super Bowl, would you be rooting for the Jets over the? Well, you can't say the Pats. Obviously,
Nick Mangold's a friend of mine, so I wouldn't want to root against. Again, because of my hobbies and the hunting and the fishing and all the stuff that I do, I don't watch all that much sports because there's just not enough time between like my work schedule, my travel schedule, having kids, all that stuff. So I've become less of a sports fan over the years just because, I had to cut something out.
Right.
So now it's less about team allegiance than it is about friends in a certain perspective.
Right.
But I'm still kind of a New Yorker. I think it's good for the city. I think I recognize the revenue potential. So
he looks at it so differently than us.
The business hat goes on. I'm saying, I don't know, this could be good for the city. Have the Super Bowl.
Take you out of it as a fan, though, just a fan when you know this guy and you know the owners and you got to kind of have some allegiance towards them.
Yeah, it's hard, but I also know the owners of the Giants, so it's a little bit.
Okay.
I'm conflicted. So I'm net neutral in this one. It's
apparently so.
But if I could choose who wins, I want New York to win.
You couldn't ask for a better Super Bowl, though, with all the history of the last Super Bowl.
Between the history of the last Super Bowl, between when you think about kind of the market demographics, I mean, perhaps it's a little bit too East Coast. But
Giants have to be favored, right?
No way. You think so?
Although
I guess that offense.
Let's look.
I don't think so.
What's
No way.
Have they put out the spread yet?
I don't know. You bet sports? Is that your thing?
Only to make it interesting. Meaning,
Kevin from Connecticut saying Pats
small money.
by 3.
Pats by 3 right now? Okay.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I don't really bet sports. It's not my thing. My problem with betting is, if I lose, it'll drive me crazy, and whatever I'd be willing to, if I play even a couple, the losing side drives me so much more than the thrill of the win.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'd have to go like 10 to 1 odds, to make it exciting, but no one's going to give you that.
I never got into sports betting. I don't know why.
No.
It'd be kind of nice to have a little action.
No,
I'm
just the casino guy.
Although I would lose a lot because I have that horrible sports curse, but
you're the mush, huh?
It's unbelievable.
Bet against whatever you're going.
I haven't picked a Super Bowl winner. I couldn't tell you the last time. Couldn't tell you.
And so you said the Giants are favored, so I know where I'm putting my money.
I'm going Patriots.
He was in Buffalo for all those years. All the years that Buffalo just tanked.
3 out of the 4, technically, yeah.
Wow.
I was up there for all those
Those
losses.
are rough.
And, Buffalo's a tough town to begin with, and then, they really depend on their football.
Yeah, well, that's all they got.
The Super Bowl.
I mean, I can't, they got that and wings, and that's
I can't express, I've tried over the years, the level of depression the city was in. Losing those Super Bowls year after year. I just can't express it. You felt it in the air wherever you went.
And there were some bad losses, too. Like, that chip shot, should have been.
Scott Norwood, obviously, but then one year they just got destroyed, so they didn't even have a chance. I think it was
they lost to the Giants.
17.
They lost to Denver, right? They lost
Denver
to.
was one year.
Trying to think of the other.
I don't remember now.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but. Because they have really long winters. The sun doesn't come out because lake effect snow. And then on top of it, you're losing Super Bowls. The city was depressed. Holy shit.
Maybe that's why it's actually economically so much worse off than it was then. People were just you know what?
Gave up
if we can't even win the Super Bowl with 4 attempts, we're out.
Tries.
I'm gone.
But
4 tries.
Time to move to Florida.
Sundays, that city just shut down because everyone was a Bills fan. It was unbelievable. The percentage of people.
You had no options. I mean, in New York, there's only so many people you can fit in a giant stadium. With
so much
8 million people sitting in the city. And there's there's a Ranger game or a Knicks game or
Broadway,
whatever. There's options.
Yeah, not up there. I mean, they really.
I went to a wedding up there, and there's nothing to do.
Pittsburgh is the same way. They really get into their sports. So,
yeah.
Wow. I was going to say that who's betting $1 million on the Super Bowl? 50 Cent, I think it is. Bragging.
What?
It was in the paper today.
I heard 50 Cent say that he was going to post nude photos of himself on Twitter if the Giants lost.
Oh, that's the bet he's doing.
I heard he said
no one wins in that case. Yeah. He lost his bet and we all lose. That's great.
I'll tell you this much. We had him in once.
Yeah.
Wow. A businessman.
Oh, I'm sure. Listen,
a big-time businessman.
A lot of those guys are much smarter than the image they put out. I mean, I know a bunch of them through.
You would assume. I assumed way too much about him. He came in here and well-spoken and knew what he was doing.
Yeah, it's also great when they drop the kind of facade that they put up for everyone else. And you can see. Same thing. With Diddy and these guys. They kind of do the thing and they have the accent and this and the. You get them alone, and it's they're talking classical music, and you're saying, what? You just don't expect it.
A lot of it's show, yeah.
It's all, it's all marketing. It's all PR.
Marketing,
They know who they're catering to.
Showbiz.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit, basically.
I guess we don't have to spend the whole show with this, but I want to get your thoughts on last night's debate and the guys in general at this point. The last time you were in, I think we still had a few guys in there.
I had a long overdue guys dinner last night, so I missed the debate.
Same shit.
But yeah,
Newt was off his game. I would say is the headline. I think Mitt Romney had a really good debate last night,
and I'm glad for that because I think Mitt, for me, listen. It was before my political time when Newt was really, meaning I was alive, but I wasn't really, into politics.
Right.
When he was Speaker of the House, and all I remember was that everyone hated him.
Yeah.
Meaning, but like if I'm Obama, like I'm giving Newt money to try to get rid of Romney, and I'm funding because you'd think he'd be the easy guy to win. Now, the Republicans are basically killing themselves right now. So they're doing like they had to end it. They got to get rid of some of the guys because they're basically just hurting whoever gets the nomination. It's like, well, they're just going to take the plugs from everyone else.
That's it. They're giving them fuel,
But if I'm Obama, man, I'm sitting there be like, please give me Newt. Because, like, Romney, listen, he's a self-made guy. Maybe you don't like the idea that he made, a bet for $10,000 or something like that because most people can't bet that kind of, but, like, you know what? It is what it is. And I mean, he's not necessarily actively working. You talk about, the whole nonsense with the tax code and, the Oracle of Omaha paying less than his, well, because it's capital gains tax. So, I don't get that. In New York, living in New York City State, I pay 51% in taxes. Like, I think I'm covering my share. You know what I mean? So if there's guys that are getting capital gains and nothing else, like, it's sort of the way that system's structured. But it's kind of nonsense when you say that, the rich are all paying less, in a tax bracket, because it doesn't really work that way. I think Newt, I think he's dangerous from a perspective of I just want someone else in the office.
Right.
I think, if I'm Obama, I'm salivating, waiting for he's had multiple marriages, multiple affairs, and that's fine. Just probably not if you want to run for president.
You said something there I just want to...
It shouldn't matter, but it does the evangelical vote that's voting Republican. If you turn, in these elections where people are winning by like 0.2% of the country, it's not really that big. Like, you lose one little kind of unique group, and that's the problem with politics. Like, we have to cater to every, the one unique Eskimo group that lives in, like, that, like,
we need them.
Yeah, listen, look at the Iowa, you won by 8 votes. I mean, that one vote actually matters now, and it sort of screws up our whole political system because you have to pander to and cater to everyone. You can't be like, this is where we need to be in 20 years. This is how we get there, and like basically fuck everything else along the way. That's how everyone else that's doing a good job. China does that. They say, this is where we're going to be.
Yeah.
And like, this is how we'll get there, and we don't have to promise someone this. Like, we're going back to the whole hope thing that I laughed about last time. Like,
I hate the fact that we only get a choice after there's only 2 guys left.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that. I'm not allowed to vote. I can't do anything until we only have 2 people.
Well, Ron Bennington said something last Friday on our show, too, that the system itself is fucked up because only 3 states get to choose who your candidate's going to be.
Honestly, I love to go deer hunting there, but like...
Right.
Really? Like, I don't know that
you got New Hampshire, Iowa, and a lot of times by South Carolina, Florida,
it could be over.
It's pretty much over. What about the rest of the states? They don't even get a voice in this, technically.
Yeah, the whole system's kind of...
And like Dan said, then you get it down to, the 2 people.
Yeah. Well, and beyond that, in bipartisan politics, I mean, basically, to get the nomination, you have to be ridiculously right. To win the general election, you have to come into the center, which makes you a hypocrite to begin with. And like, so Obama had to go in like super liberal. Then he kind of tries to be centrist to get anything done. It doesn't really work because he's not. He can't. Like, that's what we're doing. We have to be incredibly right to get the nod. But like the people who aren't necessarily going to vote in the primary because they may be registered otherwise, they could very easily vote conservative. But if you're going so far right.
Yeah, the undecideds are going to make up a lot of votes here. And they are the ones that are in the middle somewhere.
Correct, and they're the ones, like the Republican Party is driving away right now because of what they need to do just to be able to have the opportunity to compete at the next level.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter with the far right and hardcore Republicans. They're going to vote for whoever the candidate is.
See, that's my logic.
Not going to vote for Obama.
But you need them now.
But yeah.
And so you have to pander to them now.
Right, you got to pander to them. But then you got to try to pick up those independents and the undecideds and drive them away from the Democrats.
Yeah, which is hard to... I mean, and if you're the president who's sitting there basically going around the country campaigning, he knows he's in. He doesn't have to... So he basically can say, see, look, he flip-flopped. He did this.
Yeah.
Like,
the incumbent
it's so
has the advantage.
You kind of have to flip-flop. It's like, I had an epiphany. I want to now be a little bit more in the middle. It's, You can't do that credibly. It's a little hard.
You want Mitt Romney, I assume?
Yeah, listen, maybe he's a little bit boring, but...
Kind of boring.
I think...
Doesn't have that charisma.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know that you need all that much charisma to do these things. You know what I mean? Like, you need someone who can make and tell. You know, Obama's got the greatest amount of charisma since Kennedy. You know, and maybe Clinton.
Well, we've said it many times on the show. He's a nerd.
But at the same time, listen, as much as I dislike his politics, I think he's probably a likable guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He
comes across that way.
He comes across relatively cool. He's young. You know, I think I said it last time. I was like, it was a great novel experiment. I think we needed it as a country. Like, give someone with no experience, with a good look, with a good line of shit. Like, give him the presidency. Give him nukes. Like, let's see what happens. You know, like, great. Like, we got it out of our system. Like, now let's try to do something that works. And Mitt Romney, you know, whatever it is, like, this is my opinion. You know, he's accomplished. He's done it. He's not a Washington insider. I mean, that's perhaps Newt's greatest thing. He's managed to try to sell himself as, like, non-Washington, which is fucking amazing. I'm like, I can think of no one that is more Washington than Newt Gingrich. And he's like, well, I'm a Washington outsider. It's like, how is that possible? Like, you were the Speaker of the House.
And that's
You're getting paid $1.6 million by Fannie Mae to be a historian. Like, hey, I know some historians. Okay?
They ain't making that kinda.
They ain't making $1.6 million as a part-time job.
Was Obama bad for your business in general?
Well, listen,
so far,
if you listen to him, 4 years ago during the thing, everything's going to be turned around in a year, and that's what you saw in the State of the Union. Like, no president in the history of, that I'm aware of with a 44% approval rating and 9% unemployment is able to be like, and it's coming around. I just need 2 more years. Ironically, I need 1 more year to get reelected and then another year and it'll be okay. Like, we're going back to that whole hope thing. And, like, hope is great, but, like, hope isn't what made this country great. Like, we didn't sit back and hope for shit to happen. You went out and actually did something. And, the whole notion of, like, well, cutting certain things from the budget, it's like, no. We're still running so much higher than we could ever, like, until you can figure out a revenue source that's reasonable, that doesn't penalize everyone to do that, like, and it's great to say, hey, tax the rich, but it's like, I don't know, if half the country's paying nothing and I'm paying 50% plus, living in New York City and state, like, I don't know, like, I think I'm covering my fair share. Like, maybe I'm an asshole, but, like, I don't know.
That's what I say constantly. I'm like, I hate writing those checks for taxes and then being told by people that aren't paying anything that I'm not doing enough. It's
what
such
are you doing?
Fucking insulting slap in the face. And, I don't know what to tell them anymore because there's no telling them anything. They just think you should pay more. America does need a revenue stream that isn't just tax off of its populace. We need to go back to when things are being made and invented and sold and produced. That makes jobs. I was just talking earlier about NASA. The fact that, like, NASA's been pretty much dismantled. We don't even have a ship that could take astronauts up to the space station that we pretty much finance.
We're
and
paying Russia to do it.
And we got to pay Russia to taxi us up there. It's preposterous. And the thought that, Gingrich comes out and says moon bases. All right, as a headline, it sounds so wacky, but to get the space station up to par where they could plan something like that, the byproduct of it are jobs and new inventions and products that are marketed to the civilian population.
If you look at everything that we use today that's technology, like, it all came out from either the space race
program or the military.
So,
well, we got to go to the moon. Newt's saying it. We have to go. We have to do this.
Yeah, it may be, now may not be the time, though. Like, I don't know.
He wants a 51st state.
I don't know if I can say it today. Like, let's get our shit back together, and then maybe we can talk about the moon.
His timing was bad with the whole moon thing.
Yeah, I think it's probably a little pretty much in this world when we can't pay our own bills and we can't put our kids into schools that, are decent, and we have, what I love lately is watching these, like, teachers union ads, like, criticizing Bloomberg. It's like, well, Bloomberg's done a lousy job. Really? And you're trying to tell him your biggest agenda is to say that a teacher that's been there for 20 years who does a shitty job should not be fired. Who are you to tell anyone that they're doing a bad job with education? It's such a hypocritical thing, and that's basically what this country's become. It's like all these special interests, they're just representing a party that shouldn't be represented. Like, you got to force people to step up their game.
Well, we listen to the special interest groups though for some reason.
They think they should be impervious to everything that other people face every day. Like, if you're not doing your job, you should be fired.
Well, I think it was in the Post today somewhere. It was like that. There was like 30 teachers that were like, made basic grammar and spelling errors while teaching English to children, and it's like, and showed up late or drunk, and they can't fire them.
Fire them? Why?
I don't know, man. There's got to be a point, like, that doesn't fly. Like, in the private side, like, if that person shows up to my work, and gone. Like, it's that simple. And, like, maybe that makes me a bad guy, but, like, I'm not there to subsidize someone else's stupidity. Like,
the reason you go in with many jobs. There are a few jobs, and I'm lucky to have one, where I enjoy doing this.
And you can do whatever you want. And by the way, if you showed up drunk, you get better ratings.
Better radio, that's for sure.
So it goes against the grain.
Yeah.
But I know what he's going to say.
Yeah.
If you know you're not going to get fired, you're going to slack a little bit.
And the threat of being fired is your motivation for a lot of people. It's like, I need this job, I need the money, so I don't want to get fired. So if you take that threat away and say, boy, they can't fire me, I don't necessarily like this job, so why would I do a good job?
Yeah, and listen, I get that some of those jobs are also thankless jobs. You know, and after 20 years, it could get old. But that doesn't mean that if my kid was in that school, that I would, I don't find it acceptable. You know, that this guy's going to, fine, you don't like it, you're a little jaded, you're bored with it, like, fine, go find something else to do.
Right.
You know, or if you're going to be subsidized by the government, like, don't just sit at home and do nothing. Like, make them do, like, mandatory, like, community service or something like that. Like,
something to contribute.
Yeah.
Instead of just being a burden.
You think they could fire Pat Sajak?
Well, he was drunk apparently a couple of times on.
By the way, I kind of love that because I mean that show. I can't think of anything more boring than that show. And I've put it out there a couple of times, and people really do like that show because and it's not just grandmothers because that's what my grandmother used to watch. So if I was spending time with, I'd be like, forced to watch this crap. I'm saying like I don't get it. Maybe because I'm bad at it. Like I'm surprisingly bad at Wheel of Fortune. Like I'm really good at Jeopardy. I can get through. Like I can run the thing in Jeopardy at times.
How can you be bad at Wheel of Fortune?
I don't know. I'm just not good at.
It's hard to figure those words out without all the letters.
I'm good at Jeopardy, which I think is a much more challenging game, but I suck at Wheel of Fortune. But
there's a guy,
I actually gained respect for him by saying, hey, he got hammered beforehand.
I love that he admitted he was getting hammered on the job. 31 years on the air. We were talking about this a little earlier.
Yeah.
What a boring job that would be.
It's horrible.
Yes. All right, spin the wheel. Go ahead.
So I want to know what happened with him and Vanna now in the back room as they're drinking, because this could be kind of interesting.
You get a little loose when you're having a beverage or two. Of course,
you got to think there might have been some touchy feely going on.
Yeah. What are you playing Wheel of Fortune over there, Sam?
It's not boring. It's exciting.
Awesome.
Great.
I mean, Pat Sajak is very famous and stuff, but who cares? That's like a really boring gig.
Yeah.
I don't know how you sit there for 31 years unless you are having a few cocktails. So.
Well, listen, at the same time, I'm sure, TV money's pretty good. You're on there for 31 years. I'm sure he's not exactly, it's a pretty good gig. I mean, it could be a lot worse.
It's an easy life, though.
I mean, listen, the show, it can't be more, it's a half-an-hour show, so they could probably film 4 in a day. You work 2-3 days a week,
He tried the talk show route for a little while.
That should have worked.
Didn't pan out.
I think the timing was bad because I think he could pull that off.
Yeah, I don't know that it's as easy as it. Like the whole talking thing, like you guys see it. I mean, not everyone can come in here and talk for 4 hours a day, and
they just have to talk for an hour on TV with 22 minutes of commercials.
That's true.
How hard is that?
Listen, you can go the Springer route, which could be interesting, and
right.
Yeah.
They have to get 38 to 40 minutes of material.
Yeah,
oh my God, I'd love that. How is that hard?
Oh, would that be the easiest
I think you just need the personality for it. I don't know that everyone has it,
Yeah, I guess that's where we lose. TV personality.
Yeah. Face for radio.
All right, we're going to break. We got Donald Trump Jr. sitting in for Jim Norton. What do you want to talk about next?
Listen,
because it's easy with you.
For me, it's like I'll talk about anything. I don't really care.
But I want new subjects because we talk politics with you, fly fishing, and shooting. So I want to try to go somewhere else. I'm trying to think.
Well, whatever you guys come up with, I'll think of something.
Why do we have to come up with it?
Well, because it's I'll try to come up. I guess it's a little different. I'm used to being interviewed, so now if I'm part of the show, then it's got to be a little different.
Can you give us a hint?
I'll come up with something between now and then.
Hollywood, celebrities.
What's going on in celebrity world? I don't know.
Justin Bieber. I saw you took your kids to the Jingle Ball.
I took my daughter to Jingle Ball. Which she loved and I
despised.
Not quite your scene.
It's just not dude. When I'm there and I'm watching these 40-year-old moms screaming it looks like something out of the Beatles. And I'm just I don't get it, man. I don't think of today's music as quite the same as music from the past, and that's probably because I'm an old bastard now. So it's just different. But
we'll talk about music and what he likes.
Yeah,
that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
All right, stay there.
Sirius XM. This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
All right, we're building a good room today, Friday. We got Donald Trump Jr. sitting in for Jim Norton. I want to plug the Twitter there, Donald.
Cool.
I'm starting to call you Donald. You don't need that junior thing, I don't think.
I usually go with Don. It's just
Don.
There's one Don.
Should we go with Don?
I usually go with Don.
Is it lowercase for distinction?
But it's Donald J. Trump Jr. You don't have to spell out Junior on Twitter. And now we got to say hi to Adam Ferrara.
Hey,
Adam's
nice
here.
to be back, fellas.
My
Good
pal.
to see you.
Sure. Whoa there, pal. There were like many different conversations going on during that break.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't seen each other. When was the last time we saw each other?
I know, it's been a while.
Probably last time you were here.
Last time I was here with Dennis last time.
Yeah.
That was the last time we were
with Leary.
Yeah.
Adam's telling me about his exploits with the vehicles now, which is just beyond me because, as you know, Adam was never, his strong suit was never cars, never driving.
Now he's got a big car
on
show.
Top Gear, and he was just rattling off cars and what he's doing with them. He's showing me videos of him like Hal Needham. He's driving like a maniac.
Stunt set.
And
you've learned a lot, huh?
And it's like,
so
damn.
much friggin' fun. I mean, he's right. When we were kids, we started.
You wouldn't even change your own oil.
No, we changed the oil. I wouldn't do it right. I can change the oil.
Totally wrong.
I can gap a spark plug with a guitar pick, and
we
did that. And we could smack a solenoid to get the starter stunt. But when it comes to the brakes, we screwed that up big time.
You try to change brakes?
We did at my house. Me and Anthony.
The brakes, and then Adam wiped his hands on his father's chamois that he uses to dry the car off with, so it's all greasy. He just came in, he looked at us, he goes, "My good chamois." And then we were just like, two dopey asses.
Get out of the garage.
Yeah. Come on, get done. Get out.
Yeah, but Top Gear's a lot of fun. It comes back Valentine's Day, February 14th, Tuesday at 9
Why don't you
o'clock.
get in a car?
What's wrong with you?
I know.
You got to come out and do it.
I'll
come out
get
and
out
be
there.
a big star in a small car and just rip around the track.
I'll do that.
You hear the invite there?
Yeah.
Very just vague.
I don't care.
You got to come out.
Hey, you know that was some PR person's line that he just was like, be a big star in a little
You know
car.
how many times we've heard that over the years? Next time you're in LA, stop by.
Stop
really?
by.
All right,
Okay, I don't know.
I am
I'm at
coming
the
to
door.
your house, picking you up, and taking you out there, and we're going to have some
man.
fun.
Yeah?
And your father actually is going to be a guest on our show.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah. He was
You filmed it already?
Yes.
Was he nice?
He was a sweetheart. It was great.
Yeah, we're back in good terms with him. I think because of Don here.
Yeah?
I think that
We had a
whole
little
thing
problem.
was a little goofy.
Had a little problem with his father.
I didn't
Tessio, you're making peace.
Hey, listen, you may have got him on a bad day. You know,
It was a big
he's pretty cool.
misunderstanding.
He's not, listen. He's kind of like me when when he lets down that facade as well. I mean, he's pretty chill. He's a pretty funny guy, actually.
He called us slobs, and he goes,
Well,
those two slobs, I'll never do their show again.
Clothes fit.
Right. and then he was on recently, so he's doing the show again.
Did you earn it?
Earn what?
Slob?
Earn the.
Not really. It was
the
a
wrath?
misunderstanding. I forget. He was in a big controversy with somebody, and then he was on our show, and that's
Rosie?
where, and that's where they got all the sound bites from. And I said something like, "Oh," and what did I say?
But we didn't like Rosie
I'm trying to
either,
remember.
so-
It was.
I was going to say, I think he'd be more your demo than Rosie.
Exactly.
So-
I basically bragged that Donald called our show to trash Rosie.
He felt like you were making it seem like he wasn't a booked guest, that he just wanted to call the show.
Yeah, it was.
What?
Yeah, it was.
and he didn't
Honestly, in
like
the end,
it.
it was really a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we got past it. But what is his quote from the paper that day?
That was a good one.
Donald, read the whole thing.
Okay, the whole thing says Donald Trump will never be a guest on Opie and Anthony again. The XM satellite radio duo begged him to come on recently to discuss his feud with Rosie O'Donnell. Trump agreed, but after his interview, the shock jocks sent out a press release
Which I don't think we did. The company did, by the way.
Yeah. Trump had called into the show implying he was hungry for publicity. And this is the quote. Everybody in the world was trying to get me on their show. I turned down Larry King, Trump told Page 6. The idea that I called these two slobs is laughable.
See, he fits in a lot better than you'd think, right?
That's great. See, most people would be bummed.
Two slobs.
Most people would be bummed out by that, but I went home and I had a little skip in my step.
Love
I'm
it.
like, Donald Trump called me a slob.
He acknowledged me.
No, it was, I know where the problem was. XM got so excited that we were part of the story that they pushed out some kind of press release, and then then it got out of hand. Whatever.
Horse shit.
But because of Don, he's now
good.
Bring you back into the fold.
I think so. You didn't work on your cars growing up, did you?
You know what? My brother's actually a fanatic at it. I mean, I do a little bit, so I can do the stuff that you're talking about now, the basics. You know, I think with a lot of modern fuel injection and computer shit, like it's just not as fun. But like my brother's redoing a 1970 Camaro. Like he took it down.
That's fine.
Yeah, like because it's easy. You know, I mean, basically
that looks like the visible V8, the model you had to build.
You remember that? It's like, all right, here's the air cleaner. I take it off. There's a carburetor under it, and it spark plugs.
I drive a 1970 Toyota FJ on the weekend, so it's like, I mean, I have to go in and squirt some accelerant down into the carburetor and get it started if I haven't used it in a week, and you have to tinker a little bit. So I can do that, but I'm not a...
Did your dad teach you to drive?
No.
Did he have a person for that?
My grandfather taught me to drive.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time with my grandfather growing up in, what was then, communist Czechoslovakia. I think we discussed it last time, which was like, he saw kind of the life I led in New York. He's like, well, you have to see, like, he's a blue collar guy. He's like, you have to see the other side of that. So, I learned to drive stick at like a really young age. And
Wait, I don't think you ever talked about that on our show.
Did I? I do, because people ask kind of how you turned out relatively normal or not totally fucked up.
Wait, you left New York City for how many years?
No, I didn't leave New York City, but what I would do is I'd spend like 6 weeks with him in, Czechoslovakia in the early 80s, from when I was like 2 through like 12. And so, we were up in like his cabin in the mountains, and in a place where the president of the country made $30,000 a year. So it was wow. I had friends. I speak the language fluently, so I learned pretty young that it's like what I experienced and had in New York was not the norm. To not take it for granted, and I think it was probably one of the best life lessons I could have got, because you kind of, you see things from both perspectives, and so I think my grandfather recognized that early, and so he kind of was the guy that started teaching me all these other things, and that's how I got into the outdoor stuff. And
why did he stay over there? Why did he come to America?
Came over here,
he didn't like it?
It wasn't his thing. I mean, he came over, to see us and to spend time, but I think, he was a regular guy. He was like,
guy just content to be there.
How did you, what'd you do over your summer vacation? Your grandfather taught me how to drive a stick and plan a resistance.
Take on the communists,
Do you still drive with the bright blinker on all the time? If Grandpa teaches you to drive, you're doing a few things.
You need to wear the hat.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
And the gloves.
Yeah, the driving gloves.
Don't forget the driving gloves.
Goggles.
Now, I don't believe in the horseless carriage, but if you kids are going to do it.
Wow. What'd you do for fun there? Do you remember?
Listen, every day I spent a lot of time in the woods, I had friends, the usual stuff. So
that's why I like
go
the
out
hunting.
With BB guns in the, with friends, cause trouble, blow some stuff up. Minor arson.
A lot better ordnance there, probably.
Definitely. You could find some interesting stuff over there.
So that's why you like the hunting and fishing.
Yeah, no, that's how I got into it, I guess.
Wow. No, you never talked about that. No. That's kind of cool.
So, that's kind of the genesis of all the other stuff I do.
Right. You still go there? Have you been back?
I haven't been back in a while. My grandmother's still alive, so I basically, I got to plan kind of like a trip this summer, because you don't know how long that, she's like 85, so it's like, every trip you plan out is probably the last one, so it's like,
like she's hanging on.
Hey, listen, it doesn't sound nice, but I'm a realist. Like, it's like, I don't know, no one lives forever. Like, just recognize that and get on with life. Like, if you sit there being afraid of it, like, you're just not going to enjoy it. So, I'm going to try to get out there this summer.
Okay.
We used to have this could be Grandma's last Christmas. 12 years with her.
It was too long. By the end, by year 12, you're saying, like, I really hope it is. Like, this is getting ridiculous.
Right. She was 92 with one leg. She was like, she was hanging in there. Dodge dart. You couldn't kill her. She just kept running.
She was hanging in there.
Yeah. I had an older grandmother from the other side of the family, from my father's side, and it ended up where we would go over there for Christmases, and she just became part of this chair in the corner. She never spoke. She just sat there with the mouth going, and you had to say hi. I think her name was like Aletta. Some weird old ancient name.
A name they've retired.
Oh, yeah, that name's been ratired.
Yeah.
And you had to, give her a little kiss.
It's now an incantation.
And then walk away, and no one ever paid any more attention to her. She just sat there. Yeah. That was her job as the matriarch.
You should have freeze-dried her. Like they did with the pets, like Mick Foley was telling us.
I don't think we want to freeze-dried Aletta.
Why? If she's not doing anything anyway, you could keep her around for a few more years.
Best she just wasn't in that chair. Because after she went and the chair went, the whole place got like a makeover. You ever notice sometimes it takes the grandparents to like kind of
you gotta get rid of that smell, like
the smell, like furniture, you paint the walls, you take down that wallpaper that looks like it's from the Haunted Mansion. It's got like the velveteen in it and candelabras in gold. Like what the
anything creepier than sitting or sleeping in like grandma's shit after she died?
Sheets and those faded pictures that nobody knows who the hell they are.
Smell.
she died in the chair. You're watching TV.
It's like a cartoon.
No.
The picture eyes are following you on the wall. Hey.
Giggles Flintstone.
Oh, remember getting nice.
Oh, Bretta. And I poke his eyes out.
Adam, where are you going to be? Just so you can
I'm going to be at Bananas Hasbrook Heights tonight and tomorrow night.
That's the place with a lot of bananas on the stage.
A lot of bananas on the stage.
Yeah, we want to sit down and talk to those people.
Yeah?
Do you like the bananas, Adam, on the stage?
I think it's a reason to come back and see you guys. I get to come
Everyone says the club is great, but a lot of you guys really want to move on from the bananas.
Hey, yeah, I mean, come on, let's pick it up.
Hey, Ratch, you got to ace those bananas.
Yeah. Do me a favor. Enough with the fruit. We get it. Okay?
Yeah, bananas are crazy.
When I first started working there used to be a woman in a banana suit outside in between shows. I was like, just check your dignity at the door.
It's all over.
There was a place in Rhode Island with a duck on the roof. It was a comedy connection. It was an old bank, and they had an inflatable duck on the roof. It was called Quackers. I was like, oh, just shoot me. Do I really need my cable bill paid this month? And I went, yes, I do.
You didn't feel like you made it because you were playing Quackers?
I have arrived.
I'm here. I arrived. I made it to Quackers.
I could be in Czechoslovakia learning how to drive a stick.
I think that's cool, man.
I think it's great.
I don't get to try. Right.
You know, I've done like day trips to China and India when you're on the ground for less than you're on in the air. And so,
on a mission?
It gets well, no, listen, for real estate, you got to go there. You got to see it. You got to kick the tires.
Jump out of the plane in a
the first
squirrel
time I went to India, I got so sick. And I did everything right, too. And I travel all over the world. And I've hunted all over the world. So I've been into pretty, shady areas. It's not like I have a weak stomach. But, man, dude, whatever the hell I got over there, I was blowing out of both ends for 3 days.
Oh, man.
2 weeks after I got back, friends would see me and be like, dude, you look sick. Like, you look kind of green. And this was 2 weeks after I was in theory better. Like, I was septic. And so now, for some of these countries, I have, like, a 36-hour policy because that's as long as I can go without eating or drinking anything.
Right.
and not being in, like, a comatose state. So,
get on the plane
cool, but it also gets old.
Start eating on the plane.
You know what you ate that caused that?
I don't. And, I was in a good, I must have had, something that had something in it, and
that wasn't quite cooked.
That wasn't quite cooked. But man, dude, I wanted. Had I had a weapon with me, I would have killed myself. It was that bad.
Wow,
no, I'm not joking. Like you think I'm joking, but I'm not. Like
the pain.
It was horrible.
That brings back a memory. It happened to me with mayonnaise on the beach.
Ooh.
I decided to let
but that's silly to do.
I decided to let my potato salad just kind of sit there for a while.
I've done that too, because on the fishing or hunting, you go get something at off 17 at one of like the gas station like delis. It's it sits for like 6 hours, and you eat it and be like, I don't know, it still tastes pretty good, but you're definitely taking your life into your own hands.
Yeah. Rich up there in Roscoe gave me a ham and Swiss with a lot of mayonnaise. I'm like, really? This thing might go bad. I dry heaved from my butt, though.
Oh, God.
Yeah. When it gets to that point,
that's hard to do in waiters.
No, fill up your waiters. I'm going back to the beach story. But
okay, back to the beach story. Okay.
To the point where your body is officially done getting rid of whatever it had to get rid of, but it's still like thinking there's something in there.
Still trying.
You start dry heaving from your own ass.
It looks like a guppy.
It's pulsating. There's got to be something else.
You like China?
Listen, in terms of places to visit, it's probably, it's low on my list. It's
You don't like it?
Don't take the double happiness bus.
It's filthy, man. It's,
really?
At least India, that feels like there's a semblance of, like, culture. And
really?
they try to, as nasty as that can be, but, like, China, like, it's one of those places, like, I really, like, if I could never go back, I probably wouldn't. Like, I mean, it's too good a business opportunity, but, like, I'll avoid it at all costs. Like, no one smiles. They walk around hacking all over, like just like spitting all over. It's part of like the customs, and everyone smokes, and it's just India's filthy in its own way, but like there's some vibrance to the people, and they're as destitute as some of them can be. Like they're happy, and it's a very
just
different
this
feeling.
Emotionless kind of trotting and plodding along.
They're just robotic, man. It's so robotic.
Go back to India for a second. My brother-in-law had to do a lot of work there, so he was going back and forth. And what he found amazing was he's on a street, and there's Mercedes, and then extremely poor people just all using the same street.
I've had that where
he couldn't wrap his mind around it.
No, I mean I've had it where take like the worst traffic you imagine in New York City,
right?
Put like 10% of the cars being like Mercedes high-end cars. Put everything else that you'd have in New York City, and then add like 400 rickshaws like per block, and people walking and scooters. But
people walk in their livestock.
They have a different sense of space, because like you couldn't do it in New York without creating accidents.
No,
there's cows in the street. There's chickens. You'll see someone be like, "I gotta take a dump." They'll just stop and like take a dump in the middle of the road, like next to your car. Like they'll hold onto your window while they're like squatting and taking a shit in the street. Like
you could be at a stoplight. You're in a Mercedes, let's say, and next to you is a guy on a yak.
Yeah, no, it's sort of shit,
and it's completely normal there. But then he's in a really nice hotel because he's going over there for work, and really nice hotels, and then shit all around it.
Well, that's the thing. There's no like zoning. It's not like there's
really
a nice
strange.
area. Like there's not a Park Avenue because you have like a building or like Microsoft headquarters,
right?
And then like next to it is like miles of shantytown, and then like another really nice building and miles of shantytown. There's not like a zone that's like
rich and poor over there.
There won't be a revolution soon at all.
No, that's the. I don't know, man. We need space as Americans. We think we don't have it even in Manhattan when the sidewalks are crowded and the streets are crowded. But when you think that there's going to be a yak next to you and someone crapping and just multitudes of people in these shopping bazaars.
No, you wouldn't get anywhere in New York. But it's like they figured out how to move within that. It's sort of like they don't drive in like lanes. They drive wherever there's
it's
like
open.
an opening.
Well, the only resource they have is workforce, humans. That's all they have. There's really nothing. Tech support. That's it. We'll answer the phones all night. Give us a call.
But they're humans. They do have a good education. I mean, there's more gifted children in India than there are children in the United States.
Natural resources.
Like genius children, there's more of them in India than there are just regular children in the United States.
But it's a waste.
It's a little scary.
But it's a waste, right? Because do those kids grow up to be anybody?
Listen, honestly, over there, it's the hard part about doing business over there is that you go and everyone's entrepreneurial. So everything is like, well, that's my friend's site. Well, it's not really my friend. It's my cousin's best friend. Well, it's not really his. It's, down the line, like everyone basically tries to work themselves somehow into a deal, and everyone's really entrepreneurial. And so, there's so much more driven than in the U.S., that you see. There's no one like basically sitting there for like they'll get in there and they'll mix it up. They may not even know what they're doing, but they're going to try to figure it out and really work. And so, it's scary in the sense that you see so many people that are so motivated to do something. You're saying, I don't know, that's not necessarily the image that I always see in the U.S. anymore.
Yeah. A lot of doctors come from India too.
Yeah, a lot of doctors. They really put a premium on their education.
The standards are like you come here, they're giving like butt injections at an apartment in Queens.
Oh, yeah.
And some woman's ass falls
silicone injections, and they got the silicone from the auto parts store.
My cousin did
window caulk. It's the same crap. Come on.
I could pick up a whole case of Lowe's.
We put it in a Ziploc bag. It'll contain it.
Yeah. We've had a few of those in New York City.
Oh, yeah. You're never going to see an Indian space program.
Yeah.
Well, it'll go up.
What was the one in Chinatown? The one in Chinatown where they put the lady out by the curb to die?
Yeah.
They didn't know what else to do?
They just shot a bunch of regular industrial silicone into her ass cheeks.
There's been a few of those.
And made it just giant. Made a giant ass. And it just started getting into the system and breaks down your immune system, and that's it. Goodbye.
So long.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then instead of fixing it, they just kind of put her out back.
Okay. We'll chalk that up as a failed experiment.
Yeah. Well, we know what not to do. Oops.
Hey, look, you got to break a few eggs.
Yeah.
Adam, what else is going on with you? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm back out. I'm spending a lot of time out there in Santa Monica. Yeah.
Santa Monica's nice.
Santa Monica's nice, yeah. We got that. And we were talking about room, like we got room now. It's like I got, when you live in New York City, it's like I can't even get gifts for Christmas. Like we bought you this picture. Look, I got no friggin' room. I got nothing. So now I can like stretch out. So I'm like, I haven't had I'm buying a desktop computer and I'm thrilled because I've only had a laptop for so long.
Because you had no room.
No friggin' room.
Well, he's right. When you live in New York and you get your relatives buying you stuff, it's like, I can't put this anywhere.
Yeah.
We don't have houses in.
Yeah. Then when you have kids, it gets so much worse.
Right.
Because you can't tell them, no, they can't have that, to a certain point. You try to do it as best you can, but like, they just accumulate crap, and you can't get rid of the old stuff.
How can you have kids and you have to like bonsai them so they don't, you can only
bind them,
just
clip
bind
them
your children.
No vitamins for you or food today. We need to keep you paid.
It's unbelievable. You're right. But now you don't care if people send you stuff.
No, now it's nice. Now I got the room and we get out and just traveling a lot. I'm doing stand-up again, which is cool, but you're doing a lot of press for the show. I started a NASCAR race. Did I tell you guys that? Yeah. They invited me to go to the Top Gear 300 in North Carolina. The other guys that waved the flag, that was me.
Oh,
that was me. That was was me. And I was scared to death because you don't want to be like, because they
don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, but they do it cool. You see the little ribbons they get, and it's going.
Right.
I just picture myself like I'm like the gymnast with the spirally thing, like go.
Yeah. Like the
Not
queen.
looking good.
Yeah. Like David
Not
Lee Roth
looking
in the
very
jump
manly.
video.
Right.
Yeah.
There's an actual system to that whole thing?
They do. They have this wrist thing. So I was.
You had to work the wrist thing.
Yeah. And
Figure eights? What is it?
Yeah, I did the figure eight.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
closest. That's the only thing I could think of to do. But
Yeah.
that's friggin'. I've never been. Have you
Don't
guys
worry,
ever been to
Adam.
one?
The real men are in the car. See,
Yeah.
so you're waving a flag.
Yeah,
Relax.
but
You're basically a cheerleader. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Never got
pom pom.
You sit there, you wave. You know what the freakiest thing is? They put our posters everywhere, like on plates. We were on the side of a prison bus. There's a prison bus with like Top Gear, and there's. I took a picture of it next with the prisoners in it. They're waving and shit. Yeah.
I've never been to a race.
I've never been either, and they were real friendly and shit. And I'm up there, and I was all nervous. And when you're up there, those cars are doing like $1.90, and they come around there, and I swear, with the vibrations when they go under you, your balls hum. I was like, because it's like this big metal tub, and I was like, oh, I get it now. That's why all these fucking
because you're over the track.
Yeah,
you're pretty much over the track. Yeah.
Wow,
that
cool.
is insanity.
And the only thing I can think of, remember when the Bison took us to Jersey to the drag races?
To the drag race at the Englishtown, yeah.
Who's the Bison?
Sean,
yeah.
We
call his name
Bison because he had a giant forehead that went like straight up, and then like a tuft of hair on top of that.
Yeah, he looked like he was on a buffalo nickel.
Yeah,
Just
he
his
looked like a
profile.
bison. So we called him Bison. And everybody felt the need when he was sitting there watching television to just go, tag! And you'd smack him on the forehead and leave a handprint.
Because you could get your entire 4 fingers on his head. That's how big it was. It was like a forehead.
Tag!
So he took us to Englishtown, New Jersey for the drag races in the middle of the summer.
In July, and it was nothing but black pavement that is all over. The heat was stifling.
Yeah, before you add like, multiple thousand horsepower engines.
Exactly. And now you're adding that. You're at jet cars. Yeah, it just was one of the worst experiences ever.
We found, and we're drunk.
Yeah, because we had a drink.
Yeah. Keep yourself
Probably wasn't
hydrated.
good. Keep yourself hydrated. More beer. We found like a piece of shade and just sat there pouring water over our heads and booze in our mouths.
Yeah. We found a cross breeze between the pits, and we were just sitting there.
God, it feels... It's only 102 here instead of the 118 it is out there. It's wonderful.
So at the NASCAR place, they camp out. Like I've never been. They camp out like all kinds
in the
of
infield.
It's like the ultimate tailgate. It's
it's just like all kinds of campers and all Confederate flags.
yeah. They kind of brought that along with them.
I was like,
that's the demo, huh?
Yeah.
I was wondering who still bought those.
But you lost. You know, if you lose your job at Foot Locker, take off the referee uniform. You're done. There's all kinds of shit all over the place, but it's a whole thing down there. And they were really nice to us.
It's huge. It's the biggest, the most watched sport, I guess. Huh?
Mm-hmm. And they let you go in the pits and stuff, which is great. It's like if you go see the Mets, you can sit in the dugout. They're like sitting there yelling at each other. It's really cool.
Yeah,
I think like 250,000 people show up to like a race. Like it makes the Super Bowl look like a baby. You know?
Yeah. Didn't you go? You sent me a video of you on the track.
Oh yeah, I went to
in
Pocono with the Mustang.
What were you driving your Mustang?
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I had one of the instructors in the passenger seat, and I just opened it up. They have a 1 mile straight over there, so I came off of the third turn and just. The supercharger kicks in.
How fast again?
I got it up to about. This is the first lap. I got it up to about 180, I guess.
Wow.
But it's deceiving, too, because the track is so wide, and the car is pretty small. But I come flying out around that last corner.
We can hear you coming.
Yeah, and it was so weird to hear the supercharger actually going for so long. So I usually just get little bursts of it.
You're in good shape by the wall.
Oh, yeah, it was like inches off of that wall.
That's scary.
It's fun.
And the 180s, you're friggin' moving. We shot this thing at Fontana with muscle cars. So I was in a 5-liter Mustang, which tops out at 153. Last time I looked down, it was like 141. And I couldn't look down.
Those last couple miles an hour are hard to get out of them.
And it's the odd thing is, you don't want to even look down for a second to see how fast you're going.
Nope.
So you're just kind of locked. You're so fixated. When you drive normally on the roads, you're scanning your mirrors and you're kind of looking next to you, a girl over here. You are so focused out your windshield the whole time. That's it. You are just looking and looking ahead. What's behind me? Fuck it. Yeah, this is inside one of the stock cars. I had another one. because I did
Sounds a bit like a lawnmower, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
How fast in Czechoslovakia?
That's a Yugo stock car.
Look at that. That's your point of view. How fast is this now?
This is about 150, I guess.
Jesus.
140, 150. And then going into the curves.
Yeah,
it was nice. You get beat up, man. It's fun, though. It was the NASCAR experience that they do over there at the Pocono Raceway.
Yeah.
They just throw you in a NASCAR, let you go. It's great.
We had that. We did it in Fontana. We were in muscle cars, and then the NASCARs flew by us. They're like angry painted dinosaurs. just you can feel it. You're just terrified.
Yeah.
And you're hyper focused, like you said, because everything is working at the same time, and you have to have instant reflexes, and your peripheral vision open up. And you have to have those reflexes, and I have none of it. None. My ADD is just kicking in. It's like, oh, I'm gonna die in this friggin' thing.
Well, that's the worst when you're also hanging on there just barely, and these guys blow by you, and you're saying, like, how is it even possible?
How are they doing that?
Because one of the guys on the show is a professional race driver, Tanner. He's a stunt guy. So we did this thing last season where I'm in a ZR1, which is very cool because they have the heads-up display. It actually projects it up on the windshield so you can see all your instruments, like your
fighter pilot.
Like a fighter pilot, so you don't take your hands off take your eyes down. So I'm in a ZR1. He's chasing me in the 458, the new Ferrari. And, you know, we got to go past the cameras, so I come into the turn. I'm too fast into the turn. I'm out of shape. I hit the brakes. The ABS is kicking back. So we get back to base camp, and he comes out and goes, Adam, don't you're friggin' way out of shape in that turn. You're going too fast. Didn't you feel the ABS kicking back? I'm like, yeah. Look, I need that shit.
That's why it's in there.
That's why it's there. For people like me, race boy.
I suck.
No, it's such a different world. I have a buddy that used to race for Ferrari. He won like Le Mans and stuff, and you drive with him in his own car, and you're just sitting there. And meanwhile, he's just like ho-hum, like one hand on the wheel, like so in control. It's just a different, it's a different level.
Mindset.
Yeah. They take you when you do this stock car challenge. They take you around the track first with the driver in the driver's seat, you in the passenger seat. And he takes you around for a lap and lets you know, like, all right, here's where you're going to let off a little bit. Come down to this cone in the turn, come back out, right on the wall, take the straight down. So it gives you that little lesson. And he's doing it and talking to you at the same time.
And looking at you.
At speed, turning his head, looking at you. And I'm just sitting there like, and then you get in the car and you realize, like, well, I really don't have this line down. I'm not on the wall like I should be the first time around. I'm letting off the gas too soon. I'm not getting on it soon enough in the turn. And the thing is, the second you go to figure it out, it's over.
It's too late.
It's over. I'm like, God damn, I want another 10 laps.
But when you do hit it right, it's like hitting a golf ball right. You hit that ping,
when you swing out of a turn and you cut that apex perfect and sling up into the wall and you're 6 inches off of that wall and you landed there. You didn't have to edge it over from 2 feet off. You know, you just came off the wall and did it. It's so good. It's like, man, all right.
Fuck that.
I'm kicking ass.
We did
no desire.
Oh, it's fun.
Wait till you hit it right. You want to do it.
Yeah,
I was like the same way, but when I went to stunt school in Jersey. I was telling Aunt during the break, and you learn how to do reverse 180s and J turns and all this.
Oh, like movie shit.
Movie shit from movie guys.
Yeah.
And the cars, they're all police cars, but they're all set up with hydraulic e-brakes so you don't stretch them out and everything. And that's fun. You come with me to Jersey. Come see Mike Burke with me in Jersey, and we'll do that once. You'll be like, oh, we got to get one of these because it's great.
Do they blow up the cars and stuff while you're driving them?
No, there's no gunfire or any stuff like that.
Damn.
You know what else is fun? We did an episode
Going through
with
fire?
super lights, the super light trucks.
Yeah.
I think I sent you the picture of that little trucks with Mazda rotary engines in it, and it's off road, so you actually flying through the air, and you land. It's like a flying sofa because you don't feel anything because there's
the
2 sets of shocks,
crazy.
gas
Shocks. Like the Baja trucks.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Those
I get it.
little super light trucks they're called.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And me and Rut did it and entered in a real race, and that's scary because that's just like these are real professional people.
Yeah, and you know when you're up in the air, it's fine, but then you got to land and hope that you're straight. Not a little squirrely when you land. That's when they roll over. When you hit and the front wheels kind of turn and. Oh well,
I've done that. I used to run like motocross and stuff like that quite a bit. Like it's worse on a motorcycle, by the way.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Yeah, there's nothing really around.
I went over my handlebars at 60 one time. It was just like it sucks. But yeah, the car's no fun either.
Yeah. You get a little shook up.
Adam really is a car guy.
I know. I don't know how it happened.
It's fun, man. You gotta come out. It's just
happened.
a lot of friggin' fun.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Did you film the new season? We haven't seen it yet?
Yeah, we're done with the second season. Starts February 14th, Valentine's Day.
What channel is that for the people?
History Channel, 9 o'clock, and we're on with Top Shot. they're on after us.
Jeez.
The guys with the guns.
Look at you, man.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah, it's fun. And we've
been waiting for you to make it like this.
Yeah.
Top Shot looks cool. You ever watch that?
I don't, because, and I've met a couple of guys on it that are, like, legit in their own field, but then, for the stuff that I do, I know guys that compete at such a level, it's like, well, you'll never beat him in those things, but, like, to then go, like, throw a fork at something, like, I don't know what it has to do with, like, if you had a guy that's shooting a real bow, and then a guy shooting go out shooting sporting clays, and then, like, I like guys that are well diversified, not just one discipline type of shooter, but, like, then it's like, well, we're going to throw an axe. It's like, I don't know. I don't look at that as a shooting discipline. You know what I mean? Like,
I hear you.
So it's a little hokey for me. Like, I love the concept, but,
I don't like those parts.
And I can't watch reality television. Like, frankly, it's just not. Which is ironic, given that I'm on reality television. But it's like, I basically watch it because it's for homework for me. But like, I don't watch most of those things. It's like
I don't watch them because so many of them are fake, and I don't understand anyone's fascination with these goddamn towing shows.
Yeah, or like the hoarders. Like Hoarders is a little interesting, actually.
We love Hoarders.
What's the one where they go to the garages?
Out of a hoarder.
I'll watch
they go to the garages and like find stuff like that. I'm like, who cares?
We love the Hoarders, though.
Do you see the strange addiction ones where I can't stop eating the toilet tissue?
What the like? I don't mind
those
like
people are real?
weirdos.
Yeah, okay, listen.
What about the Rock Lady?
I didn't see the Rock Lady. What was the Rock Lady?
Oh, we got to play the clip again for people.
She eats rocks.
She eats rocks.
Literally.
She eats rocks?
Rocks.
Yeah.
Breaks them down. She's got a little hammer, breaks them down if they're too big.
Crunches them. Yeah.
What kind of rocks?
I can't imagine that being too good for your teeth.
Onyx. Well, I don't know.
Igneous.
Marble is the preferable.
We need someone to find that clip for Adam.
I saw the couch cushion lady.
Couch cushion lady we all saw.
And the toilet paper lady.
I like freak shows like that. I don't like any kind of reality show, especially like I was saying, these dumb towing shows are all fake. The cameras are there too long. They show, and it's like whoever thinks they're real are morons.
Well, yeah, like there's no way that one person going from point A to point B runs into all of that crap. Like,
every time.
It's amazing.
Every time.
This guy's got the worst luck ever. It's like that.
And then how come
so let's
they
drive
show?
into this tornado.
I have to bring it back to the garage in Beirut and this gunfire.
and then they show the guy driving off with somebody's repoed car.
Yeah.
And the person's going, "You son of a bitch, I'll get you." But the cameraman's standing right there watching the car drive away.
If I'm that guy, I'm shooting the cameraman because I know
the cameraman's just as much of a prick as everybody else. And then all of a sudden he's back in the car. What happened there? Fake. And I hate fake reality shows. Hate them. That hardcore pawn is another one of the pawn shop ones. Yeah. It's not Pawn Stars, which has some legitimacy to it. But hardcore pawn is supposed to be in Detroit. So they got these unbelievably stereotyped local gentlemen and ladies coming in trying to sell like a Sega video game for $200. And when they tell them no,
motherfucker.
When they tell them no, it's just like, oh man, you don't give me. And it's like it's so fake. It's so they're mic'd. You could see the mic on their backpack as they go, well, I'm leaving. They leave the store. It's like, well, is the sound man going to get his mic back? There's just so many things that show it's fake. And then people tweet me and go, dude, you got to see this. It's right up your alley. Shut up. It's phony, you dolt.
If it's up anyone's alley, you should kill yourself. Like,
it's not up anyone's alley. A friggin' 45.
They're just trying to turn you on to something, though. They're trying to turn you on to a nice new show.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, you don't like the True TV ones, huh? Can you show Rock Lady to Adam?
Yeah. What's Rock Lady?
Well, you said Strange Addiction. I can't believe you don't know the Rock Lady.
I've never seen that either.
It's a quick one that eats rocks.
Yeah, right from her driveway. Well, actually, I think she...
No, she travels to the place where she finds the perfect rock.
Yeah, because she's
like a sommelier of rocks, huh?
Yes.
She's picky about her rocks.
They have to be earthy and dirty, and they have to have... I think there are these type of rocks that have, like, mica in them, and they're crumbly, so that they're really like a sand...
Like a sandstone type of thing.
Yeah. So,
I like the
more easily
digest
fighting into
rocks.
quartz.
Yeah. You know what I watch? I watch Chopped on the Food Network. The guys that open up the bass. I see it on the planes. On JetBlue, I get that, and I get the Speed Channel, and I get and I saw Pat Sajak was drunk last night.
Yeah. We saw that one.
We love
We've hit that one today already.
There she is. It's Rock Lady.
That's the Rock Lady.
Guess I'll listen to what the
And they're trying to tell her not to...
Oh, that's part two. That's when they confront her. They do a little intervention.
That's part two, the passing of the rock?
Yeah, how? That's got to hurt.
We want just the one clip where they just talk... They just talk about her addiction.
She eats rocks. There she goes.
And I actually like how it feels on my teeth when I'm crunching them up.
I think you need help for this. I think it's hurting you.
How does she still have teeth?
Yeah, that's it.
don't think there's anything that will make me stop.
She should have, like, great white teeth from doing that.
Do you think, I mean, this is someone just trying to get on TV and be like...
That's what I think, too.
That's if this is a marketing hoax, be like, I really want to be on TV. I don't really have it in any other way. Like, hey, if I eat rocks, I could probably do
bet
that.
I could get on TV if I eat rocks.
Yeah, that's what we're wondering. All right, here's her backstory.
I live in Bedford, Virginia. Pretty day today. And I'm addicted to eating rocks.
I'm addicted to eating rocks. The doctor says I have kidney stones, and they were delicious.
I would be able to function every day if I didn't eat some quantity of rocks.
I didn't know rocks were fattening, by the way.
Yeah, right. Teresa has been addicted to eating rocks for more than 20 years.
You would think
she was initially
deep frying those rocks?
She shits a gravel driveway.
Rocks tempura.
I had no intention of biting into it or chewing it, but I did, and once I did that, I was hooked on them.
My whole world
now
opened up.
Teresa can't go more than a few hours without eating rocks.
Her teeth look normal, man. There's no way you don't destroy your teeth.
I don't get it. Earthy taste. I actually like how it feels on my teeth when I'm crunching them up.
Yeah, when I'm crunching them up.
I'm very worried about Teresa.
Are you?
When your body can't handle what you're putting inside of it, it's going to rebel.
Were those rocks just in a prescription bottle? And
carries them around.
It's a mixture of
medicinal rock.
She gets them from Canada over the internet.
Hammer to break them up into
to break them down and then puts them in her pill
This is about
bottle.
the size I like it because it's not as hard to swallow. I would normally take a piece like this and normally just put it in my mouth.
Normally put it in her mouth, right? Normally put it in your mouth?
Use a fork, you animal.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And get the earthy taste off of it.
It's dirt.
Yeah, earthy taste is dirt on a rock.
Isn't the whole thing earthy? Like,
yeah, the whole rock is earthy.
Yeah. She's 2 pounds of rocks.
Her dumps have got to be horrible.
It doesn't really bother
I wonder if, like a cement truck, she has a rotating auger out her ass, and it just like pours it out. When she's done shitting, some Mexican guy
blast her
has to
toilet.
hose it off, hose her ass off.
It does like bring me down and makes me feel more calm.
When my mom
con rock spray painted on her ass.
It kind of like she goes to La La Land.
He kind of looks like he eats rocks too.
Yeah, they go right to his head.
Apparently she ate it during pregnancy.
Drives up to an hour away to reach the rocks that make her mouth water.
Wow. It's going to be really hard to go back to my real job in about an hour after.
I'm sorry.
I
don't doubt that.
No,
And it's really good pieces for crushing up.
She's on the side of the road.
Other people have told me to worry about
Her hands and knees,
animals
digging
using
for
the
rocks.
bathroom and things like that, or oil leaks, or anything that might get on the rocks, but I don't care to wash them.
You got to wash your rocks before you eat them. Everyone knows that.
And you got to wait 20 minutes before you go swimming.
Yeah,
you're going to sink like a rock.
Yes.
I have a few choking experiences while driving
just
the car.
snacking.
Actually, pieces lodged in my throat, and it scared me. I've had a lot of stomach
I'm actually really upset that I'm watching this right now because I'm going to be tuning in and watching the other morons on this show. Like, like one more thing I don't need to see. Like, it's just wasted space.
This one seems more legit, though. Like, this is really going on.
What? Is it the music that's selling it to you?
Yes. I think TLC has embraced the freak show.
Yeah.
They know how to do this.
They definitely have.
Yeah.
They love finding these people.
Her friends, her family, everyone to say.
Bag of rocks. Dumb as
and I don't think there's anything that will make me stop.
All right.
Enough?
Yeah.
It keeps going.
Rock eating lady.
Oh, God. That's got to be real.
Yeah, I think that one's, got some authenticity to it. There's so many of these freak show reality shows on, though, that I like watching that Toddlers and Tiaras is hilarious because
I can't do it. I know you guys tweet about it all the time, but man.
The mothers are psychopaths.
Yeah.
They are so, it's not even living vicariously through the child. It's child enslavement. And when you got a kid in booty shorts and a halter top and the mother is going, come on, shake it. I'm dumbfounded by how these parents
and you're playing to the pedos.
Aren't arrested.
You're playing to the pedos out there.
Oh yeah, that's the demo of the show. Is every bastard in the country is watching.
You look at the crowd, and sometimes I just see some man sitting there watching in the audience,
What do
and
you
you're
think
like,
he's about?
Why aren't they chasing him out of the place? What?
They all have
what is
those
going on?
rose-colored tinted glasses and chubby faces.
Yeah,
and panel vans, and living in their mother's basement.
But I've been watching this and getting very critical of some of the mothers that put their children in, because some of these kids are fucking fat and ugly. Yeah. They're fat, ugly children that do not belong in a beauty contest. But every mother thinks their kid is the most gorgeous kid.
Put on your booty shorts,
David. I put out something on Twitter about it, and like literally, I thought it was one of those like we were talking earlier, where I was like, that's pretty funny. Like a lot of people were like, well, fuck you, that's bullshit. Like, they're really, like, there are people that are really into this crap, and they
totally
think it's like good for their kid. It's like, man, I don't know.
It can't be good for your kid.
And no one goes to these things. It's all just the parents.
The audience is the parents.
The parents, that's it.
And an errant pedo that comes walking into the Days Inn conference room that they hold these in.
A lot of empty seats.
Yeah, a lot of empty seats.
Oh, God.
They gussy them up. They gussy them up in their little outfits.
But how do they know they're not damaging these? I mean, how do you not know you're
gotta be
scarring
damaging
these children?
They're yelling at them.
Look at all the empty
That's
seats.
packed.
Yeah. Forcing them not
It's
to
like
eat.
a Wizards game.
They yell at the kids like, you didn't do good. You forgot to turn. You forgot your turn. It's like, the kid just goes, and then they do these interviews where it's like, she loves doing pageants. It's her whole life.
The kids are crying.
The kid's crying. He goes, I want to go home.
I just want to play with Barbie.
She beats me when you're not here.
Please keep the camera here.
She's like lipping, help me, help me.
She's blinking SOS like a hostage.
I also love when the kids face plant, when they take headers. They're walking up the stairs to the stage and they face plant, because the crying is right after that. And it's just hilarious. Mm-hmm. Hilarious to watch.
The best is just watching
cry.
the moms, though, because like they're just trying to live vicariously, because like they had no chance of ever being any kind of beauty queen.
Because they're all way overweight.
They're all fat.
Yeah,
ugly.
they're all fat and ugly, and they just are trying to get some kind of beauty through their kids.
See them yelling at their kids. Listen, I'm fat and I missed out on my dreams.
Yeah.
I'm living through you, you little bitch.
Now get out there and shake your ass.
And let the child be the star, not the parent.
Yeah, when are they going to do the one about dads and sports? Like,
it's coming now. You're talking.
Because I mean, that's if I'm a marketing guy, there's. By the way, there's an equivalent amount of dads that are like, that think their kid's going to be the next A-Rod, and the kid's not going to be,
hockey dads. Little League dads.
Who was the guy? His father and his son, I think, beat the shit out of the umpire at a White Sox game. Didn't they come out of this? I thought
there was a dad that actually beat up one of the kids on his own kid's team or something like that. It's like because his kid couldn't do it, so it's like
that's beyond getting carried away. That you have a mental problem.
Yeah.
You have a mental problem.
All right, great Santini.
Unbelievable. Another thing with I noticed last night. I guess Kim Kardashian. She's got her own fucking reality show. She tweeted, just heard Cher is dead. Can somebody tell me if this is true?
Can't you Google?
Now think about this. She then tweets hours later, oh my God, Cher's alive. Why do people put stuff like this on Twitter? She has
13 million
followers that no one would have known anything.
Right.
If she didn't tweet, oh my God, I heard Cher is dead.
I don't think anyone else tweeted that.
Yeah. This idiot.
Yeah. Because all you have to do is
by
put
the way, if
Cher.
I was her, I would take that platform and use it just to fuck with people all day long. Be like, I throw stuff out there all the time, like, hey, just heard.
Yeah.
And just get it going
John Travolta, terrible. What? Oh. Well, sorry, rumor.
Oops.
She's got the power of 12 million people that can retweet something and get a rumor running, and she's mad like, I can't believe somebody said that. You tweeted it, dummy! What an idiot!
Well, that was up there when, what's-her-face got off with killing her kid, and... and she's like, I was like, when
Casey
she was like,
Anthony.
I can't believe. I was like, really? I thought your dad could help OJ do the same thing.
Yeah, she
Come
was.
on now.
You should understand that.
Flabbergasted that a murderer
could get off
the hook.
Like,
wow.
Your father was Robert Kardashian.
Yeah, and there was a hell of a lot more
kidding?
evidence in the OJ trial than there was in the Casey Anthony trial, if you ask me.
I'm obsessed with Kim Kardashian and her fame. I just don't understand.
It's amazing.
I don't understand it.
It just happens.
And I'll openly admit I'm obsessed by it.
What obsesses you? The fact she gets away with it?
She's got 13 million fucking followers. She's bloody rich.
Yeah.
She does a reality show that all they do is sit around and look at their phones. There's like not even nothing's even going on.
Is it more of a statement about her or about us?
Something. Yeah, true.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more concerned about our country that we allow people to get like that.
Right.
And she's not even the hottest girl out there.
What's the matter? You
not
don't
even
like,
close.
You don't like when the sister talks and sits and talks about things that are happening in her life because
the
they're
monotone,
so interesting.
boring.
Oh, I just want to choke.
Oh my God!
She's so fucking.
Him and that guy Lawrence O'Donnell on MSNBC. He just drags everything out. I'm going to talk slow because this is very important.
Well, Lawrence O'Donnell, his icy eyes scare the fuck out of me. What does he have?
He's a little waxy. He's got a little waxy.
Something buried somewhere, man.
Shallow gravy kind of thing.
Those eyes are really creepy on him. Really fucking creepy. I love Reverend Al myself. He's just
God. He's got a new commercial or new promo from MSNBC.
He's moving on from the blueberry
pie.
They the one that eat the pie.
With the blueberry pie in their face.
The GOP now like the blueberry pie.
They got the blueberry pie in their face.
Now I believe the independents are more like a burrito. And don't ask me what the Democrats are. They is like creme brulee.
Don't be stingy with the mustard.
Yeah.
I can't even deal with that.
I don't know why
There's
he's got a gig. I would love to know
how you get a guy with the controversy he's been through over the years as far as race baiting goes.
Let's do this.
And have him represent your channel. Give him a talk
listen,
show.
it's all about just putting something sensational out there. Like, how long is it going to be till Anthony Weiner gets a TV
true.
spot? Like,
yeah,
he'll be out there because people know it doesn't have to be good anymore. You just have to be out there, which is kind of ridiculous.
They gave Spitzer a shot. You know, that failed miserably, but they gave him a shot.
Here's the blueberry pie commercial. We love this fucking thing on this show.
River now.
I grew up here in Brooklyn, and we used to come home from school. My mother, some of the ladies in the neighborhood would make blueberry pie, and we would rush in knowing our mothers were still working.
And I would eat 20 of them. My friends would get mad.
Did y'all eat the pie? No, and blueberry be all over our face. That's what happens when I look at the GOP. They talk about the economy's bad, and we didn't do it. We were the ones fighting. But they got the blueberry pie all over their face. They were the ones eating the pie.
They were the ones that eat the pie.
They're lying. They're saying we didn't do it, but they got blueberry pie on their face. Right, Reverend Al.
He also lost all the weight. He looks like Jonah Hill.
And he lost all the weight. Yeah.
Some guys are just meant to be fat, right?
Yeah. There's like too much skin.
Well, and
women
once you get to a certain level, like I know, I only know one guy. He was like 360 pounds. He's now 180, and you would never know that he was a former really fat guy.
Right.
Most of the time when they lose it, like you always see the excess. Like you know he was.
Yeah.
You did a good job getting it off, but it's hard.
What do you think of the burrito mayor?
Oh, the Connecticut guy?
Yeah.
Oh, they sent like 500 tacos.
They've been sending Mexican food to him.
It was tacos?
Yeah, it was tacos.
All day.
If you're going to piss off a group of people, don't piss off like a lot of... Pick a small country.
Yeah.
Where they can't
I'm
get
thinking
here.
like Eskimos.
Yeah,
like it's a smaller demo, you know?
The Amish, maybe.
Yeah, the Amish, because they're not going to hear it anyway.
Well, his police force, I guess his police force was rousting some Hispanic people.
Yeah.
And a couple of them got in pretty big trouble. And the mayor said he's standing behind his cops. He goes, what do you want from me? I guess I'll eat some tacos.
Yeah, how
and,
whoopsie,
probably not the best thing to say. So they started sending him tacos and burritos and beans and rice.
Here's a clip. I didn't really see much of a problem here. Did you?
Yeah,
well, we turn things into much bigger problems now. It's like,
especially on a slow news day.
That may or may not have meant something else. It's
right, but let's just interpret it that it did mean something horrid.
Because nothing else is going on in this world.
It's very slow today.
We have to do something.
This is where the alleged racial profiling took place, and it is why Latinos here
walk toward the camera.
Safe.
I love the walk to the camera.
It's a surprise to them that 4 cops got arrested. One business owner told me
it's the beltless trench coat. It's called the Executive. I used to sell those.
This is the Winter Columbo look.
The fact that in a town that is 10% Latino, there is only one police officer that speaks Spanish.
Bad lighting and cheap fabric. That's how you move merchandise.
Looks like RDTV.
Love that. Here it is.
Of Latinos in town, we have a very small segment of a lot of nationalities in our community, but obviously with such tension in the Latino community, with a force of 50 officers, still no police officer of Latino ancestry. And your point being? The mayor didn't get it. Just look at this exchange. What are you doing for the Latino community today? I might have tacos when I go home. I'm not quite sure yet.
Why is that bad?
But that's just like a baited question also.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, like no matter what you say, it's like, well, I'm not doing anything. Oh, you're gonna.
Yeah, the guy was being douchey, so
douchey delivery too.
It seemed like he gave a douchey answer on purpose almost too.
Yeah. It's just like, this is a stupid question, not even worth my time. Like, get the hell out of here.
Right.
But that's the problem with, I mean, you can't say anything anymore without them being criticized. You know, we've gotten to a point where you can't be a politician and actually say what you're thinking because someone's going to get offended, and God forbid, it's so, like, everyone's so sensitive now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, but everyone's got a platform. I mean, when you send out a tweet or something that nobody likes, you get I'm being heckled electronically for an Aretha Franklin joke 2 days ago.
No, I'll say something that has nothing to do with racism. They're like, oh, you're a racist. It's like, no, I'm not racist. I hate everyone equally. Like, I just fucking hate everyone. Like, is that so much easier? Like,
that's my platform.
I want to hear Adam's Aretha Franklin joke.
Tweet, I said, Aretha Franklin called off her wedding. I said, don't worry, there's plenty more fried fish in the sea. That's good. What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that.
I get it. It's because she's black. I go, no, she's fat. That's all.
They went with the black thing?
Yes.
I see fat before. I see fat before black.
Yeah, me too.
Please.
Yeah.
But then I like when they yell at each
you
other.
can't even
People
make
start
fat
yelling at
jokes
each other.
now without, like, there's a whole segment of people that, like, that's almost the worst one. Like, it's easier to, like, do a racial thing than it is a fat one because everyone knows they're fat and they get really offended that.
Well, it's a disease.
Everything's a disease.
Until
laziness
they lose
is a disease too.
Yeah.
And then
fat
they're
people
like,
get offended until they lose weight, and then they're all about not being fat. But while they're fat, they talk about how they should have equal rights, which I don't understand. You have the right. You're a person. You have a right. You don't need more rights because you're fat. And then they talk about how beautiful it is, which, you know, hey, I be the beholder, whatever. But then when they lose weight, all of a sudden, oh, this is always where I've wanted to be. Oh, I could walk. I don't get winded. People come up to me now.
Like
kids
5% of the people really have a problem.
Yeah.
You know, that is something they can't necessarily do anything about. You know, the other 95,
the rest,
not so much. But
we've all seen them in the
I love the studies in, like, the paper when they're like, new study comes out, diet and exercise prove losing weight. It's like, really?
Wow.
Really?
Diet and exercise.
Like, this report, rocks are bad to eat.
Yes. Hey, believe me, diet and exercise sucks. I'd love to just wolf down donuts and not move. But, you know, you got to.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Are you going to be fat? Thank you.
And unhealthy.
I'm really spreading some new news here.
Look, Paula Deen got it for a reason. That killed me. The donuts, and the donuts, the fried egg, and a hamburger. And she kept it quiet for 2 years.
Yeah, and I did her show a while ago. She's a great lady, actually. But like, they would say, hey, come on, do the show. I was like, okay, it's fine. We made a fried cannoli. Like, I was like, okay, that's what I did. It was like they did like a New York thing, so it's like a take on it, like a Southern New York thing. So I took a cannoli and deep fried it. I was like, that can't be good.
That can't be. No, it can't be good
for you at least.
You should serve it with a rib spreader because you're going to need.
Here's your EKG machine and paddles.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. What are the plans for the weekend?
If you're not doing anything, you can go to Bananas in Hasbrook Heights. It will be there tonight and tomorrow night. 2 shows tomorrow. 1 show tonight, 9. 2 tomorrow, I think, 7:30.
That's Jersey, though, right?
10:50. It's Jersey. Right over the bridge.
Yeah.
It's easy.
I know.
I know you're not going.
I'm
zero chance.
I sequester myself.
I know. You go back into the bunker. And I'm sorry I missed the poker game. I got a text from Joe Buck.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. Although they fucked up my shit pump downstairs. Well, I got that toilet down there and downstairs, and of course, because of gravity, you need that big pump thing that pumps all the waste into the waste pipes. And I guess after having 20 guys over, eating pizza and whatnot, playing poker for hours on end, it might have gotten a little overwhelmed, and one of the couplings kind of came loose. Well, we weren't sure if it was the pump or not, so Keith the cop, who, you know, is my PA, really, he went down to check it out. He unbolted the top of the pump, and he looks and goes, it's only, you know, a quarter full, so the pump has to be working. He goes, I think it's just where that coupling came off.
Where that crap is leaking out of the pipe onto your floor.
I think it's a stink puddle in my fucking house. In the mechanical room, by the way, so it wafted through every part of the house. Yeah. So Keith, not thinking, that split second, grabs the float valve in the tank and clicks it up and got a spray of shit all over him.
Nice.
All over him. Ah! Yeah.
You always see that in movies. You say it's not really ever going to happen, and it's great to see that it does actually happen.
Yeah, but it did happen. But that was a byproduct of the poker game. I'm going to have to divvy up the bathrooms next time and tell some people they got to go upstairs.
Or just get a trough.
Yeah,
put it
yeah,
outside.
Just put it
Old school.
outside. They could shit outside.
We're starting to make a compost pile.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, that was a little much.
Southern Fried Chicken on the Food Network.
What are they doing?
They're cooking up some Southern Fried Chicken.
They say, I just read a study that fried food's not bad for you as long as it's the type of oil you use isn't, that bad kind. You got to use like sunflower oil.
Trans fat or something like that.
Yeah. But they say any fried food isn't bad for you as long as it's made in that
and it tastes
good
the same,
oil.
right? When you do it with the good oil?
I don't even really eat fried food anymore, but
I can't eat any of that shit.
No, it's just...
See, that's my weakness. I work out hard and stuff like that, but I can't. I have a hard time. I do have a hard time controlling. I really love food. I want to eat what I want to eat. And
I do have my moments, and when I go out, I'm not like looking, like a vegan or something like that.
Yeah.
But at home, I like to keep it, pretty basic. Yeah, I don't
in between
like
beers.
Stuffing. Oh, believe me.
Yeah, you gotta have
because that's my vice.
Yeah.
Oh, do
They're
I
empty
love
calories,
Guinness.
and I'll keep them.
Oh, do I love Guinness.
a liquid steak.
Yes, it's wonderful.
I had my kids' chicken fingers last night. God damn.
Good?
Jeez. God, so good.
Yeah,
Really?
I
haven't had
always
chicken
order off
fingers
the
in
kids' menu when I'm
years.
with them.
Really?
Like, that's the best part of having kids is that you can actually order off the
Eat
kids'
off the
menus.
kids'
And be
menu.
like, you're at some fancy place. It's like, I'll have the grilled cheese. Oh yeah, it's for him.
Yeah.
Mr.
me
Trump,
the
I'd like
mac
to tell you
and
about
cheese,
our specials are the tilapia, the veal Oscar. No, I'm going to have the Sammy the Sea Serpent with tater tots.
Yeah.
It's for him, I promise.
Two of them.
Is there anything better than tater tots?
Tater tots, yeah.
That should be a side in most restaurants.
Oh, what about McDonald's hash browns? It's sort of a flat tater tot. I think it's a little bit.
that is a flat tater tot.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
I think it's better.
Nice and greasy.
It's more crispy. You don't have the soft inside. It's all crispy
Yeah, it's
throughout.
all crispy.
Look what Sam just did to me.
stuff.
He knows I love Popeyes.
You like
But
Popeyes?
I just don't go there often.
Well, no.
You should.
I got to get my bucket on.
We used to get Jack's tacos. and
Oh, man.
the big ones where the grease just comes right through the taco shell.
Yeah, the taco
And the
shell is
paper and everything else.
It's an oil
transparent.
bag.
Yeah.
You were able to see through a taco shell by the time you got it out of the wrapper. You
Yeah.
could see all the meat and the...
All the goodness.
It's
Whatever
like
that
eating the
was.
hull of the
Quote-unquote meat.
Exxon
Yeah,
Valdez.
unquote meat.
It's like eating the hull of the Exxon Valdez.
I don't know what it was about going through the drive-thru at McDonald's, Jack in the Box at 4 in the morning after a night
Exit
of drinking.
37 off the LIE.
Oh, yeah, believe me. Why you would eat a few bites and then have just this... You were compelled to throw it at the window of the Jack in the Box. And you knew some poor bastard at 4 in the morning does not want to clean that window up. But you're always like, dude, check this out. Whoa! Just speed away as you watch it slowly go down the window.
The only thing better than that was going to school in Philly because you had, Pat steaks and stuff like that and Geno's.
man,
and
steaks probably made a huge mess.
There's so many times I was down there, I don't even remember being down there, but it was like you'd have like the remnants on your shirt, be like, dude, we did the 4 o'clock
What did
patch
I
run, didn't we?
eat?
It was like,
Fucking cheesesteaks. That's my downfall. Being
Cheesesteaks?
married to someone from
Philly. You can't, 9th and Wart, man. You can't not go to Pat's like when you're over there.
When we go down, we get cheesesteaks
And on the way back.
and on the way back. So guaranteed 2 every visit.
And you cannot get into your car the next morning if you went to White Castle and not smell that
The farts.
that smell
And the hamburgers.
Yeah. But
Instant
the burgers,
farts,
you
though.
bring them into your car and then leave the car. It could be 5 minutes. That smell is in there for a week.
It's like a burger air freshener. Just stay it
just
lingers.
get it there, hang it from your rear view.
You can smoke a cigar in there. Even the cigar smoke says, I'm out.
Doesn't matter.
I can't get
And
in
the
here.
White Castle, it's their dumb onions.
Yeah,
I
those
don't like
onions.
onions, but wherever they're getting them from, that's what makes their burgers so good.
But what were you going to do? Go in there and order them without onions and wait
I love
like an hour?
No,
That's not a request you can make at a Wake.
No,
That's
the
way too
point-
complicated.
You can't even
How about you
speak,
leave
just
those
point.
out?
They don't speak English. You just point.
But the point being, yes, I like their onions.
you
but
like
in
them.
general, I don't like onions, so I don't get it.
They're magic onions.
They're magic onions.
They really are.
With the pickles, it's a perfect combination.
They're dried and they sprinkle them on. That's what
You had your choice when you were
magic
drunk on Long Island. It was either White Castle or the all-night diner with fries and gravy and cheese.
Yeah, they call them disco fries in Jersey.
Disco fries?
What was that about?
Yeah.
Why disco fries?
I don't know.
What does that even mean?
Long Island, we just said put some gravy on our fries.
Fries and gravy.
Fries and cheese and gravy.
The diner was always a very odd place at that hour because there were little factions that would come in, different factions
Sharks and the
of
Jets.
drunk guys. at tables that for some reason
how to pull their dicks out.
And no reason whatsoever how to pull their dicks
Might
out.
have happened at the Huntington Diner a couple times.
Always a problem.
Officer.
After a fast Eddie's run, it might have happened. It might have happened.
I may or may not have known a few people have done that.
Yeah.
Where we're getting kicked out because maybe somebody was pulling their dick out.
If you got enough people at your table, you will start throwing food at another table full of guys and make some shit. Start some shit.
I felt bad for those people that had to work those hours. Holy fuck. No wonder they're on crystal meth.
And join. Yes.
No wonder. To deal with us drunk assholes.
It was either that, throwing food, and then crying girls, and then fighting, and then girls throwing up in the back.
Yeah. And they got rid of the Huntington Diner too, man. I used to love that.
Still got Dick's Hills Diner.
Mm-hmm.
That's across from like Fred's Diner over there.
Fred's Diner.
Is Fred still there?
I don't know.
Who's Fred's Diner?
Fred's Diner was on Jericho.
Where? Jericho Turnpike. Between
yeah, I'm talking about in the village though. I'm not gonna start driving around.
No.
You're just home eating your child's food. Daddy, I'm hungry. Shut up.
Chicken fingers. God damn.
Good stuff. It's got to be the children's, though.
I'm eating like Sam all of a sudden.
It's the best.
Sam eats like a child, Don.
There's nothing wrong with it. Listen,
no.
The only reason most people don't do it is because they're just embarrassed to order that way, you know? But, like, you know, like I said, that's the best part of having kids is, like, I can get away with being like, yeah, I'll have the chicken fingers. It's perfect.
You think there's nothing wrong with that, right? He doesn't like steak. Now,
oh, that's a different story.
All right?
Weird.
What's the matter with you?
Really?
He doesn't like steak.
You're a weirdo.
He doesn't like sushi. He doesn't like vegetables.
Oh, well, that's different.
He doesn't
like, I enjoy chicken fingers every once in a while, but like I got to eat the other stuff. I can't only eat like a kid.
He pretty much eats 5 things.
What?
Yeah.
Chicken fingers,
Pizza,
rocks,
toilet tissue,
toilet tissue,
right. Foam padding.
No, but really, what else?
Blueberry pie.
Yeah.
Chicken fingers. Oh, any white meat chicken. Pizza.
Only white meat chicken?
Yeah, I don't really like dark meat.
I don't like dark meat either. Never.
Really? See, I like the dark meat better.
My brother makes believe he likes the dark turkey meat every Thanksgiving. I'm like, shut up, stop being different.
I do. By the way, I won't eat the white meat at turkey. If there's like a legit
dark
turkey,
meat?
I'll eat the dark meat every time.
You know what? Then I apologize. Maybe my brother's onto something.
I don't like so much the leg meat. I like the fatty stuff underneath. Like,
that's a weird place.
Yeah,
that's the weird place no one goes.
Thinking.
Well,
I work out a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I work
doesn't sound like you have
in good shape.
I think
like you have a good
I eat a lot.
If you miss one day of working out, you're just going to blow up like Veruca from Willy Wonka.
But he doesn't, nothing. That's it, right? On a weekly basis, it's pizza or some kind of chicken.
I could live on pizza
every day.
I love all of us.
By the way, it's amazing because it's not really great food for you. You're very skinny, so it's
Oh yeah,
but he's under 30.
Metabolism, that'll go in about a
30
couple years.
Is when 30 is when you realize you can't just eat
I'm
anything.
34. And I'm noticing like I can't get away with what I used to, and not be like, poof, one bad week in Mexico or something, and it's like
30 was the age.
Just go back to India. You lose all the weight.
Yeah, exactly. Dude. No, those are perfect trips. 36 hours, I won't eat anything.
Are you cleansing? Nah, I got to do business in Mumbai.
You at least have private jets for that, right?
No, man. For me. Like, if I'm not traveling with my father, I travel commercial. And I fly coach even, because I can't, like...
Whoa.
There's a part of my brain, like, I can't justify... Like, I'd rather give the excess to charity or something like that, but, if I'm going to L.A., it's like,
a nice
5-hour
guy.
flight. Like, I'm not going to spend... the first class ticket's like $5 to $8 grand, or I can sit in the back for like $700. I'm like, no-brainer. Like, I can't...
But what about the big comfy seats? And
honestly, for me, it's like, I can... I'm going to read or watch a movie. Like, I don't need... Like,
but there's so many distractions. You don't realize that you're flying through the air at 500 miles an hour.
Only half of it.
Well, I'm a licensed pilot, so flying doesn't bother me. Like,
okay.
So
all right, help us out.
Only half of it's on the plane.
Help us out. Yeah. Why are we all scared of flying? And how do we get around that?
Honestly, if you're listen, I've never been afraid of flying, and I used to jump off mountains with parachutes and stuff like that. So I'm like on the extreme end of like stupid. That's why I've broken every major bone in my body. But honestly, like go up in like a small plane. I think you go up and take like a lesson. Like you're learning to fly. Like you get the controls, you try to do it. Like you go through some bumpy shit, and then you realize those big planes. If you look. Find it, like, they'll stretch the wings 40 feet either way. Like, it's impossible to break those things.
What they do to test those things is amazing. You will see the wings of a 747 flapping.
Yeah, they almost, like, can make them touch at the top. It's
amazing.
Like, without snapping, like,
And it's very rare that no matter how bad the turbulence is, that a plane will go down due to turbulence. It's very rare. People get hurt because they're not buckled in and shit like that.
But how many planes really go down a year? When you think about how many people and how many are in the air at any given time, I mean, there's thousands in the air at any given time, right? And, like, Yeah, you can go on like go on one of the sites and they'll show you like every flight that's in. I mean, there's thousands of planes, and like
someone's got to
you
win
hear
the
like
lotto.
1 or 2 a year. Well, statistically, you're more likely to die in a car accident.
Well,
I think they actually say like more people are hit by lightning than die in plane crashes a year. Like
how many times a year you fly?
I don't fly as much anymore just because of the time. I mean, it's one of those things that when I got my pilot's license 10 years ago, I really enjoyed it. I did a lot, but like you start having kids, you read about like all these like dentist turned pilot, like it's not
John
something you want to do as a journeyman. You just don't want to do it like part time because if something goes wrong, like listen, I could get on a plane right now and 99.99% of the time I'd be fine. But if something goes wrong and I just wasn't as in tune with it because I haven't been doing it as much, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, it's got to become an extension of yourself.
Yeah, so I mean, those are the ones you guys hear about Rex. It's like the guy that flies once a month and he's had a plane and they're like, he's been a pilot for 20 years, but he's got 200 hours. It's like, I don't know. Like,
but as soon as one of those instruments looked a little funny, I'd start screaming. But you have to sit there and relax and go, okay, all right, what that means is this. I got to adjust here. Fuck that. I'd be screaming already.
Well, start it again.
Your own senses will fuck you before the instruments will.
Absolutely.
Well, the instruments, that's exactly right.
What do you mean stall and try starting it?
Well, they teach you to do that. I mean, they blindfold you when you're doing, getting your license, and they do all sorts of weird stuff, and they tell you to recover, and I swear you feel like you're upside down and you're flying like straight and level. Like, so you really have to learn to trust your instruments.
The Kennedy kid was upside down and didn't know it.
Yeah, they say like the top portion of his right wing is what hit the ground first.
Spatial
So he was upside down when he hit. So I mean, you got to learn to trust your instruments.
I understand looking out. Sometimes you don't know if you're upside down, but when your body just tell you you're upside down,
your body will tell you. That's the problem. That's why people get an accident. They believe their body instead of the instrument.
And the instruments, the artificial horizon tells you you're flying straight and level, and you're going, no, I'm not. I'm banked over. Like I can feel it. I'm probably fucking, 30 degrees over, and you try to correct it, and now you're the other
really
way
banged
wrong.
over. That's when you hit a stall.
But if you put me upside down now, I'm gonna know it.
Yeah, look, if
not necessarily.
If you sneeze and it hits you in the forehead.
Can you spit every once in a while, see what's going on, if it's going up or down?
Up and sideways, and you're like, I don't know what to do.
Wow, all right.
Shit.
But you guys are all afraid of flying?
I'm not afraid of it. I flew with Joe Buck when Joe Buck was getting his license.
Yeah.
We're at Republic Airport, and he's not allowed to have people in there, so he goes, all right, and Republic's this little airport.
Wait by the fuel.
Wait by the dumpster. And I'm running in it like it's an A-Team episode, like I'm just trying to make the escape. And we get in this thing, and he's doing touch and goes. I was sick by the third one. Let me out. Go by the dumpster. I'm running out.
Yeah. What were you doing? Cessnas or?
Yeah, Cessnas, Warriors, all the, all the
Any
small
bottom
stuff.
wing or?
Yeah, well, the Warriors are bottom,
a
low wing, and so. I got to do, and then had friends with planes, so I've landed everything up to like a King Air. I've done some time in like the Boeing and like simulators and iced those landings, man. And so because
dumb terrorists ruined that. You used to be able to actually fork out a few grand and go to the United complex and just get in a simulator. Take a fucking lesson in a simulator 767.
Yeah.
And, they stopped doing that. Put the kibosh on that.
Yeah, interesting. 5 Muslim guys, they want to really learn to fly. That's great. I think we should encourage that.
Can we give them a deal? They don't need to know how to land.
Yeah, for some reason. No one picked that up. Oh, well.
Yeah, that's kind of a signal.
I flew in the helicopters are fun. They took us in helicopters to Death Valley.
That's a whole other animal.
That's a whole different kind
That's fun.
You're flying
I've got a little helicopter time. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Totally different animal.
Yeah. It's just the oddest thing is not having forward speed when you're going up in the air.
Yeah.
Especially if you go from airplanes to helicopters, you're kind of like, what?
Yeah, the flying part's kind of easy. It's the hovering part that's difficult. Controlling that side to side and. That's where it gets tough.
Yeah.
I remember the whirly birds, the one on the arms where you'd fly around and pick up like the
vertibird.
Vertibirds.
Yeah, it was a game. Yeah, you had the throttle, and then you had your collective, and you're like, whoa, let me go up.
I always broke my whirlybird.
The spring was the universal joint, and it always broke.
How about you make them a little more sturdy?
Yeah, put a universal joint in there.
We're going to crash this thing a bit.
We're going to spin it around. We're never going to be able to pick up the little roadblock thing and drop it off to stop the match.
When we were growing up, those helicopters and stuff, one flight, and it was broken.
Because it had to turn 90 degrees
and then
to
you
go
had to be
a rotor,
a mechanic.
And it was a pin spring. It was like a pin spring that bent, so they could use that, and that was the weak link. That always broke.
We always broke it on the first flight.
Bastards.
We'd end up in the middle of 25A, which is a busy road.
Yeah.
So our yard was literally in the highway.
And the last flight, there was always a firework strapped to the little...
You had to.
Final mission, blow that thing up.
Oh, my God, we've had a major malfunction.
Yep.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots, they made cheap, too. But the old ones, they didn't. The old ones had, like, forged steel inside those things.
You can actually kick them in it.
Yeah, like when you
The
when
old ones
you got
came
your
with Hugh
block,
Jackman from the movie.
when you got your
Well, he's
block
not doing
knocked
anything
off,
right now,
you
so.
took your fist and just went bam and smashed his head back down. You know, and but the ones now are so feeble and because they still make them.
They
by the way.
do.
Yeah, and they're so like frail.
Well, that game was fun for about an hour.
Sock'em
You know
robot.
what was fun for a while? Remember Spirograph?
Oh,
and we
God.
learned how to sharpen the edge of them, and then they turned into Ninja Throwing Stars.
Well, the things that do the weird shit.
The weird
right?
shit with the round where you
Yeah.
could sharpen them up on a wheel and just throw them and stick them in your brother's
We've
back.
talked about all the toys we grew up with and how we changed the game to make it way more
Well,
exciting.
okay, growing up with Anthony, you don't need toys. Just leave shit around. and you
that's
come
true.
back and it's different.
I would
Improvised
I would
toy,
just
yeah.
take stuff apart and put it back together sideways and be like,
God.
yeah, check this out. And Adam's like, wasn't that my lawnmower?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I
well,
need that back. We don't have it anymore. It's
Oh,
an
you ain't gonna
assault
see that no
vehicle.
more.
Remember when you made the light board out of the, when the band had a gig and you made a light board out of an Atari?
Yeah, we needed the switches.
Yeah, so you
Yeah,
took
yeah.
you did the whole Atari board
apart.
4 switches on the old Atari with the cartridges.
So the band's lights would work.
That was the band's lights. That's before he found out about resistors, and the thing caught on fire and almost burnt my hands.
Good show. I remember that one.
Yeah.
Then there was barbecuing with tools because we didn't have
Yes.
barbecue equipment. So it was needle nose pliers and
vice grips.
We all had our own, like we'd play the paintball and then come back with giant London broil and all throw them on the barbecue at the same time. And we're just standing around drinking beer and with needle nose pliers and fucking vice grips, flipping them
In camouflage.
Yeah, in camouflage with tools because we were
Ridiculous.
not even too poor. We just spent money on bad things. Rent or slot cars? Slot cars. You know, I could always duck behind the window when the landlord
hole in
showed
the
up.
wall when the landlord comes.
Landlord would show up and just pound on the door. Anthony, I know you motherfuckers are in there. Open the door. And we'd see him storm off and whoop, peel out. We're like, all right, set the cars
Come
up.
on out of the. We would hide like Anne Frank, just right in the walls. Because
Yeah.
sometimes he'd come in and wouldn't see us.
I wound up seeing him years later after I was a fairly successful radio
Good for
guy.
you.
And,
Did you pay him back finally?
No.
You should have done the right
he was
thing.
kind
Just
of a
write him
dick.
wrote him a check.
But the nice thing is nothing's really changed. Like even when I go over the house, like when you guys had that hiatus, and when you were living in Brooklyn, I went over the house.
Oh, you call it a hiatus, do you?
Yeah, I'm trying to be nice.
Firing, if you remember.
Beer cans all over the place, and he's building a helicopter. I'm like,
yeah.
yeah,
What are you
he's
doing?
The same.
Radio control helicopters. That's what I'm into right now, Adam. Yeah. That was fun.
That was the
Something to do.
6-month phase.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then it's like,
Get the phase, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
We had time for a few phases. We had to sit out
Yeah,
2
traveling
years
was
and
good.
3 months.
I remember being on the road in
Holy
Vegas and
fuck.
seeing the White House. I saw the White House and Opie and Anthony on the crawl. I went, oh, what the fuck did they do now?
Yeah, that's probably not good.
Nah, that's not a good one. We've been good boys.
Yeah,
we're
not
due.
good. Not good.
We're overdue, like one of those volcanoes.
Oh,
We got to erupt.
please.
We got to do something. Got to
Please.
fuck this shit up a little bit.
No,
No?
I'm good. I hate that.
Adam, let's get you out of here. Let's get everyone out of here. It's
yeah, we're
weekend
going,
time.
Weekend
of course.
time.
It's Adam Ferrara on Twitter, Ferrara. With that Aretha Franklin joke, my God, you should have more followers now.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I got some
good
followers.
one.
and a lot of hate mail.
And a lot of hate.
Well, that's okay.
From fat people.
And you're going to be on a stage with a lot of bananas around you.
Bananas this week in Hasbrook Heights.
Here's a
February
great club.
11th, I will be at the Hollywood Improv in L.A., and Top Gear premieres February 14th, 9 o'clock Tuesday on the History Channel.
Very good. And Donald Trump Jr.
John.
But we call you
Donald Trump.
I say Donald Trump Jr. because I want to help him out with his Twitter, too. Donald J. Trump Jr. Who has Donald
Yeah,
Trump?
you know
again?
what? I didn't set it up originally. It was one of those things
yeah,
that it
we
was
talked
like.
about
So
it.
someone in my office set it up, and I was like, "Really? Like you didn't put just like Donald Trump Jr. Like because
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
wasted space. Like when I'm trying to send hate mail back to someone, it's like, God damn, I got to leave my name in there.
Well, you guys probably own Twitter at this point, so change your name.
Yeah.
Donald J. Trump Jr., you don't have to spell out Jr. on Twitter. He really is a good one to follow, surprisingly, because I thought you'd be more conservative. But
Yeah,
like,
you know, when
like-
I get busy, I kind of get off of it a little bit, but then I'll have like a day
no.
where I have like these multiple epiphanies where it's
plenty
like,
of
I'm just going
time.
to put that out there. And
He puts
sounds
it out
good.
there, absolutely. And
Throw
of
it against
course,
the wall.
Celebrity Apprentice, we fixed the date. It's Sunday, February 19th at 9 p.m. on NBC, and it looks like you got a good lineup of celebrities. So, yeah. Cheryl Teagues isn't hot anymore, though, right?
What?
Listen,
We saw her at your
She's very nice.
We saw her at your father's roast, matter of fact.
All right.
And the ass is a little flat.
It's let's say it's different than it was 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years.
You can't stop the clock, as they say.
It's so flat that me and
time is undefeated.
I got to tell you, because
we like to reset the clock. No, I can't do that with an ass.
Her ass is so
Flag
flat.
on the play, flat ass.
Flat ass.
Set the game clock.
Me and Ed followed her flat ass for a few blocks.
Yeah, we were stunned by it.
We got to our turn off, and we're like, fuck that. We can follow her flat ass for a little longer.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
I don't know if it's stalking. We were just amazed how flat it was.
Just looking at it.
Sorry,
flat ass.
No, it's sorry to your.
Yeah, you know. Hey, look, tune in to look for her flat
ass. See, we just sold the show.
Maybe you'll see
a
it.
walk's as good as a hit. You're still looking.
Right.
Exactly.
All right.
I also want to let people know that the latest edition of Live from the Compound is up on iTunes.
Whoa.
Yeah,
nice.
It's on iTunes. So just go to iTunes, search Compound or Anthony Cumia or something like that. And of course, we want our Shorty Awards, don't we?
Of course.
No, I don't want one.
Well, I want mine.
No, I don't want one.
Go to shortyawards.com and vote for me in the web show category because I want a gala. I want to say I have an award-winning web show.
Yeah, and vote for me in the radio, and vote for Opie and YouTube star. He needs it.
No,
he
I
needs
don't. I
this.
don't
And
want
Melissa Stetman in fashion.
What?
In fashion.
Oh, wouldn't take this whole
She was on
shit
30
over.
Rock last night. I had to sit there and not be as famous as my girl was. That was really upsetting. Like she's on 30 Rock.
Wait a minute.
Great.
All right, Don, it was great, man.
Yeah, Don, thanks,
Good,
man.
glad to be here,
Great
man. Thank
time.
you.
We will absolutely ask you
Adam,
back when Jimmy's
good to
doing his
see you.
thing.
Always got that pal. Woo woo.
And Adam, thanks, brother.
See you soon, pal.
Hi, boys. Good.
The Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM. Sirius XM. And now, the Opie and Anthony Show continues. This is After O&A Live. Here's your host, Sam Roberts.
Trying to figure out who's all involved in that meeting going on outside. See Rob, Cross, Opie.
We got
who's there that I can't see because the curtain. Is that Roland?
Yeah, Roland's in there.
Who
else do you think is over there?
How ridiculous? And there's Mars.
No. Who else?
Who
has to have meetings?
The sex man, of course.
Yes, of course.
How ridiculous does E-Rock look? I don't know if we've chronicled this properly on the show, but he bleached his hair completely, and then recently he got a haircut, and he just cut it down so that the sides are super short and it's a little longer on top, which is I guess a fine haircut. But the thing is that now the rest of his hair is dark, and it looks like he just has severely frosted tips. And now he's in a meeting talking about programming, and he's just this guy outside in a hoodie and frosted tips.
He's got an in-sync Backstreet Boys hairstyle going on.
Yeah, and he looks like
Retarded?
he was in one of those bands 15 years ago before he gained a little weight and he didn't realize. Uh-oh. Opie, we were just commenting. I know you're uncomfortable with a lot of attention. E-Rock looks ridiculous having those meetings out there watching him. He can't walk around here with that hairstyle.
Yeah, he's got to shave it down. Maybe Monday.
I hope so. I mean,
down. Mars is a little jealous.
Mars
That's the only
is
reason
jealous?
I'm in here today.
What's Mars jealous of?
He noticed a friendship happening right in front of his eyes.
Between you and Cross?
No.
Oh, man.
What the hell's wrong?
Ah, shit. I was hoping. I was
What
yes.
the hell is wrong with you?
We've bridged a gap. No, it wasn't you and Rob Cross.
I ain't no hipster.
Oh, so you can't.
Rob Cross is in that hipster world, isn't he?
You got a little bit of a hipster beard going.
I do have that. But that makes it non-hipster because I'm not trying to be hipster.
Hipsters
are officially trying to be hipsters, although they would say differently.
Exactly, which is what you're doing.
What?
You're saying differently, but we both know.
I'm not trying to be hipster.
You got your hipster YouTube
I am a
channel.
hipster for not trying to be hipster.
So you're a bit of a hipster.
But Mars, very jealous because, as we all know, he's been trying to become friends with me for a long time.
Wait. A lot of people think long time. They think 4, 5, 6 months.
2 weeks.
Is how long he's been trying to be friends with you?
7 years.
7
years. I've only noticed the last 2 weeks he's been trying to be my friend.
Do you have any idea?
Are you serious? You've been trying to be my friend for 7 years? I only noticed 2 weeks ago.
Opie, when we started,
what a waste of time.
When you and I started hanging out, just started, I went to your house, the first time I went to your house.
Yeah.
It was, hey Mars, guess where I was over the weekend? Who? Oh, I was hanging out with a friend of mine. Who were you hanging out with?
Right.
Opie. No, you got to go to you went to his house? He wants your phone number. This is why it hurt him so bad when he got a last-minute wedding invite from you. He wasn't on the initial list, and you gave it to him like a week before, and he was very hurt because he wants to be your friend.
I gave it to him a week before because, people dropped out, and you got to fill those seats.
Right. Now, how long ago were you how long ago were you married?
What am I up to? 3 years.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
It still bothers him. That's how bad he wants to be.
You
your
knew what
friend.
You knew what that was about? That you were a last-minute invite to fill up the seats?
You knew.
I had no idea.
You knew in your heart because Opie.
But at least you were a thought.
No, what it was.
Some people didn't even get that.
No, what it was is he went around the room and says, "Hey, Sam, Roland, did I forget anybody?" Everybody was like, "Nah. Oh, maybe was that Mars?" Oh shit! I forgot Mars. Fuck! Let me invite him just to.
But I did.
And the rest of us in the room were telling him.
Master Podium didn't get no invite.
Oh, you did?
No.
The rest of us in the room
I like
were
Master
going.
Paul, though. I just didn't want him fucking karate chopping people.
We're going, Opie. You don't need to invite Mars. Don't bother. Why invite him?
But see, here's the problem with friendships. Mars doesn't have a skill that I'm interested in. Me and Sam became friends because I saw this little tech kid. I'm like, fuck, man, I could learn some shit. Plus, I could learn how to upload videos and get my YouTube channel started. And he was the one that walked me through Twitter at first when I brought it to his attention. But
no. You did not bring Twitter to my attention.
I said you brought it to my attention, but I brought it to your attention technically.
Gotcha.
And then you tell me, oh, I've been on Twitter a year. I'm like, you motherfucker holding out on me like this.
I got you your first 50 followers.
So you actually came to my house because I was using you.
But
then we kind of hit it off during the using process. See, your problem is you don't have a skill that I give a shit about.
And the relationship
to get you in the door.
The reason the relationship has blossomed is because his wife and my fiance actually have a legitimate friendship, and he had to be nice to me, otherwise he would hear it from his wife.
Do you fix toilets?
No, I don't.
That's what you assume.
I got a running toilet that I can't figure out. I've tried. The building guys have tried 3 or 4 different times. I guarantee it's running right now. If you could fix toilets, that's the in to at least come into my apartment. You fix the toilet. Maybe we have some small talk that brings you back to
phone
fix
number
another
exchange.
Toilet.
This weekend I'm fixing my own faucets, so if I succeed with that, then I'll go ahead and hit you up.
I'm good with faucets.
But you
know, with toilets.
He's not lying, man. That is so true.
Yeah,
we were alone. No one was around us. It was just him and I. And I said, "Yo, what's up with the phone number? What's going on?" He goes, "What do you got to offer?" Swear to God, man.
I believe it. And I like that he's sitting there going, I'm using Sam for his technical skills, while the engineer of the show is going, can I be your friend? Can I be?
You want to know one better?
The engineer.
You want to know one better? One that really bothers me? He's always talking about this guy that comes to his house and sets up his sound and his TV and his audio visual guy.
That shit?
And I'm like, this motherfucker.
That's Joe from Sights and Sounds. You don't do sights and sounds.
What's the
you do sights and sounds?
Yes, see this the sound.
That's his thing.
The radio broadcast.
Oh shit! I never thought about that before.
But you're
I'm not even joking.
But you already got a guy.
Oh fuck!
Like, you already got a guy.
You could have done that as a side project.
Yes.
Oh fuck! That would have been good money for you. You know how much I paid for my shit?
What's the
I don't talk about it often, but I got some shit.
What's sexy skill that he got on board with?
No, I'm out of the loop now since you took over.
You're not out of the loop.
Well, no, but
Sam
at one
absolutely
point,
took over for you.
Yeah,
because we were better friends before Sam came along.
But not anymore. Now I'm the better friend, I would think.
E-Rock used to get abused easily. Not anymore.
I did that to him.
Yeah, but not anymore.
I've worked him for a long time
He gets
to
abused
stick up
every
for
day.
himself. But here's the thing, because I got to go.
Well, here's what happens, Sam. Mars is going to come in, and then you're going to be pushed out.
I can't hear.
He said Mars is going to come in, and I'm going to be pushed out. If I get replaced by Mars, that's fine. I don't think I want to be friends with somebody who would replace me with Mars.
Well, Mars, the whole thing, the whole point of this, before I promote my Twitter Opie Radio and my YouTube channel Opie Radio,
don't get bashful,
is that Mars had to sit there as me and Don Trump.
Oh.
See, I don't call him Donald anymore because he saw it happen in front of his eyes. Me and Don Trump are officially friends. And Mars had to sit there and watch it happen.
Did you exchange phone numbers?
We got digits.
Oh, that had to hurt, Mars.
Very much.
It's taken you 7 years, still nothing. Don Jr. won. Well, I mean, he's been on a few times, but it was just, kind of one day. Oh, yeah, you're kind of cool. Because he has celebrity to offer.
Yes, he does.
Don?
Yeah.
No, he's got fly fishing to offer.
And
I don't even realize he's a celebrity. Like, I want to do that fly fishing thing, and he's set up nice in Roscoe. Nice.
Fly fishing
What do
and
you got?
celebrity.
You don't have nothing that I want.
So does
the
Don Trump
sights and
replace
sounds
Sam?
thing. I guess I should have realized that.
And you can't speak English or Spanish. You don't have a language to offer. You got nothing.
I could babysit.
Oh, get the fuck out of here! Your family's full of child molesters.
You admitted that your people tend to touch children.
Yeah.
That was them, not me.
No, I don't believe that for a second.
Yeah.
That shit gets passed down generation.
The apple doesn't. Oh, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Look, I could offer you, if you could fix this one toilet that no one else could figure out, it might be this. It might lead to like fixing another toilet, maybe a clogged sink. In between, waiting for parts to arrive or something, then we small talk, and then maybe we get something going. Like Sam is
learn how to do it. That's what I would do. If he said, "Hey Sam, you know how to use iMovie or whatever," I'd be like, "Yeah," and then I'd go home, I'd learn it, and then by the time I got to his house, I'd be able to teach it to him.
Sam now, it took a while, but now he actually gets the invite just to hang.
Every
time he came to my place, it was because I needed him to like do something.
Right. I mean, there are still some invites of work. It's
Well-
like work and friendship.
Like celebrating New Year's.
Wait, you do sights and sounds?
Yes, man.
I knew you did the sounds part.
You know what?
What's the sights part? I didn't know you did
Opie,
sights.
I went to NYU for film.
I was just gonna say that he studied film, and you got your whole video thing, and I've been the video guy.
He never asked me about anything reference to film
And you know
or
what's
how
funny?
to shoot something.
God, I can't look past the Puerto Rican thing.
Yes,
Yeah.
I just think Puerto Rican. What does he know?
What was E-Rock's skill originally when he started becoming
Super fan.
That was it. You just wanted the ego boost.
No.
You
No,
just
he
needed
like-
somebody around you going, "You're awesome, Opie."
He just like
Remember that time?
He just collected all sorts of stuff about me that I didn't have, and I'm like, fuck, I could use that.
Oh, so you're like, give me some tapes, give me some newspaper clippings.
He had old bits I forgot about years ago, and press clippings, and he has dirt on every radio guy.
Yeah.
and
He's just a little gossip.
He's a little gossip queen. He gives me fucking gossip every day. It rules. I know so much shit about people that I'll never say.
Yeah, but half the time he's got it wrong.
No. That's the scary
really?
part. Yeah, if you want to abuse him, that's fine. We'll do that Monday. But if you want a real talk right now, this guy knows shit.
He's giving you good information.
He fucking knows shit.
E-Rock, that's your skill. Did you know this?
Yeah, I did. I knew.
But he never wanted me to blow up his spot because now he knows. You know,
Everybody knows he's a
everyone knows
gossip.
he gossips now.
Yeah, everybody knows he's a rat. Everybody knows I'm a rat. It's something, you deal with it.
Want a minute?
Shit, if I come over
You
with
want a
some
minute?
old clipping, no thank you. You
might
might call
need a
me a
minute.
stalker. Hey, he's already think I stalk him.
Take the mint,
I
Mark.
want it.
Mark, this is why you're so bad at this. Whenever Opie offers you anything, you just say yes.
Want a minute?
No thank you.
It might not be mints.
Oh, in that case, let me get two.
It took me.
You know what I'm talking about? They might not be mints.
I know.
Mars, it took me years
looks
before
like-
I said no to Opie.
Oh, by the way, you think I'm bullshitting about the I Hate Steven Singer diamond thing I'm doing with him? Diamonds right there.
Those are mints.
There's a few diamonds in there loose.
I didn't see one diamond. They're all mints.
Listen to the diamonds.
They sound like mints to me.
I'm going to Times Square right now, making a few deals.
So, are you and Mars gonna be friends?
No, I just laid the whole thing out.
Mars,
You get wordy on this show. I already told you everything you need to know. He doesn't have a skill
There's
that
new listeners all the time.
I'm interested in.
You know, and it's not the racial thing either, because he's got Roland as a good friend.
Yeah, it's not the racial thing.
But it is the Puerto Rican thing. I
Excuse
think.
me. A Puerto Rican
Yes.
didn't make my life. A Mexican didn't make my life miserable for 10 years. Okay.
Opie, can I tell you
A
something?
Puerto Rican did.
Can I tell you something?
Mexicans never did me wrong.
Can I tell you something, Opie? Mars, since back on 57th Street for years, has come to me and said, "So, Sammy, seriously, do you think he doesn't like Puerto Ricans? And he's asked me
You're
in
an
all...
asshole, because those are private conversations, man.
But you asked me that, right? In all sincerity, you asked me that.
Yes, I did.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, I did.
That's what he's worried about.
God, now I got to be Greg Hughes for a second.
He might be a racist.
Now I got to be Greg Hughes. It's bits. Why would one Puerto Rican make me hate all Puerto Ricans?
One rotten apple doesn't spoil the bunch.
That's right.
Oh, boy, it was her family, too.
Well, yeah. It'll be in the book, trust me. I got to sell some loose diamonds.
Those aren't diamonds. Oh, boy.
Later,
Opie, who kid's coming up the hall? You better block him if you don't,
Look, you do whatever you want with this hour. I was just suggesting that maybe too much Who Kid.
You said that about the mashup, too.
Hey, Who Kid, you know where I could sell some loose diamonds?
So, Mars, we got a little more insight. He needs somebody who he can use,
Yes, I see.
which is true. You know, I mean, E-Rock and I have both been used for various skills. Is there anything you think you could offer him?
Like I said, I could have done his audio visual at the house.
Not what you could have done. That's already been
I could
filmed.
help him edit his videos, too.
I've already taught him how to edit. I taught him how to do. Like I taught him how to do it.
I have nothing. I really now I'm going to turn my sights on Anthony.
Look,
After 7 years.
if you're worried that Opie might not like you because you're a different ethnicity, don't even start with Anthony.
Well, you never know. Ant might need an engineer for Live at the Compound.
That's what he's got Danny for. It's been filmed.
That's why they've both come to me before and asked for a little something.
But that's the thing. They ask you for help, but they don't want you at the house. Like, they'll just say, just ask Mars real quick.
He's got an open door policy at his house.
He's also got guns.
Yeah, that's what.
So,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why I stay away.
That's two factors you always remember, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Well, and Eric, you think that your relationship with Opie is not what it used to be?
I actually think it's better.
In what sense?
That he calls you all the time now.
You prefer it that way?
Well, if you want to go back to the Atlantic City luggage incident.
Well, listen, I ended up with a pocket full of cash and a free weekend in Atlantic City if we want to break down what was really happening.
And no sleep and had to come back and do special delivery.
No sleep. I was there all weekend.
I thought you came back to do special delivery.
I went up on Friday.
Oh.
Dude, he came off like a champ. Tell him about that one, too.
What happened?
Remember when that happened? I went up to you. What the fuck, man? Why did you could have called me? I could have done it.
Yes.
Sam started laughing at me.
I was like, yeah. I got cash, hotel, hanging out with Jim backstage, a weekend in Atlantic City.
You took your girl?
I took Jess. Like, I really don't see how I ended up the loser in that situation. I just carried an extra bag up there.
Okay.
I didn't look at it from that perspective.
No, I looked at it as like I was busy.
What were you busy doing? Watching Netflix and eating potato chips?
Good one. No. I was here at work when he called.
Okay, so you were busy working on his show.
That was about the time that E-Rock started changing up.
Yeah.
He started saying, fuck that. You know,
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
I didn't say fuck that.
But like his first excuse was like, he's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay here and work on the Opie and Anthony show. Well, what do you, you're still doing work for him.
Yeah, but there's a difference between show work and, hey, can you grab my suitcase and take it to Atlantic City?
Yeah, and have a free weekend and money.
All right, enjoy yourself.
E-Rock, you would never do that for someone?
He doesn't need the cash anymore. You see, Mars, that's how people change.
No,
he doesn't
I
need
do.
the cash. You do from your big mansion?
Yeah, no. This year's going to be interesting.
You moved in yesterday?
No, yesterday was the final walkthrough, and then
took all day, right?
closing
It's
with
a
the
big house,
and then closing with the lawyers and all that. So,
oh, what a pain! I hate moving. My sister is moving into my building, which could end up being horrible. I'm not sure yet.
E-Rock, you get some of that money back first year with your taxes.
well, yeah, I know, but that's not till at least April of 2013.
Oh, you got to
But
wait.
For now, it's just.
How much is he going to?
For now, he's just got to worry about that fat salary check that he gets.
Exactly. Now he's going check to check, which, granted, affords him to live a nice lifestyle, even check to check. But
Yeah,
still,
well, that'll change soon too.
why you're going to quit?
No.
So why will that?
It's just there's a lot of my money's going to other places now than
Like what?
being able to save it and use it frivolously.
Is the wife pregnant?
No, that's not going to be for a while.
Why? She won't give it up? Well, that's a reason, right? Why is that not going to be for a while?
Just because we were dealing with getting the house and moving in. So after everything's all settled, then,
a cute
then we'll
little
deal with
E-Rock.
it.
A little nagel.
That Mars will never see.
You never showed. It's never shown to Mars.
Never show
right?
me
No.
what?
Mars can't come to my house because there's a playground right next to it.
So you'd invite him, but legally he can't be there.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. It was the family members.
Whatever, man. How old before you'll thrust his tips for him? Little Nagel.
More than likely, the kid will be blonde.
What is your wife naturally blonde?
When she was born, she was blonde up until somewhere between 5 and 10. Myself and all my siblings were all born really blonde. And with the exception of me and my older sister, all the rest of them are still light blonde. So all the kids should come out blonde.
Are you? You have to move all your shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to pack up all your autographs and things. Like, did you realize as you were moving how much shit you really have? Because you never know. Like, I never knew how much shit I'd accumulated until I started moving from apartment to apartment.
Well, hold on, because you also don't have to take into consideration all the wrestling stuff that you have at your parents' house. That didn't have to be packed up and moved with you, because added that onto to whatever else you got.
I don't have a mansion to put it in.
I don't either.
Eric.
It's compound light is
No,
what I got.
I call it the mansion. There's nothing about you that's light anyway.
Oh, good one.
Did you realize how much shit you have? Like, oh my God.
I threw out a lot of stuff.
Any good stuff I would have liked?
No, nothing really. But yeah, I was amazed how much stuff I did have and what I was throwing away compared to what we just had overall in the apartment.
What do you mean?
Just so much shit in the apartment.
Like furniture and stuff, or
DVDs, books, glassware, all that stuff.
Are you taking the DVDs, or are you going to...
Oh, all of them are going.
Throwing them out or going with you?
Going with me.
That's so funny.
Going with me.
You're not going to use them after a year. Like, DVD is almost finished.
Well, look, I only recently, within the last 2 years, got rid of all my CDs, ripped them all, and they're all on hard drives now.
Mm-hmm.
When that technology is more user-friendly, where you can rip a DVD sort of like an MP3,
yeah,
and put them all on hard drive. I know you can, but you can't get a lot of them on a drive, and you got to have special equipment and whatever. But when it's common that you can rip a DVD or even a Blu-ray to a hard drive and hold it like you would on an iPod or something,
have to hire like a service.
I'll get rid of all those DVDs.
Yeah, it just sucks that you have to move them. How many DVDs do you have?
There's over 1,000.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I had a photo. You know what? I'll Twitter it now. Of wall one of my old living room that was just empty DVD racks.
When is the first mansion party?
Hopefully, maybe mid to end February.
You should have an empty mansion party before you move in.
Oh.
Do you own the house now?
Yes, I officially.
You're a
own it.
homeowner.
Yes.
How does that feel?
It's good and terrifying at the same time.
Are you and your wife each going to have your own room?
No.
Oh. I mean, I just thought that might be her request. I know you have separate Xboxes and you have separate televisions. I don't know if you're each going to have your own separate bedrooms. I know you like your things a certain way.
Yeah, but no, I'll have a place for my stuff, and she has places for her stuff.
Well, listen up. Stop what you're doing right now, Roland, and go online to IHateStevenSinger.com and get one of Steven Singer's newest premium-colored gold-dipped roses. Do it now or risk missing the boat. The newest colors always sell out first. Steven has made plenty of Valentine's Day red roses. And, of course, the classic 24-karat gold-dipped rose. But new colors, like the green apple rose, the royal sapphire rose, they always sell out because people collect them and they like to build a bouquet of all the different colors. Be smart. Order now. Take advantage of Steven's free shipping, and you can have your order shipped to arrive just before Valentine's Day, or just get it now and be ready to wow her. That's right. You can even write your own personal message of love on the enclosed gift card. As a matter of fact, each rose comes in a beautiful gold gift box that makes a very special presentation. Steven includes the history of the rose as a symbol of your love. You don't even have to vocalize how much you love this person. Steven Singer takes care of that for you. All for just $69. It's so easy, and they last a lifetime. Order your 24-karat gold-dipped rose now online at IHateStevenSinger.com. Call them up at 1-888-I-HATE-STEVENSInger and have a personal shopper assist you. This is the #1 Valentine's Day gift from I Hate Steven Singer at Steven Singer Jewelers. Yes, Roland.
I have Opie's number to give to Mars.
Opie would not like that. And I'll tell you this.
No, he told me to give it to him.
He did.
Tell him, Sam.
Okay, well, if Opie told you.
Tell him, Sam. Come on. Tell him what you were going to say. Right
Mars has a certain amount of pride. He won't accept the number from anyone else. Can I read it to him?
Failed joke.
Okay, let me read it to him. Okay, it says Opie's number. So I guess I'll open it up, and it says PR on the back. Roland wrote the letters P and R.
Public relations?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that. PR, if it's not public relations, we risk those letters being followed by HR. So, yes, public relations.
That's how I wrote
we didn't even get to talk about it yesterday, and I wanted to. D.L. Hughley was on, and he was great as always, because you were talking so much about what a nice man Henry Winkler was. The reason I love D.L. Hughley is, of course, what he did for the legendary intern David. And when he was talking about...
Bob Kelly, too?
Huh?
Bob Kelly, or no?
I think it was just DL putting the money in. Bob Kelly.
Bob gave the instructions of where to go, how to do it, and DL funded it.
Is DL going to make the countdown this week, Eric?
Of course it is.
Okay, well, DL, he was talking about raising his son, who has autism, and wanting his son to just have that one experience with a girl. He said he wanted his son to get laid, get his heart broken, and all this stuff. And I saw that when he was dealing with David. He saw David as a kid who just needed to get laid. And DL said, I'm going to help this man out right now. I'm going to give him the money. $200 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then Bob Kelly told him exactly where to go to get himself jerked off.
We said it before, but you got to replay the raw audio of you talking to him on the street after everything happened.
Not even play it for the first time. It's 45 minutes long, and we've never played the full thing.
Oh, yeah, we played highlights.
We played highlights. We never played the full interview that I did right after it happened, and that was one of my most favorite things I've ever done. But you know what I was thinking when DL was in here, and I've thought this before. You can come on in, Who Kid. You're welcome. Yeah, of course. Come in. We were talking about D.L. Hughley. He once gave our intern money to go to a Yankee Cranky, like a jerk-off massage parlor.
Oh, my God. I just came from...
Just talking about it. You didn't come?
Me and Steven Bladder was at a strip club yesterday.
Oh, damn.
You were.
Is he a big tipper?
What?
Yeah.
Dollars come out?
It was a ass-eating contest, and one side was the Republicans, and the other side was the Democrats.
Keeping it political, very topical.
But the Republicans won, though.
They did.
They ate so much ass.
Oh, my God. I didn't know. I mean, I don't do these things with anybody who works here. It's amazing, the relationship.
Bladder was like, Republicans.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that.
Where
But
my headphones at?
Eric, what I was... they got a volume knob in there somewhere. What I was saying was, and I was thinking about this, I think, did we recently play the Kevin Nealon interview that David was in on? We recently,
I don't think so,
we did
no.
some bit that David, it was not an intern David centered bit, but he was a part of it.
He was in on it.
Like he just came in, and the reason I realized while I was listening to that why I loved intern David so much was just the honesty.
I love intern.
He gave you a direct answer to the question. Sometimes it made no sense. Sometimes it was completely rude, but he just gave it to you. And Eric, like, we have enough material. I don't think we've ever done it. Can we do an intern David best of show?
Of course we can.
Yes.
Like, what about the next here's what I'm thinking. This is all formed into my head. The next Jewish holiday.
Okay.
The next Jewish holiday, we do
Passover, right?
Sometime around there. We do one day. It's the best of intern David. And then in the time slot that would be after Opie and Anthony live, that fifth hour,
we do
we do the whole 45-minute interview that I conducted with him right after he got out of the massage parlor.
Why don't you have him host it?
He won't do the show anymore.
I know, that's what I mean.
I'll have to host it by myself. I would love to try to get
Go
him.
find him and then host it.
Well, we know
he's
where
at.
he is. He just won't talk to us.
He runs away from people.
He works now. This is his kid. He's just a spaz. I think you might have met him.
I met him before. I know what you're talking about.
He had the thick glasses on, and he was, but now he works at the 9/11 Memorial. He works at the World Trade Center. Yeah, Travis saw him, who works here.
Yeah, he walks around with an iPad, and then if you're looking for a family member or coworker or something like that, you give them the name, and he can tell you which position that their memorial is at there. That's all he does. But as soon as Travis walked over, he ran away.
Yeah, he runs away. He wants nothing to do with the show.
You think he'll run away from me? Remember, he had a really a good liking to me.
He might not. You know why?
You had a crush on you?
Yeah,
like a little bit of a crush,
bromance,
something like that.
He
Maybe
looked up
even
to
more.
me. He looked up to me.
He might not run away from you because he doesn't see you as one of the show guys.
Yes.
Kind of like Opie doesn't see you as one of the show guys.
Shut up, motherfucker.
I know the guy we have to send to get David here has to be Kenny.
He would answer.
He would respond to Kenny.
You know Kenny, our security guard.
He's a cool guy though.
David,
he won't run away from Kenny.
No, Club Soda Kenny, out of the goodness of his heart, for no reason. And I shouldn't say this because we have interns now,
right?
But nobody asked him to. David didn't ask him to, and he's never done it for any other intern. Every single morning, he would go down, he'd get his breakfast, and he'd come up and he'd bring David breakfast every morning.
Come on, man, you can't be serious.
Every morning, without fail.
What?
It was hilarious.
He's
it was
too
great.
nice, that guy, man.
And then David would just be like, "Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Kenny." And it just,
are you serious?
Eat his breakfast.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, every morning.
Wow. Kenny's a cool guy, yo.
He is a cool
He's
guy.
like, DJ Hookah, I respect you.
Is that what he said?
I respect you.
Yeah.
I was like, huh?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time as a police officer. That's why I didn't know if you two would mesh.
Maybe he pulled me over or threw me on the floor one time. I don't know, but he does respect me, though.
I'm glad you're in here, actually, because Opie brought up, we were talking about Super Bowl bets,
Mm-hmm.
and your man 50 Cent, who you work with.
Got $1 million out there, I think.
Well, but first, at first, he went on Twitter and said, if the Giants don't win, I'm going to tweet a nude picture of my penis.
Wow.
Like, why would he bet that?
He didn't say that. Maybe his Twitter got hacked. You serious?
He said that.
G-Unit, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not good gay unit, man.
And then, Mars, I guess you were about to say, Birdman.
Yeah, the
baby.
Yeah.
He said he would put a $5 million bet on the Patriots. 50 Cent, and Opie was right when he brought it up, 50 Cent said he would bet Birdman $1 million that the Giants would beat the Patriots.
Serious?
Yeah. Well, do you know anything about this, or is this?
I know. Birdman put $5 million out there.
50 said he would do $1 million to Birdman.
Wow.
Are you worried that's going to come out of your salary?
I don't know.
Because where's he going to get the $1 million from?
So somebody's gonna have $5 million in cash at the Super Bowl in Indianapolis? Like,
I guess that's what Birdman
you know
said.
how boring it is over there. Who the hell walks around with $5 million?
$5 million in cash
out there, yo.
I guess so. I don't know.
Somebody needs to talk to Nelly though.
Why?
He put like 20 G's on the Jets. Somebody needs to tell him that the Jets are at the Super Bowl.
Nelly.
Right, I don't know, man. So wrong with that guy, man.
Oh my God. We were also talking about today. We had Norton was out today, and you know who was filling in for him?
Who's filling in?
This is the A-list caliber people. The people like Roland. Roland has put the Opie and Anthony show at celebrity level. Donald Trump Jr. was filling in for Jim Norton today.
No way.
The whole show.
Serious?
Yeah.
Did he give away money?
No. Except E-Rock got a little bashing because he brought him in with money. Oh,
yeah. That was hack.
Yeah. But then again, Eric, at this point, is there anything you can do that they won't bash you for?
He ain't listening.
He's not listening.
That's not so Slim Shady.
Yeah.
Man.
Exactly.
I like that guy, man. Oh, yeah?
M&M Peanuts. We're just kidding, Eric.
He's back. He doesn't have any clue of what
I heard.
I thought Tom Green was hanging with you today or something. Man.
Tom Green was the other day. He's gonna be on. Is he gonna be on your show? Or
Yeah,
no?
he's doing Caroline's on Saturday, so he thought he'd come up to the whitest show on hip hop,
which is your show.
Which is my show.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It's amazing. Rude Jude does afternoons on your channel. He's an actual white guy, but your show is still whiter.
Yeah, I'm whiter than Rude Jude, though.
Definitely.
I love Rude Jude, though.
He's the man.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
But he said he's bringing a Charlie's Angel to my show this Saturday.
Who is?
A secret one.
Jude?
Tom Green? Yeah.
A secret Charlie's Angel.
Yeah, it's going to be serious.
I wonder who it could be.
I hope it's not the box. What's the? I don't know, but he's bringing. He's going to bring a special
one.
Yeah.
Well, I know one of them he doesn't talk to. Yeah.
Oh my God, the ET chick.
Drew Barrymore?
That's the ET bitch.
No, that's the actress who Tom Green was married to, who was in Charlie's
But
Angels.
she's from ET.
Charlie's Angels.
Oh, she's from. Oh, so that's her. That's probably who she's bringing there.
Drew Barrymore's on ET.
That's the bitch.
Oh, extraterrestrial.
She was the little girl.
I thought you meant Entertainment Tonight. Well, I'm sorry for living in 2012 and not 1986.
Like I said, I was in a strip club with Stephen Blatter yesterday.
I don't know anything about that.
Ass eating.
I felt a little vindicated today. I have to say that. I don't know. Speaking of eating, because Opie was talking about how delicious chicken fingers are.
Get out of here.
And I'm
chicken fingers, yo.
Chicken fingers.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
What, Chinese. Come on.
That's what he eats.
Man, not
That's all he
chicken's
eats.
actual finger, like just fried chicken fingers.
No, Chinese people eat the feet though.
I know they eat the feet. I've tried that before.
I had
Chicken
that, I
feet.
had that in Taipei.
You did.
It tastes like walnuts.
Walnuts? What
'Cause
type of chicken feet did you eat?
They put like some special paprika on it.
Nah,
like
man,
some
I don't
special
know.
spices.
I guess I've never had the real chicken feet before.
You never had chicken, what do you call it? Chicken nails? It's crazy.
What's your favorite fast food place? Because they were talking about that today. Like, Donald was in and he was saying...
Oh, like a hood spot?
Yeah, what's the hood? Like, Opie actually had a tweet last night, and it was like, things in every black neighborhood.
White Castle.
He said 2-story McDonald's.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
The
you're right.
2-story, but you can't go upstairs.
I don't think anybody ever goes upstairs except if you're like really poor.
Well, no, gang affiliated is upstairs. So what is White Castle the fast food of the
I
hood?
like what you call it, New York fried chicken. That's like really hood.
Kennedy fried chicken.
Kennedy fried.
Fried.
They got the buns in there that is so perfect. I don't know why they give it to poor people, but the buns deserve to be. I think rich people deserve those buns.
But we can't. We can't.
You can't go in the neighborhood. Like, you can't
can't
go in there and get the buns though.
Although in New Rochelle, in Westchester, baby, there is a Kennedy Fried Chicken.
No way.
New Rochelle is very.
That's a nice neighborhood.
Well, half of it is nice. Half of it, not so nice.
Is it racist there?
No, people just stick to their sides.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like people are, like if you grew up on the north end,
It's okay, man. It's all right, man.
you don't go on the south end, and vice versa. Like if you grow up on the north end, you're afraid to go in the south end.
Okay.
If you grew up on the south end, you're not allowed to go in the north end.
For
You know
real?
what? Yeah, it's one of those things.
Maybe you take Kenny. He'll do some security for you. Take you to go get some candy chicken.
Kennedy
man.
Fried. Like Friday very exciting because it's always Wendy's Day, but that's just because Wendy's is downstairs.
Yeah. You guys really go get Wendy's for real?
Every Friday.
Get out of here.
Why,
man.
you don't like Wendy's?
I love Wendy's.
Shake Shack is really
I like the fries over there.
There's an open mic right there. Why don't you just talk into it?
a beat next to Wookie.
I don't know, man. Bromance, man.
No,
You're a big guy, man. I don't know, man.
What about you, Mars? You've been packing on the pounds a little bit. What's your
I'm the skinny black guy, for Christ's sakes.
what's your fast food place of choice?
Pollo Tropical.
Whoever will buy him lunch.
Pollo Tropical. Where is that?
What is that?
You guys don't know
Pollo Tropical?
Yes.
Where is that? Do they have them in America?
There's one near me.
Sound like in
There is.
Venezuela.
The computer's fucking.
Can you spell
frozen.
it?
Can't the engineer fix it?
You don't like Pio Pio?
What about Pio Pio?
You don't like Pio Pio? Oh, that's not hood. That's
I don't
like
even know what pew pew is.
it's like what is it?
Spanish.
Brazilian. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a Brazilian spot. You
So,
know that spot,
Very
right?
different.
Pollo Tropical.
Yes.
Where is there one near you?
On Route 3.
There is. Is this a big chain
oh,
or
yeah,
a
I know
small
where that
chain?
one is, yeah.
Is it Eric? Is this a big chain?
Yeah, it's a big chain.
Where is it based out of?
I'm not sure, but I've seen them. I saw them down in Florida. I've seen them all around Jersey.
I think it's out of Florida.
Like, oh, okay. So
it's
Eric, no one. Wait. Everybody stop.
Oh, you're gonna go for a Florida joke here?
Mars, where did you say it was based?
Based out of Florida?
And Eric, you're very familiar with this chain?
I've never been, but I know it.
Okay. Good to know. Fukit, I don't know if you know this,
I've
but
been there.
E-Rock, he was born and raised in Florida.
No.
No way.
Yeah,
Why you kept it a secret from me?
he doesn't tell people. I don't know.
Sam, for almost 8 years now, has been telling the audience that I grew up in Florida. To the fact that
Who do you
now
know
everyone
from-
thinks that's where I really grew up.
Who do you know from Long Island with frosted tips right now? Okay, that's a Florida thing.
Zach Ryder.
From, what, Fort Lauderdale or what is
No,
it?
he's what's it called? West Palm.
West Palm.
Oh, West Palm.
Eric knows the lie already. Roland, what is you're the foodie here? Pollo Tropical. I don't know about that. I don't think I'd be allowed in that one either.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a place where you go and 1 a.m. the strippers come out.
Yeah.
No.
Or the whores or whatever.
That's E-Rock in Florida. E-Rock.
Wow. That's hot.
I think Pollo Tropical and Kennedy Fried Chicken are the same.
No.
Whoa!
What's happening?
Shit.
Ron Bennington, you know who, kid?
Of course.
See you, man.
How you doing, sir?
What's best fast food place?
There isn't one.
There's
They
not.
all fucking blow. They're all hideous.
Even Pollo Tropical?
I've never even heard of this before. I have no idea what it is.
It's a Florida thing.
You're from Florida, right?
Yeah,
you
lived
spent
in
a lot of time
Florida.
there.
Nobody fucking
Nobody.
heard of that thing.
Eric and I went to Jimmy Buffett's. The place was awful.
Jimmy Buffett's is not good.
Margaritaville.
They say Jimmy Buffett's where the food is as good as his music. Sucks.
So you're not going to be down for Wendy's Friday?
I'm sorry? No.
Me and Roland and Troy, we're going to think Ron Bennington, add it to the mix. Not interested.
No, not going to be any part of it. By the way,
No.
the picture of O&A in the lobby, fucking fantastic.
You like it?
Yes, the double hat picture.
Yeah.
The closest one is a week.
They refused. They refused to take a new photo.
Where was the what era was that from?
That was recently. I got to turn off this mic. These two are whispering like a couple of girls.
Yeah, they're looking around at Wendy's food, just fucking jacking on it.
That was done at the Hard Rock not too long ago, but it was like after an event. They just took the picture at the Hard Rock, and they said, use that for the promo shot.
It basically looks like the Russian Revolution is taking place.
Shit.
There's something about it that looks very military.
It is. It's a very especially Opie's. He's got his is like olive green, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And Ant always looks like he's packing heat. So
Now, The thing is, the only reason why I know it is I walked through the lobby and the book lady was there crying.
She was like, who the fuck are these guys? Opie and Anthony.
I had a picture up.
When does the Ron and Fez picture go up? When do you guys make the stink?
We don't care about any of that.
No, you're not going to bother even discussing it.
I'd like to get my name off my show. That's what I'd like to do.
Afternoons with Fez Watley.
Yes, that would be fine with me.
Well, you have anything planned for today?
Not a goddamn thing.
Not
a goddamn thing.
You want Hookah to stick around?
Everybody can stick around. You guys can do whatever you want.
I gotta wear a onesie though, like around at noon. I don't know if he wants me to hang around.
You have to wear a onesie?
A Giants onesie.
Why do you got to wear it?
Why?
Because it's Giants Appreciation Day up here today on Friday.
So you put on a onesie?
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in hip-hop anymore, Ron. It's passed me by. Maybe I'm out of touch. Well, stay tuned, because Ron and Fez are coming up next. Who Kid, this Saturday you'll be on the air as always on Shade 45.
Of course, Unlimited White People. Should be a good look for me, you know, and for white people.
Did you hear, we didn't get to play it on the air. We teased it, of course, but didn't play it. The Davy Mac Super Bowl song?
We'll open the show with that.
Fantastic. We haven't played it.
That's going to be sick.
And Davy Mac's Sports Show is now on at 7 p.m. on Saturdays. Sam Roberts Show, Sunday afternoon in E-Rock. Guess who's calling in on the day of the Royal Rumble is Dolph Ziggler.
No way. Get out of here.
That's right. That's right. So stay tuned for that this weekend. And more importantly, stay tuned for Ron and Fez, because they're coming up next. Goodbye, everybody.
The Opie and Anthony Show is now over. For real this time. Check out the O&A Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Opie and Anthony. And catch Opie and Anthony live Monday through Friday from 6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Ron and Fez are next.
Hey!